Arne Slot just left Liverpool, and the frontrunner for the job is Andoni Iraola. Has done extremely well with Bournemouth, getting them into Europe through the Premier League, which is a huge achievement. But after leaving the team on the coast, here he is at Liverpool. He's going to have to smarten up, and he's going to be taking charge of big names. With me purchasing the club, I've took it off of FSG, and hopefully giving it back to the fans as I'm going to try and rebuild them, so buckle up. Strap in. Iraola isn't confirmed as staying here if he doesn't make Liverpool a threatening squad. Yes, people, we start in the 26-27 season. Iraola announced as the new Liverpool manager. Really hope he brings some glory. And he's holding the old kit. No. We've got the new ones. And the new home kit, the away kit's in the game. I'm really looking forward to this massive rebuild of Liverpool. We've got face scans for Leone and basically everybody. Calvin Ramsey's in the game. We're going to try and make this realistic by also adding a contract to fit what I think Iraola has to do for us. Here it is. He's got 3 things he's got to do each season to stay here. These may change, but the first thing I want him to do this season is bring through 3 young players. That is currently at the club, by the way. We do have a few to choose from. He can choose whoever he wants, not just focused at Ungamoa, but it'd be stupid not to. And the second rule, he's not allowed to spend 100 mil on a player. He can spend over 100 million, but he can't just put it all into one. That's already happened with Flo Wirtz and also Alexandra Isak. Not really working out how he wanted, and the last objective is not actually to win a trophy, but to be competitive with changing the style of play. Now that Arne Slot is gone, Iraola has to get us playing again. Entertaining football as formationally, he plays the 4-2-3-1, which Liverpool are currently set up in, so it's a like for like in terms of the formation from Arne Slot over to Iraola, but we're going to still try and fix this up. We've got Gomez and Van Dijk as the partnership at the back, and this man unfortunately has to go, Mohamed Salah. Like I said, keeping up with realism, I'm going to release him early a year from his contract, as there we go. Him, Ibu and Freddie Woodman all were released at the end of the 25-26 season when Iraola just joined, so won't play for the manager. Konate's actually being poached maybe by Paris Saint-Germain, and Mohamed Salah, Arsenal. Now actually, if he went to Arsenal, how would I feel? I don't think it's a Mohamed Salah move at all to stay in the Prem, especially with how he spoke out about Liverpool. There's only 61 million. I've got a lot of realism mods on, and mods that obviously affect the budget, giving us not much at all. But as you can see, Iraola right there, we've been placed in the Europa League because obviously 5th in FC26 does put you in the Europa. I mean, it's a chance that he would have had at Bournemouth. But they're not our objectives for him. We've given him ours, and we're going to say, Iraola, thank you for being the first manager under my ownership of the Red Men. I'm sure you've seen your contract by now. Hopefully we can get down to business and sign some players. But firstly, I think we've got to get players out after spending lots of money under the last ownership group. So, yeah. Please sell before we buy. I promise you players will be coming in, but we just need to clear the squad depth. And that's exactly what we're going to do, but obviously he has to bring through 3 young players. And there isn't too many to choose from. Lucas Stevenson is a right back. We could potentially use him. Leone still injured, 26 days. Ekatike, 69 days. He picked up that horrible knock. However, there's one player I just always look at, and it's just something about Liverpool saves I can't help but love. The look of Stefan Bajcetic. Under Iraola, this man could absolutely be world class. We don't have a centre-back. Could he fill in? But then again, Giovanni Leone. No, I'm going to move him a little bit further forward. Or maybe we do go with the DMs, because I do need to change that midfield up, and Gravenberg should be a DM. The man that really might not fit the formation with this new manager is Alexis McAllister. However, doesn't fit the bill, so let's swap this around to a team that I could potentially see be played. So Boslo's coming out of right back. And will we lend a chance to Fede Chiesa? Because obviously Arne Slot didn't really like the Italian, and he's got decent ratings in his stats, but for the moment I'm going Frimpong and Milos Kerkez. Kerkez obviously worked under the manager at Bournemouth before he moved to Liverpool, and I'm going to play this style. We've got wing backs in him and Frimpong. I think we'll get a chance. Gravenberg as a box crasher, and a lot of faith off the bat into Stefan Bajcetic. Looks like Iraola's having a word, saying, Stefan, I want to trust you. You remind me of me when I was at Athletic Club, but I know it's big pressure at Liverpool. I think you're going to live up to it. Make me not regret selling you. I saw Arne Slot not give you a look in. I am, and I want you to perform. Massive faith shown by the manager. Iraola put a suit on, just like Tsimikas, who's leaving the club. Greek Scouser, good luck. He's going to Al Qadisa over in the Saudi League. Luis Kumas has been sold because he's not getting past Rio and Gamoa. Jamie McConnell's got a loan out. Calvin Ramsey's going to the MLS. Trey Nione a loan to Coventry. I'm surprised Iraola hasn't kept him. As one of the youngsters he's going to play. But his first Invitational Cup game is the manager's old club, and I want to see how we do a little bit. Athletic Club, Gravenberg scoring, Van Dijk and Kakpo. Arne Slot's been sacked. And Dutch boys do well. Shows you his quality as a coach. Speaking of coaches, we've backed Iraola. Give him a lot of them to hopefully get the best out of the young players, which is one of his objectives. But he is selling one of the young players that was never getting played. Got messed around a little bit by Liverpool under the old ownership. It is Harvey Elliott. And he's gone out as 109 million. Now, Iraola, do you want to sign it? That's the question I'm going to be asking him. Now, with the new style of play, I think Frimpong and Kirkes will get trusted. Gomez, he can't be in the team, and with no centre-back backup. Andone, I said you need to back the youth, but obviously I don't want that to cornerstone you into having a terrible squad. Leone will get game time, I'm sure. Do you want to sign another centre-back? And he says, sure, boss. I mean, I do want to sign in a bit of a different position. Really? Well, okay. I'm all ears. Who do you want for Liverpool? Well, unlike the old management, Salah I do deem as kind of irreplaceable, but I'm going to try and replace him. I know Dominic Szoboszlai might not be too happy. Sharing game time with Wirtz. And isn't Jeremy Jacquet on the way? And Iraola tells me it was a signing under the old management, which of course it is, so he's now arrived, the 21-year-old centre-back. Okay, so we do have another central defender to replace Joe Gomez. He's still 2 ratings lower, and Iraola wants Szoboszlai replacing. Might actually not go down well. Fans say he was the player of the season, and actually don't like the idea of him replaced. And it looks like Iraola's actually catching news of this. He wants to delay his signing. He says, boss, I'll give Soboy a chance, but I do want Jacquet being in my lineup, which again is completely fair enough. The start to the Premier League season as well is Brighton, Forest, and Middlesbrough, who shouldn't have been promoted. Andone, like I said, the objective is on being competitive. But I kind of expect with the start of the season that we do have, we should pick up wins here. Okay, and it's not that dreaded polo top. It's a little bit better from Andoni. Brighton the first game up. He looks very comfortable with Wirtz. He's played against Hertzler. It's not like he is going to another foreign league. He's been here before. Been here a while, in fact. And Anfield. Okay, starting at home. You love to see it. Rion Gamoa in the lineup. Also Beshetic. And when I think of it, Jeremy Jacquet kind of does get included as a young player, so he's got 3 young players in the lineup. Good foot in there from Van Dijk. Dominic Szoboszlai doesn't get it away clear though. Here goes Danny Welbeck into Yakuba Minter. That's a sweet turn. That's a ball across. That's a big save, Alisson. First chance goes the way of Brighton. A bit too passive. Headed away by Frimpong. Not the player I expected to be doing that, but here goes Dominic Szoboszlai driving across. There is a man at the far side. It's Florian Wirtz. It's gone through his legs. He goes for the shot. It's off the post. First goal almost scored by Flo Wirtz. And Brighton seeming to catch us on the counter. It's good play though. It's a lot better than Arne Slot going forward with venom, with menace, with intent, as this is Danny Welbeck, however, almost goes up the other end. Very entertaining game here. Jeremy Jacquet gets the header away. Rio and Gamoa. Brilliant flick on. If he can flick that to the other side, that's not the other side. We could have tried to get away a little bit, but that is the first half over. 0-0, Wirtz with the biggest chance. And dare I say it, the only one as Frimpong. Let's go down this line. Dominic Szoboszlai turns inside, straight onto Alexander Isak and Beshetic. Looks like he's got hair stuck up at the back. Weird. Can you just use a bit of gel, please? As here goes Milos Kirkes, his old player at Bournemouth. Can we get this goal? Isak, he was going to shoot. Yakuba Minter, that is a ball through. Another big save by Alisson. He's been saving our bacon. And Brighton, they've just ball rolled us. Yakuba Minter, I tell you. If we do need another right mid, he's been absolutely wonderful. Jorginho Ruta, though, down the neck of us in goal. We needed to save that one. And here goes Alex Isak. He's got a little bit of a gap down the middle if he finds it. Federico Chiesa, Florian Wirtz goes himself. Looks like one of them shots, but look how far forward we get straight away with the ball. We play it quickly. Cody Gakpo, here he is. He likes that move. But just like under the last manager, the last regime, Liverpool don't get it over the line. But I'm seeing signs of competitiveness, which is just exactly what we want. And man of the match went to Alisson. He got an 8.1 overall, but still Martin Tyler's praising him. It was good, but if we're Liverpool, we don't want our goalie getting man of the match. Means we've got to try and put things right in our first away day. It's Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. Not a far travel, so the players should be up for this one. And also, leave a like if you think we're going to win before you actually see the results. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This Liverpool save should be a big one. With Amari Hutchinson skipping past us. Look at the run. Alisson again. We're relying too much on that guy. Yes, sure, the team's been through a shuffle and a change. Shuffle in the pack in the lineup is Fede Chiesa onto the right-hand side, where Iraola does want to sign. He didn't sign today because of Szoboszlai being popular with the fans. He's on the bench right here. Maybe the fans might turn a little bit before we even get going because it's almost half-time. Almost 0-0 again, but we do move forward. And we are competitive. Like I said, he doesn't need to win trophies, although he's expected by the game to win all three. There's no expectations from me. Gibbs White steps across. Van Dijk with the pass down the line. Beşiktaş around the corner. Rio and Gamoa. Florian Wirtz. That is a good ball onto Isak. He's got the finesse plus, but he goes low driven. Sells saves, and VVD is in the box. We can just put it in the mixer. Jeremy Jacquet almost scoring the first goal of the save. Which, by the way, still ain't arrived. McAllister's come onto the field now. I'm trying something new with the midfield. Maybe Stefan Beşiktaş isn't ready. McAllister passes it into Kierkesh, who has to step back. Come on, let's get a goal. Entertain these fans. The turning is so slow, like London buses. And it shouldn't be. We're not located in London. Game isn't even being played there. Cali Muendo's getting across. He is letting Alisson make the save. It's going to be double man of the matches at this point. Free header from Milenkovic. Cannot be letting that happen. So Fede Valverde, make sure it doesn't happen again. Frimpong, he was running forward. Isak goes high because he wanted Chiesa to have it instead of Frimpong, who isn't even making another run forward. Poor from the right back. Pass it across. McAllister. He drills it out wide. Milos Kerkez with a ball in. Isak skims off his head. Falls to Chiesa. He was trying to keep that alive. He's trying to keep his stake as the right mid, but we're not going to keep him here. If we're not scoring goals, we need another attacking-minded player. And Isak around the corner. There we go. Gravenberg. He was second to man of the match behind Alisson. Rio Ngamoa. I haven't put Gakpo on. Ngamoa around the corner. Milos Kerkez across the box. Isak, we made it look difficult. But Milos Kerkez sets up in the last minute against Forest. Alexander Isak is hugging Iraola. He's stuck with him. And he has prevailed. I don't know why Rio Ferdinand's the one to praise Alexander Isak. Does he want hating by everyone as we 7th? 1 win, 1 draw, 0 conceded, and that 125 million still sat there. As Iraola comes to me in my office and says he's found his right midfielder to sign, but he wants to prep it because he wants to speak to the player before he joins the club. Give me a week, boss, and I'll get him in. I know him from a previous position. I'm very excited to see who he means now, but at the moment, we're still changing the team up. Connor Bradley, Beşiktaş back in alongside McAllister, Wirtz out for Szoboszlai, basically the team that won the last game. Minus Gravenberg, because it is Middlesbrough, we do need to rotate at some point, and Rio and Gamoa, ball clipped in towards Fede Chiesa, and Gamoa staying in this lineup over Cody Gakpo. Come on, referee, are you being stupid? Are you having a joke? Handball? Blech, that's not fair. And, Morgan Whittaker with the ball towards the back stick. Tommy Conway! I think Anfield's a bit stunned. How has Tommy Conway gone and done that? Terrific ball back across. That header should never be won, Connor Bradley. That is stupid from him. So now we're actually conceding our first goal to Middlesbrough. Doesn't really fill me with confidence, but straight up the other end. Straight up with a corner. Don't know it. Szoboszlai, play it short. Rio and Gamoa. He always wants the ball, and he's been a bright spark, the number 73. Edge of the box. Edge again. McAllister into Fede Chiesa. There it is. What a goal. Top corner. Fede Chiesa. Maybe we don't need another right mid after all. That is how you play football. What a response. Milos Kerkez gets the ball back. Like our forward thinking we are. Rio Ngamoa. He might go himself here. Ngamoa. He gets a little angle. Tries to Sesteni Dieng. I don't mind it. Leo Castledine though. Really good player. Youth player. Him running through. Milos Kerkez doing very well under the old manager. Hayden Hackney still there, obviously. Now they're in the Premier League. Whittaker, Alisson with the save. Sometimes that can be your issue, though, when teams get promoted. They really want to beat you. Kind of a haters cause you ain'ters mode. They know we're a top 6 club. We know we're a top 6 club, but not 5th like last season. They're coming on the attack again. Milos Kerkez concedes the corner. Chance for a whipped-in ball. Alisson, by far the best Liverpool player, and I'm glad of it. Because he's one of the old boys that stuck around. Look at the passing, Dominic Szoboszlai. We need more movement from us wingers, as at least Bradley's not afraid to run forward like Frimpong was a little bit. Conor Bradley cuts inside, tries to get the pass off. It falls to Dominic Szoboszlai. Rattles the crossbar. And Ngamoa to keep this alive. McAllister. Oh, what a save by Seny Dieng. The physics on that to give them the bounce. And now they're going to try and counter-attack us, but it's Virgil van Dijk. He still lost the ball again, VVD, come on. And now Fede Chiesa. Could he have a second? Can he switch that across? Rio Ngamoa. I'd love him to get a Liverpool goal. Oh, and it's a penalty against Luke Ayling. Okay, I'll fully take it. A chance for the lead. No Salah on pens. It's going to be Alexander Isak. Again, Seny Dieng. There's Alex Isak. Golazo for Liverpool. He is working out whilst Ekatike's away. Lovely, lovely, jubbly stuff. Hansen drilling in the back post. Borough tried to level, but Fede Chiesa. Alexander Isak. I want more goals. I want a new right-hand side player, or the manager does. But Chiesa's playing really well. He goes from range. Oh my days, it's the Rattle crossbar time. Or Rattle crossbar time, I can't speak. What a signing from them. Kone, Alisson with a stop, which should have Liverpool winning this game. Fede Chiesa though. We caught the corner. Isak, he wants another. Alexander Isak, can he cut inside of Callum Britton? Very well marshalled. 10 minutes still remains. And we are tiring, but I've made subs already. McAllister. Run in front of him. Here we go. Fede Chiesa. Curtis Jones inside of him. Dominic Szoboszlai. Isak. He's offside. The goal won't count. But the win will. And look at all them red shirts in the crowd. We get a win over promoted Middlesbrough. But the best is still to come from that guy there. Andoni Iraola is the new Liverpool boss. Bossing it with players like Virgil van Dijk. And working with me as the ownership. Which has given him a contract he must complete in order to stay in his current position. With the current position being very good. From 3 games, he hasn't lost one of them. Yes, people, Andoni Iraola's massive turn-up of form for Liverpool, turn-up of style is working, and this is the squad that just got that win against Middlesbrough. If you've seen episode 1, please make sure you've checked that out before this one. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Can we hit 200? Speaking on likes there, and budget, because we need to, well, maybe get it up. We've got strict transfers on and mods on, which really makes signing players difficult. Like it made the budget. And by the way, when I go into the transfer hub, 3 players have found new clubs. Mohamed Salah, Kanate, and Freddie Woodman, all released in episode 1. But Iraola is coming back to me. Boss, I've worked on that new signing, a player that I really think can flourish. I worked with him, the Brazilian, at my previous job at Bournemouth. It was only signed recently, and I know the board really value the player. And the one in question, of course, being Ryan. Left-footed, he can cut inside. Hopefully, not like Cody Gakpo, but like the superstar that he is, and Bournemouth value this man at 100 million. I want to get him in, and Iraola's not allowed to spend over 100 million, but he really demands we sign this man. So the first offer, I'm going to match the market evaluation. 63 million, just do not walk away. 76.3. Okay, it's not near 100. I think we can dance with this. What are you saying still to the sell-on clause and just 76 on the trot? I know that's not really negotiation pro, but we've got the money, we've not made a sign-in, and Ryan joins the club in Liverpool as a massive fee has been paid, a massive wage has been paid. At least the fee wasn't like Wirtz and Isak. With that being something I haven't noticed, Van Dijk, his contract expiring. Looks like fans are drawn between actually signing Van Dijk back up or maybe getting another centre-back. Some even calling for Giovanni Leone to make an appearance very soon. I mean, Iraola has to play youth, but it looks like he's actually chosen Ungamoa, Bajcetic and Jacket as the players to focus on. Also Connor Bradley. I should state, however, for me, youth counts as under 21s, with Jacket being 21, Bajcetic the same, Ungamoa only 18. Then add Ryan to the mix. He's only 20 years old himself, the Brazilian, and I didn't even know that. What a pleasant surprise. How is he that young? He'll make his appearance at some point today as we want to try and get through games. We've got the Europa League announced. I'd rather kind of focus on the league. The contract previously telling Iraola, just be competitive. And seeing as he doesn't have to win the Europa, let's focus on the champs, get the job done through the Premier Division, and go from there. But this first game, troublesome. City, by far the biggest test of Iraola's career. Ekitike still not fit. Potentially aiming at Villa for after this one as Dominic Szoboszlai turns. Get the pass off. Rio Ungamoa, look at the run on the other side of the field. Ryan, he starts over Chiesa, which I know is a harsh move as well. Just being a player that scored a goal and hit the crossbar against Middlesbrough, being a pivot that changed the game trajectory, but Ryan has to start and he has to score. Oh, he almost scores against Mark Guehi, the man Liverpool was desperately after, and that would have been just amazing. Jeremy Jacquet comes across to make the tackle far forward. I love it. Dominic Szoboszlai over Florian Wirtz. Second manager he's not truly working out at. Oh, Ryan just had to take it in his stride, taking the game to City. McAllister through the middle. Dominic Szoboszlai just chipped that over the top. Alexandra Isak, surely a handball. What's the referee given? Yeah, sure, that was handball against us. Referee, watch football with your eyes, please. Not with your biased agenda. It's half time. I'll take this at City. They are first, we are second. Connor Bradley and Ryan symmetry down this side. Or collaboration, or chemistry is the even word. Hasn't been world class, I've got to say. Most of the movement to Ryan's coming from the inside. It's the inside passing out. McAllister, you see that ball. Lovely ball towards Rio Ungamoa. Slightly over Lewis Cook as now Mark Guehi. He might get himself into trouble. Thought that was going to be an Everton pass right there. McAllister, it's a slow header. Ryan, that's a terrible touch. We need to change things up. Quality off the bench coming on, and I think Ryan's debut comes to an end. Chiesa played well. We can't deny it. He's got to get an appearance here with Haaland. Down the line, Matheus Nunes. I hate that inverted fullback. Get away. That's handball. As soon as I made the changes as well. Haaland. Alisson's been our best player so far. Erling slots it bottom bins. We're going to lose this title game. Granted, it's very early days. But still, it's not nice to see, is it? With Connor Bradley sneaking inside. Connor Bradley into Isak. Maybe we do get a goal. Isak! What a way to hit a ball. And corner ball. Van Dijk. Jacket. Jacket is always the one we're aiming for right now. Don't let that bounce when Erling Haaland's sniffing around. Connor Bradley good. As Erling Haaland's driving through the middle. They could potentially double their lead. Alisson with another smart save. Reinder's actually getting an appearance now. Ooh, Guardiola's left. Haaland. Naughty. And you know what else was naughty? The fact that was our first defeat. But now, Northampton and a certain Hugo Ekitike is fit for this game as wholesale changes, but changes looking goddamn good. Liverpool lose this game. I think questions can be asked of Iraola. It's only going to be a sim, a couple of fitness issues, and it's a 3-0 win. Ryan coming off the bench for his first goal already. And Ekitike scoring back from his injury, long-term one, and the fans are very happy, even suggesting that the striker potentially should stay up front because there was rumours he was changing to left mid, which I can tell you now isn't going to happen. Rio Ungamoa is staying on the left-hand side. The man he's going to be competing with is Alexander Isak, and he's going to Iraola, is Ekitike, saying, "Boss, I want my game time back. The last manager was sacked due to due diligence of not getting me and Alexandra balanced. I played a lot more than him, but it just felt like he was being shoehorned into the squad when he was fit, and I'm not having it. I want to play more than Alex. I think I'm a better player, and this could cause Iraola problems, so it looks like he's just going to agree with the Frenchman. Simming a few games into the future, but training injury clash. It is Alisson. He's been the best player so far in the 4 games. And that includes Manchester City, unable to play 3 weeks, pulled hamstring, No. And that, after a few more simulations, has us sat in 10th. 3 defeats, 2 draws, 3 wins. Only 9 goals conceded. But we drew to Brentford. We lost to Chelsea. I don't care about the Europa League. We lost to Villa. Come on. At least the next game's going to be a vital one because it is the manager's former club. All focus on him. I'm sure it should be on Ryan as well. He starts for Liverpool, and he wasn't even at Bournemouth for very long, but what a man. What a player he does seem, the Brazilian, with Milos Kerkez, ex-Bournemouth as well, playing a 1-2. We need to get this team back on form after a bit of simulation. True fair. Don't get comfortable at the cherries, because if Kerkez gets a bid in for him, I think Misa gonna pick him up. Let's get that ball around the corner. Bradley, whip that in. We've got Ekatike up front. Almost fell to us. What's Senesi doing there? Mascot moving mad as well, by the way. Rio and Gamoa into Gravenberg. We're trying this quick style of play. McAllister, we should have played it to the edge of the box. Maka's struggling a little bit, and look how high the line is. I know we're trying to do that for the manager, but his old club do know him. Traore, he's been on loan for like 5 years away from the Cherries, getting the ball through onto Kluivert. And that, my friends, is a finish. And Iraola, if he's not careful, could finish him. Still, no overreactions. We're going to keep on going. We are Liverpool. We are really bad in the league, but it's just focus on the style of play more so. Van Dijk. Brilliant tackle. He's going down in that overall. Ekatike's a lower overall than Isak. That might not happy or make all the fans happy. What a header! What a hit from McAllister. That really needed to go in. Dominic Szoboszlai finds Jeremy Jacka. A consecutive game. Another one where it's just not falling to us. As much as it did fall to, you know, Justin Kluivert. If Arne Slot was here, I could actually see him joining Liverpool. Dutchman, as Ekatike needs to cut inside there. That is a brilliant cut inside. Petrovic didn't deal with it, but did manage to make the save. Didn't make any changes. Send out the lads that really should have got the win. Dominic Szoboszlai can hit them. Come on, Liverpool. There's a chance brewing here. McAllister gives the ball into Connor Bradley. One of the youth players. Drill that across. Brilliant drill across, and he's hit the post as Ryan. Against the former club, can you get closer? I don't know. As we're making a change, we're trying to get Alexander Isak on. Ryan, good ball through. Dominic Szoboszlai. Overlap, and there's Ryan again. Can he be the provider? Will that suit him better? Bounced off Ekatike. We've not been great here, cutting inside. Bournemouth. Rodriguez over the top of Milos Kerkez. Could embarrass him. Lewis Cook, edge of the box. I can smell it. That's a foul by McAllister. Not given, but it's a foul performance all round from Liverpool. And it looks like Iraola in a press conference going quite angry. You'll see changes after that performance. I do not lose to ex-clubs. Well, you did right there, Ira, and we do have another cup game called United before Arsenal, where we kind of can rest players, but not a win this month in the Premier League. Questions will be asked. We're going to quick sim the game against Colchester, a 3-0, and our reserve players must have played, because I saw Florian Wirtz, who just isn't touching the lineup. He's on the bench next to Isak, who currently is happy. Don't know how long that's truly going to last. With a positive down here though, and I'm not talking Endo. Alisson is back, and he's back just in time for Arsenal. Don't lose this game. Gravenberg onto Rio and Gamoa. I mean, we are playing with players that are low rated on this game. Ekatike is coming out wide. Don't lose. Just don't lose. That's the only thing. They will get a little bit cockier if they win. Here's Ryan trying to spin. Calafiori. Unai Simon thought he had to get a glove to that. Fair enough. We'll take this corner. Where's David Raya gone? Ball towards Ekatike. Header way off. And the game after this one, you know, this game that we haven't won in a month beforehand, is Man United. Yes, I know. We are really stressing if we don't get at least a point from both of them. Kerkez, he's offside. Can he stay onside, please? Make sure the man learns how to time things a little bit better. Kai Havertz, and I'm not talking times tables. Oh my days, a tackle from in behind. Jacke gets away with it, and now we need to get away with it. Literally, Hugo Ekatike, Rio, come on, you quicker. Come on, come on, come on. Oh no. Okay, so it's half-time, and a thing that I've just noticed. Look away, Liverpool fans, for just 2 seconds whilst I show the screen. At least he's having a stinker against his former club. Mo Salah, and no goals. Yet again, can we just provide? For the love of God, Ryan Gravenberg goes from range. Martin Zubimendi, who was supposed to be here, did lose out on some transfers. Zubimendi, Obviously, Mark Gahey. Almost Isak. Newcastle tried their best as Trossard trying to find a bit of a gamble angle. Alisson with just the catch to the midriff. Allowing us to go. Ryan. Szoboszlai. This is a cheeky little moment here. McAllister. Oh, I had to try and get the pass below the man. Or should I say around him. Kirkes is played us a little bit into danger. There's a run from Trossard. Connor Bradley. Alisson. A save. Big call made with Manchester United next. I'm not taking off Hugo Ekitike. I've put Chiesa on. And I've also gone for the main man. What's his face? Not Rio, who's just got on the ball. The other one. Who is it? I can't remember. Florian Wirtz. That's the name I was thinking. Kirkes ball whipped in. Away again. A 0-0 draw with Arsenal. Not the worst, but not the best. We need to get scoring. I do think once the goals go in, we start flowing with McAllister. Edge it. Gravenberg. Handball! Finally! A penalty. Lucky. With no Isak, it falls to Gravenberg. Oh, not Gravenberg. McAllister. He goes the same way as Isak. Maka. He's got the fans to win over. But a goal against Arsenal will probably help do that. Especially ahead of Manchester United. Ryan Gravenberg. He picks up the ball. Florian Wirtz goes cheekily over the top to Hugo Ekitike! 2 in the matter of seconds. Hugo, don't do that on your bad ankle. This one's a finish, by the way. Wirtz asked a lot of Ekitike. Defender, I don't know who that is. Jakub Kiwior returning to Arsenal. Just terrible. 1.16 hang time. You have no idea what that does for confidence. There's Arteta rattled. Were these two teammates before? I am unsure. But the next game, Old Trafford, Manchester United going back-to-back with the big clubs. We really need to get form, not just stupidly ticking around with the stupid little 1 win, 1 loss. Need to stamp down some authority. That's a good ball onto Benjamin Šeško. Good start. 8 minutes in, just straight through the middle of us. And is this a good time to say Leone's actually starting? And not marking his man. That is brilliant. Ryan Gravenberg into Ungamoa. Hugo Ekitike, however. Oh, Ekitike! Never mind that. Reverse it. Leone's wonderful. Everything's just okay. It's goal-scoring season, it seems. There goes Bruno Fernandes. Out wide. Amad Diallo. Make sure we're marking up with Mazraoui just going towards the back stick. Patrick Dorgu. He's going to try and whip a ball across. Manchester United playing crossing football. They shouldn't do. Alisson catches. And I would say usually as me as a manager, slow the game down. But this is Iraola. With his fast style, heavy metal was suggested to come back at Liverpool. That's what we're trying to bring back here, Matheus Cunha. Ooh, little bit slick with the feet. Bruno. That's a good save, Alisson again. What is Casemiro still doing there? Get gone. The Saudi League's calling. Fair enough, he's not been too bad this year, but get out of my league. Literally, Liverpool, we need to put a stamp back on things. Cunha rattles the post. We don't clear with VVD. Looking very tired. I think we need to be in the shopping window for a centre-back. Come Jan. Just someone spare. Maybe instead of Joe Gomez, who's not really lived up to it. I mean, Leone's playing over him. Due to fitness reasons, he picked up an injury to Joe Gomez. Rio Ngamoa. He always tries to whip the ball backwards, but he's whipped it onto the hand of Matthijs de Ligt. Yeah, shoulder really. Shoulder. That's what the deep would say. McAllister, 2 goals in 2 games against big clubs. He goes the opposite way. He's fooled Sané Lemons. And them fans are fools that called him washed. He's absolutely brilliant. Changes have been made. Lead restored. It's the same goal scorers and assisters as the last game. Wirtz to Ekitike. McAllister getting a penalty, but can he get a normal goal? I think he's going to get a penalty again. This time, Lisandro Martinez, the butcher, has butchered his team. Very quick replay. But Maka, come on. Down the middle to solve the riddle. He's got 2 penalties. We should be getting the win against Manchester United. Still time for more, though. Mazraoui. Mazraoui over the top, looking to try and get past Šeško. Benjamin Šeško just keeping hold of the ball, however. If you give him a goal back, I think they'll get another. Oh, it's dodgy play out wide. And now it's their turn. Connor Bradley, nothing he could really do. Turning into prime Alisson. I hate that skip from Bruno Fernandes. Great game, however, for the neutral. Alexander Isak, look at the run from Ryan. Yet to score in game for us. It's Ryan trying to pull it back. He had Isak behind him. Do not let them get in our half. The way we win this game now is just seeing it out. Dominic Szoboszlai looking for Isak. Disguised ball. Kobbie Mainoo. Take him out. Long switch up to Matheus Cunha. Matheus Cunha's around us. No! No. Squeaky chair from just absolutely falling back into it. We've fallen into the United trap. What a ball from Kobbie Mainoo. A 3-3 draw, and after the game, Hugo Ekitike's lost his rag, getting himself a suspension for calling out the referee on the time played, which honestly I think is a little unfair. Despite him giving them a penalty, we got 2. And that does mean Isak's going to get some game time, but then Ekitike's going to kick off again. We need something positive coming through these doors, and obviously we cannot make a signing outside of the window. So why not sign up our first contract? The man who's been the best player for us, I would say, it is, of course, Alisson. I don't know why Iraiola's wearing that jacket indoors. You look stupid, mate. He's getting a massive wage increase, almost doubling his money. However, he stays now for 1 more year. No contracts long-term for old players, which is why I've still not signed up Van Dijk. He's gone down, and he's not played too well. Iraiola's trying to coach him better to try and make him see where we have truly gone wrong, sitting 10th in the Premier League, disgustingly, and still 2 months away from the window, but some huge games in December, including, I have no idea how Wrexham are in this division. Tell you something, we've got to be winning the derby. Moyes is still in charge of Everton. We are still in charge of our own destiny. Is this a special kit? Ooh, I like this white. Everton already rebuilt on this channel. If you somehow are an Everton fan watching this, you can see that rebuild link somewhere down below is Florian Wirtz. Let's get off to an early attack. Rio and Gamoa. Hang on, you're signing Onana? Onana to replace Jordan Pickford is like having a house on fire and just throwing on some electricals. We've got Scanlon playing at left back as well. Kirkesh is suspended. Didn't want to put Frimpong onto that side. Ryan, quicker pass, please. That's a foul. Very far out, but we've got to go for this one. Onana's in goal, obviously. McAllister. It's not a bad effort. The fact the goalie hasn't caught that one is embarrassing. Ekitike heads down. And now we need to get away. Ryan through to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz now onto the wing, if we can get there. Rio and Gamoa catching Everton on a bit of an attack here. And Gamoa, you can't pass through players, mate. Florian Wirtz into Gravenberg. Ryan, can he use a bit of flair, a bit of Brazilian flair? No, he's just a bit stagnant at the moment. And Alisson's come a very fine way. It's a good job he got on the end of that ball, but we just pass it straight back to them, Jeremy Jacquet. Let's be better. Rio and Gamoa through the middle onto Ryan Gravenberg. Gravenberg onto McAllister. Chip that over the top. Florian Wirtz, very cutesy. Oh, almost there. He drastically needs to improve, as there's a ball up to him right here before Chiesa comes on. Ryan finds a ball into Hugo Ekitike. Return it. If you score now, we'll actually not sub you off. He's found an angle. Goes for the top corner against Onana. Doesn't find it. Iliman Ndiaye into Tieno Barry. No, Everton, no. Let's go fluently around the corner. Florian Wirtz. Now into Chiesa. Chiesa in the middle. Florian Wirtz. Turns out that is a brilliant ball. Oh, Chiesa, what have I just said to jinx you? And I don't know how Ekitike kicked off at the referees because we looked miles offside in that move. And hang about. Chiesa again. Ekitike. We're onside this time. Hugo Ekitike has got the finger to the ear. He's heard me say about him fighting refs. The Hill Dickinson Stadium in real life was blessed with a Liverpool win in its first game, or derby game. It's going to be blessed again. Hugo Ekitike with the goal. Chiesa creates the magic. And Liverpool will be winning the derby, but still aren't the finished project. Andoni Iraola is the coach of Liverpool. At one point, everything looked rosy. However, results went a bit dodge. Off the back of a derby day, can Liverpool turn their fortunes, however, around for good? Because Iraola is under pressure, the news stating he might be sacked. Keyword on news, as yes people, welcome back to this team right here. Just got off the back of a derby day win with Scanlon placed at left back. Obviously, Iraola has to work on getting these younger players playing better, but I really didn't expect him to do that well. Maybe he stays in the team. With, I think, personally, defence where we put some signings into. We've got Van Dijk and Jacquet, Leone and Gomez, but they're all never fully fit. Joe Gomez needs a rest. Kirkes is back after a suspension. Cody Gakpo's injured. Team is in a little bit of disarray. But let's focus on this headline. Iraola to be sacked very soon. That is pure fabrication. And I think we speak to the big man to assure him he's staying. Andone, I know results haven't gone perfectly, but I just want to say, you're not gone. Don't trust that news article. I've told them to take it down. I've spoke to an agent. He says, boss, as long as I've got the backing from you, I don't care. And keyword backing, because we do desperately need a defender. And I'm going to say I agree with you. Who do you have in mind? Left back? He says, no, I trust Scanlon. I've seen a player that isn't getting much game time at his club. And defence does seem an issue. Van Dijk never getting any younger, especially in them legs of his. He's running out of his deal. And I say to him, are you going to want to sign him up? I only like to offer 1-year deals to over 35s. And he says, I don't know. I really don't know, because I plan on another Dutch centre-back. Don't know who that could be. 36 million. If you haven't seen the previous videos, we've got mods on. Transfers are stricter, literally by mods and by settings. We're trying to make this as realistic as possible, despite some signings maybe breaking that rule. And if you do enjoy, leave a like and subscribe. We're trying to reach 10k. If you are watching this on MWS2, and this man, Lucas Beraldo, hasn't played many minutes for PSG, especially in real life, with the likes of Zabani, Pacho, Marquinhos, and this guy does look fancy in that kit. I like that PSG kit. I'd like him better, however, in a Liverpool one. Can we add a bonus? Because we still do need to pay a contract. Higher wages are on contracts as well with the mods, and that is accepted. Okay, that is fine. Let's take him in. Back to the Liverpool restaurant where Iraola likes to wrap up warm. And there he is. He's signed on the dotted line. However, he doesn't come in till January. I made that signing a little bit early because I want him to pan in with Jeremy Jacquet. The two played against each other, and he says to Jeremy, what advice do you have for Liverpool? He says make sure you're ready to lose your legs. There's a lot of running at centre-back. And I guess that's fair to say with the way the manager plays. But now Leone's unhappy. He's put out online he doesn't like the manager's lack of faith in his ability to step up. That is obviously not good, but we've got a very vital game up first. With Leone in the lineup for the Carabao Cup against Chelsea quarter-final. Let me know what you think to the new graphics. Try to make them green like in real life. Blue is just for the EFL clubs themselves. Curtis Jones plays. McAllister gets the ball right here. Chelsea, I don't know how strong they've gone, but they do have a lot of players, and they've got Chiesa running in. Absolutely humdinger. Whack it and hope with Ekatike. Head that down. Tries to chest it down. Andrea Santos just in the way. Bino Gittens getting away. João Pedro through the middle. Come on, let's get across now. Shuffle. Come on. Controller player, please. Kirkes, he's took his man out. João Pedro has turned his man. Frimpong's in this reserve side. He's got Conor Bradley to try and replace. And Cody Gakpo usually is, but he's suffering an injury. Rio Ngamoa into Ekatike. Ekatike, are you having a joke? That man threatened the manager for game time. I am stunned. With João Pedro breaking through the middle. Neto! João Pedro's put it wide. So far, a toenail into a semi-final. Iraola's chance for a cup. And I fancy something different right here. Dominic Szoboszlai onto the right-hand side. Yes, he's not a right mid. And I don't like playing players out of position too much. But Ryan needs a rest. And Chiesa suffered a little injury. A little knock. With Ngamoa, he never gets knocked. Oh, I've spoke too soon. Liverpool in real life saying he's untouchable, and I would say the same. Rio Ngamoa losing the ball. Knocked by the knock, but Curtis Jones through the middle. Florian Wirtz, he's got that distinct style of play, which allows him to pass perfectly through to Rio Ngamoa. Hit with a P of pace. Ekatike should have had this game wrapped up. That's a terrible pass. That's just a move for Chelsea. Almost certain. And yes, you guessed it. We go into penalties. Of course, it's going to be penalties before the two legs, which I would have loved us to actually get to. Come on, McAllister. Zoomed in camera angle. McAllister almost gives Sanchez a chance, but the first one's in. Mamadashvili. Could he try and stake his team or place in the team if he plays well? Because he's got Alisson to actually take out of this squad. Dominic Szoboszlai put on. and scores his penalty. Estevao, I don't like it if he scores. Come on, save it. 2 down the middle for the Blues. As Ekatike, maybe he joins in suit. He should have won it in normal time. It works for him. Works for us. Come on, get in there. Neto. I'm gonna try go this way. Oh, he dived so late. What are you doing? Flo Verts. Right, he's going to score. Never in doubt. Off the post and in for the second time. I'm starting to get a little bit shaky. It is Mark Cucurella. Puts it to the wrong side. Everybody scoring pens with Curtis Jones. Liverpool lad and Scouser. It's saved. It's a chance unless we can do a madness here. With Mamadashvili, Caicedo against the goalkeeper. Of course they're going down the middle. They went down the middle every time. I am gutted, man, but at least we do have a player joining the club. Lucas Beraldo. It's the 1st of January. He walks into the training ground. As Iraola says to the press, he is very excited about this signing and it should help us. Which honestly we do need. However, he's just picked up Manager of the Month. Jamie Carragher's message isn't working, but it seems like he must be happy for him. With the Liverpool legend speaking out, we don't check the league table as much as we probably should do. Top 6 again, we've recovered from the terrible form. With Manchester City next, take points off them. We're still 10 points behind them. They've only lost 1 game. We can knock the momentum train. I'm saying this after a defeat. We've still got the Europa League to tick through. I don't care one bit about that. We've got Derby County in the FA Cup. And we've got Manchester City again, but very quickly in the December period. So Van Dijk does start. But I think he will come off for Beraldo now onto our bench. He'll need a rest as a free kick. Referee, what are you doing here? Don't make Ekatike mad. You've given a free kick to Haaland straight away. Class save. Scrap that. World-class save. Alisson's still at it. That's an easy save from Haaland, but we've got to beat Areola ball. Quick attacking. Ungamoa's a little bit tired as well. Kakpo's been injured for quite a while, so we can't put him on. They've signed a free agent, I think, that Uruguayan kid. And City will be top for a reason. We've got to be really careful when they do come forward. Ryan Cherky over the top into Omar Marmoush. Marmoush cutting inside. He's got the angle. Conor Bradley makes the tackle. Rodri, no, we don't get close enough. You knew that was going in. Rodri. City, to be fair, have started the game like a team that are top of the league. Iraola does seem competitive, which is all we asked. But still, I want more. No bueno. Not good. Ryan Gravenberg around the corner. Isak. Dominic Szoboszlai. He can strike these. Donnarumma to catch that must be absolutely broken-wristed. Or iron-wristed. That sounds better. Haaland trying to get round the back. Conor Bradley's just been better than Frimpong every day of the week. Bar Sundays, where Ryan can run here. Come on, keep going at the number 3. Now pass it inwards. Dominic Szoboszlai making another run. It might go over the line. It just doesn't. Erling Haaland is easily rounding Virgil van Dijk. He looks done, does Van Dijk. That is very close from Marmoush. And he's going in the book, his VVD. I think before this game, we did get an approach for the big centre-back. And it may be an approach we actually listened to. We've pushed Szoboszlai now onto the left, and Gamoa just couldn't hack it. Van Dijk stinker and hooked. I hate to say it about a club legend. You know the fans could actually turn if he leaves the club. A bit like a Salah move. Haaland. Oh my days, that's unreal. What do you expect me to say about that? Haaland being Haaland. Yep, we're running out of time, lads. And 80 minutes on the clock. They're still all over us. I can't believe that's gone in. It's 2 goals in quick succession. It is Rodri with a brace at Anfield. And I'm pretty sure there are fans. Why are they shaking his hand? And here's the approach. Free transfer. I mean, if we could accept Sunderland's money right now. Right, that would mean he actually leaves now. Do we allow him to stay till the end of the season? I think the fans would hate if we did sell Van Dijk early. So I am going to accept the free transfer. Announce online that Van Dijk will leave at the end of the year. And you see, some fans aren't happy with that. There is a little bit of a comeuppance at Anfield. Asking for my head, not Iraola's. Something we've got to try and stop. And it actually isn't a good look that he's not playing this next game against Leeds United. VVD. Hopefully the fans can get back on track. Oh, and by the way, Alisson injured again. Good job we kept Mamadashvili. No offers coming in for him. That was just fizzed at the head of Chiesa, but Ekatike takes this down. A ball through onto Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai, edge of the box. Here goes McAllister to try. Good effort, and Cody Gakpo's on. We've finally given a rest to Ngamoa. tried it from both sides now. I think Arnie Slotsman's got to go. It's like when you're with a friend and a friend of a friend's just stood in the middle of you. You don't want to really speak to him, but you've got to be around him. And now it's a corner for Anton Stack to whip in. Leeds are getting some attacks off. We've put an end to them, an end to the first half. Still, it's only 0-0. Just in time for a corner. Ekatike rises highest. Rodon. On comes the defensive help. Frimpong across the box. Rio and Gamoa there, the two substitutes. Rio and Gamoa could score against Leeds. He goes quite close. Stefan Bajcetic. Rio maybe could turn provider. He's been a bright spark off the bench. Ekatike play it across. A 0-0 with Leeds really doesn't help my relationship with the fan base. The riots have turned digital. Everybody attacking me. And that's when the manager drags me into his office saying, boss, I've got a strategy. I can see there's heat around you, and that is heat around me. We both go as a pair. I think we announce who we want to sign to replace Van Dijk to cool the Van Dijk out brigade. And the man I do want to replace him with is expensive. Are you willing to pay the money? I've got to say to him, definitely not in this window. We've just signed Lucas Beraldo. But okay, who is it? Let's announce it to the media through a leak. No, boss, we've got to say it obvious. We've got to come out and state it. And there it is. Andone Iraola wants to sign Dean Howson, who he obviously did work with previously, is currently at Real Madrid and doing decently there. Would cost a lot of money. And this seems to have awoken Florentino Perez, as he's stating Liverpool will be nowhere near the signing of Howson. Well, I can tell you right now, old man, it might change. With me in charge, I'm going fully for him. I've got to back the manager next season because this season might not be enough, and we definitely do not want to be finishing in the Conference League. And a game that could see us avoid the Conference League is the Emirates FA Cup. We've got the good old graphics. This would put us in the Europa League, which isn't really good, and we are going in the Europa League this season. So still, there is kind of a bit of a chance we can even get in the Champions League, as Danilo Santos, who the heck is that guy in the midfield? Unaware of him. Maybe have to be aware, though, if he's something special. Jeremy Jacquet jumps on the ball here. Ball down the line straight into Cody Gakpo against De Ligt. One of his teammates on international duty tried to try and cut inside. As he does, Rio and Gamoa getting a rest, so that's why he is in the squad. Ryan Gravenberg, Isak, Cody Gakpo again. He is running and he does cut inside. Senny Lemons with the stop. Okay, not bad this game. The ex-Bournemouth link-up of Kirkesh and Ryan. I don't think they played together. It has pinballed and led to a penalty kick. We had so many penalties against these last time we played Man United, and it was a disappointing result. The captain, McAllister, sneaks it home. Posting in, which begs the question, why did we struggle against Leeds? Is it something mental? Do we just want the Man United game more? I don't know, but it looks like we do put effort in against other big clubs. Not always coming out on top, however, and Gakpo, he started really good this game. That should have been a pass off the floor. We're passing a little bit slowly. We've got a fatigued team. And McAllister should have had another one. I'm so confused. But where we go, away from home, 1-0 up. FA Cup could be our thing. Ryan with the back heel. Jeremy Jacquet. Frimpong. Here we go. Use this link up. Ryan, I'm yet to see him score in game. It's usually the same goal scorers. Ball across. Ekatike steps across. Why can he not just score a goal? That's good from Beraldo as well in the defence. Dean Howson might do better once he arrives, I'm sure of it. I'm sure we can get him signed up. Ryan Gravenberg. Ryan with the step away! Finally, we get a goal from Ryan. The only player we've actually signed up. Scores a brilliant goal. Doing it at Old Trafford. That turn took Dorgu out the game. Great goal, and now changes have been made. I've gone more of defensive-minded with Bajcetic for McAllister. McAllister brilliant, obviously, but we do need the defensive one to come in and show this team. And then the pace merchant, here he goes. Rio and Gamoa, knock and run. There we go, and I'm not talking on people's houses. I'm talking towards the back post. Ryan got his bearings incorrect. Man United from this point, the 82nd minute, came back with 2 goals against us previously. Mateus Cunha, head that away, Milos Kerkez. What a bounce. What a bounce for Rio and Gamoa. Stay on side, Ekatike, which he has done. And we've got to run if we can switch this maybe. Hugo Ekatike across the field. Ryan across the field again. That's a handball. But we'll play on. It is Frimpong into Ryan. Drill that across. Space in the middle for Bajcetic. Ekatike! He won't get the assist, will Stefan? But Hugo Ekitike, 3-0 against Man United, are finally Liverpool back. And with a chance for decent Euro. God damn it, man. I can't decide if Areola is good or not. Some games is humiliation, and some games are amazing. League form, however, definitely isn't. We're still sat in the Conference League, eyeing up a route into Europe, and the route I think we're going to take is the FA Cup. Yes, people, if you didn't see the last episode, this month's going swimmingly. 1-0 over Spurs, 3-0 over United, 1-1 draw with them in the league, highlighting how we're actually going down the FA Cup route to get into Europa League, which obviously isn't the Champions League, which we still could get in, being through in the Europa League, finishing second to Crystal Palace. They're on a journey from the Conference League upwards, and we don't have to play in the playoff round, obviously. Iraola's ex-team do. Fraser Forster in goal? What the heck? They've got decent players like Milo Savljevic, as he is only 19. Marcos Senesi is still there. James Hill, Adam Smith, he's been on a journey with the club. Can we see him? 68 rated. Compare him to Frimpong. He's probably still playing better than this man that we've actually got here at Liverpool. Obviously not an Iraola signing, and we're still under pressure. Me being a board member, the whole club seems to be against me. And this is all because we're letting Van Dijk go to Juventus at the end of the year. I'm sorry, VVD, but you're getting too old for me and the managers like him. We had to announce we're getting a new player in. Hugo Ekitike's playing well. McAllister's playing well as well. I haven't done a pit stop on the players. As if you do want to do a pit stop, click the subscribe button and like on this video. That would mean the world. And yeah, Ekitike, 19 goals. He has had a disciplinary for arguing with the ref, 0 assists. He does seem to have that arrogance. Alexis McAllister's not a CDM yet, and Ryan's scoring in simulations, only 1 goal in an actual game. Average match rating of 6.81. Can we get it better? He is replacing Salah, and McAllister still can't switch. Curtis Jones can't do the same, and I've got to give a word to Endo. He's retiring now at the end of the season. If he wasn't, I would have sold him to try and sign a player. But he is going, and we've got Union St. Galloy, where Jamie McConnell is on loan, but in the FA Cup. It's Bournemouth, the manager's old side. We've got 3 ex-Bournemouth things in this Liverpool side. Kirkes, Iraola, and Ryan. Hey, and guess what? None of them playing, apart from the manager, obviously, but he's not playing. He's actually coaching the team. They're benched. And that's right, Scanlon is on. Left back for Liverpool starting. He's going to be nervous, a little bit shaky, way, if you know what I mean, as that's a brilliant ball out to Rio and Gamoa. And Gamoa cuts inside. A brilliant fizzed-in ball towards Chiesa, obviously replacing Ryan. A sweet turn inside. Dominic Szoboszlai can hit shots with pure venom. Kaishu, good signing that from Bournemouth. As Traore, he's been brilliant. He's actually not loaned out. Adrian Truffert trying to go down the side where Connor Bradley's at. He's watching his man. Or I think it's Frimpong. What a shot. Not a fan of watching that trickle. Stefan Bajcetic caught on the ball. He's one of the youth players the manager is trying to play. Him and Rio and Gamoa. Also Leone, potentially. Jeremy Jacquet, that's the other one. If you guys have seen the previous videos, you'll know the contract that we have for Iraola, where he has to play the youth. Here goes Rio and Gamoa. They have to play 30 games, all 3 of them, to comply. As that's a shot and a half, which should have had Liverpool winning. And let me know in the comments below, am I doing the right thing? FA Cup for the Europa League over the Europa League for the Champions League. Now, I kind of like this idea because Liverpool in real life are already in the Champions League. It's just this game that's put us in the Europa. I want to be in a competition fairly. Although I still won't compete for the Europa League as this is good pace. That's Bournemouth with a chance. Yeah, Bajcetic was struggling. Oh my days, Diacate's just put it in the top pins. Well, losing to the manager's ex-club, and we've just made a signing to try and shore things up. We move. Maybe Kirkes and Ryan not playing was a bad idea after all. Hugo Ekitike not playing. It's gone to Isaac as the game time. As Alexis McAllister wins the ball back, he drills it across the box. Rio and Gamoa should have had us winning this game anyway. Eli Jr. Krupi onto Ben Gannon Doak, ex-Liverpool himself. That's a header from Justin Kluivert. Never truly directed towards goal. True fair. Tackled, and Jeremy Frimpong, that's corruption. Where's Ekitike? Get him on the referee. I swear to God, Justin Kluivert, right, it's a save. No Antoine Semenyo there. He would have tried and hit the shot, and Curtis Jones has lost the ball. Another player out of contract. We're getting obstructed. with Traore running in behind. Trufair takes the shot. Oh, no. No. That is so unkind to us. Eli Jr. Croupy, man. Bournemouth are going to win. And I guess we're going to have to go through the Europa League. We're going to be out the FA Cup. Iraola changing his tune. Last time in a press conference, we were going angry. Now he's saying the players need to get a little bit more on board. Stick to the tactics, stick defensive duties. With Union Saint-Galois up next. Yep, we've got to focus on this one. Van Dijk's back. Kirkez, Ryan. Hopefully these are the correct decisions. Oh, and we've absolutely smashed the Belgian team. However, the club doctor's telling me to urgently run to the medical room to see an injury to Alexis McAllister. Can we actually catch a break at the club? And no, I'm not talking break to an actual leg, because he's done that before. Just in terms of injuries, tired team, Ekatike back in it. Ryan rested for the league, as Ekatike's also picked up a knock. Oh my days, it's appendicitis. It's 4 weeks. Both strikers now crucially injured. We're going to have a word with another player somehow. Or more so, Iraola's going to have a word. And the man he's chosen is Chiesa. Fede, you didn't play much under the last management. I trust you. Please go and put a shift in up front for us. You're our only hope. And he says, boss, I'm knackered. I would love to, but I think someone else needs to run that position. And the game he is selected for is Wrexham. Hopefully it is a bit of a chance to pan himself up, get himself used to the role, get himself confident, and get Liverpool another 3 points with Ryan running in behind. Wrexham do look a weak team. Can Chiesa score up front? Yes, he can straight away. Welcome to the race course. Federico Chiesa, the two right mids linking up. Who would have thought that? Not me, as here they go again though, Wrexham. Getting a little bit of a run on us. Ryan trying to mark his man. Gomez. That's an easy touch out for us. McAllister into the path of Gravenberg. Let's keep going. Look at the gap. Chiesa might be a striker in disguise here. The Italian's through again. Oh, Wrexham, what are you doing to yourselves? What a very poor club for the Premier League's quality. Sorry to the Dragons. We've got the Europa League coming up after this one, and this is getting us used to, you know, getting them wins. Rio and Gamoa. Wirtz just, oh, it's the way he animates, man. I really think he's going to lose it every time he touches the ball. Oh, hat-trick in the first half for Fede. Get up, get up, get up. He didn't get up in time, but I will take 2-0 at half-time. Going well at the race course. Ryan. What can he do magically by himself here? Maybe cut inside, maybe go for the finesse. Goalie ready all the way. I think I'll see some changes here to this squad as well very soon. Florian Wirtz helps it on its way. Ryan, he is brilliant at sidestepping some defenders. I want to see some new youth play. Gravenberg, Florian Wirtz. Just tap that across. He kept it off the deck to make sure it came across. Oh, Ryan, not even a tired swing he got on it. But Gravenberg wins the ball back. I was thinking 5-0 at half-time. But now are we lucky to have it at 3-0? Ryan's playing terribly. Florian Wirtz tries to run on it. He takes Cabal out. And I don't mean on a fancy date. I mean with a terrible tackle. Ryan Gravenberg across. Rio Ungamoa. He finds Chiesa, who gets the offside hat-trick. We'll settle for a 2-0. As speaking of 2-0s, Ajax were beaten 2-0 and Sporting 5-1. You know what that means for the Europa League. We're into the final against Crystal Palace, winners of the conference. I'm a little bit sketchy with this one. Iraola, he do it continentally. Against a team that just beat his former team, he was the manager of Rayo Vallecano. And by the way, the Premier League's still entertaining. Whatever happens in that finale, we now have a shot of getting in the Champions League through the league. We must have got some decent results together. 2 points off Arsenal. With these our remaining fixtures, Palace twice, Bournemouth and Villa. We've played Bournemouth already today. Yes, they are just back from injury in the second Ekatike and Isaac. Gravenberg, I love you. That is a superb result. And players are running out of deals. Stefan Bajcetic and Curtis Jones, the Scouser. I don't think we can let him go. Rotational, yeah, sure. We can accept that, give him a little nice bump up in his wage. With Stefan Bajcetic following suit, 3-year deal. He's one of Iraola's chosen youngsters to actually progress due to his contract. And one of the players he's actually releasing is Van Dijk, now at an 86. He's come to see the manager about the Europa League final, not the league. He says, boss, I know I'm not your favourite. I will go, I'll be mature about it. But please let me go out as the captain in the Europa League. I know I can win this game with the team, and I want to lift my final Liverpool trophy after so many memories before you use the youth and apparently Dean Howson, my replacement. That might be awkward on international duty, as Ekitike is still top scorer at the club. Now we need 30 games out of the youngsters, and Gamoa 12. That's not right. He should have played more than that. Connor Bradley's played 52, and then Jeremy Jacquet has played 42. They're both under 21. Oh, sorry, Connor Bradley isn't. Stevenson must have played when there was an injury. Bajcetic hasn't played enough. Only 14 games. Sims don't like him. Okay, so maybe we've not used the young players. Oh, Ryan's classed as one. So Ryan Jacquet, and that means Leone has to try and get his appearances up. 2 out of 3 on the contract. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He's definitely not spent over 100 million on one player in this window, or January. The summer, or Jan, should I say. And he's been competitive with a new style. We definitely don't doubt that. I just wish this game wasn't against Palace, because now it's Palace twice in a row. A few rotations made despite chasing the Champions League. McAllister's on, Gravenberg's on, Bajcetic isn't, centre-backs are a little bit weaker. Giovanni Leone is in the starting 11 with Chiesa getting the Italians in together. Jeremy Frimpong put that across! Rio and Gamoa should have scored a goal. Swear down, man, he comes so close. Never actually gets one as Florian Wirtz. That's very decent dribbling. Finally, Wirtz skied it. Flo's gotta keep it low. Adramola running at us. Jeremy Pino. That's quick feet, just like Florian Wirtz's were, with Adramola looking down the line. Why is he so free in the middle? Why have we just left Ismail Assar? Who have we got in defence? Leone, and I think it's Jeremy Jacquet. Whoever it is getting a bollocking. I'm disgraced of what I've just seen. Kevin McAllister. Not Kevin McAllister, that's Home Alone. It is... or is it? No, it's Alexis McAllister as Florian Wirtz! Confused myself, and Florian Wirtz shows we can score against Palace. Good assist from the man from Home Alone, and Florian Wirtz doesn't sky it. Good finish, but the game is almost finished. We want this win. I think that's Wirtz's first goal we've actually seen in game scored. Crystal Palace liking to attack, it seems. I don't know who their manager is. Hugo Ekitike. He misses a lot of chances to say he scores a lot of goals, sorry. That is a gilt-edged one. Might even cost us Champions League. It has, really, it has. 4 points off Newcastle. They've got an extra game than us. We can't catch them. Essentially makes that Aston Villa game null and void. We don't care about it. Won't even be showing you guys because all the focus is on Palace again. And sure, we rested some players. Hopefully the media saw that before they predict. As Jamie Carragher fancies his former club, he fancies Van Dijk, wants to see him captain. And then Gary Neville being Gary Neville. He just loves to crap on Liverpool.
This was the no-brainer. This was the banker. This was the one that couldn't fail. This was one that's never failed.
Especially at the side of Jamie Carragher, as now for Player of the Year votes. There's going to be a poll on the community tab after this video is made where you guys can vote for your Player of the Year. It's between Ekitike, McAllister. I've got to say, Florian Wirtz with 22 assists has been wonderful. Capo definitely can't have it. Chiesa's been good. I wouldn't give it to Ryan or Isaac. That's why I'm still deciding. I mean, Gravenberg, he's been instrumental. Yeah, let's put Ryan Gravenberg in there. Ultimately has played more than Bajcetic. And do we go with you in this final? The team's getting switched up. I do think I'm going to go Van Dijk. Or the gaffer is, as yes, he's going VVD, is going to get the captaincy. Jacquet at the back with him. And Scanlon's in. Kirkes is still injured, and Szoboszlai still doesn't have a way back into this team. We've skipped the graphics. We are straight into this game right here. Imre Jr. Don't know who he is. I don't see Ismail Assar, who scored against us last time. I do see Felipe Mateta, and that is a good header away. Ekitike is onside. Could we have an early goal? How about this for a bounce? Ekitike! Down the middle. I can't remember who got the assist. I literally don't care. Liverpool are leading in the Europa League. I think it was Ryan that got the assist. Could be wrong. Straight down the middle of the goal. Walter Benitez jumping out the way. And now Crystal Palace are coming forward a little bit. Alisson's still injured, by the way. He's been injured a long time. As now Rio and Gamoa around the outside onto Scanlon. A flurry forward for the youngster. Look at the gaps Crystal Palace are leaving. Here's Ryan to get a goal of his own. Ekitike, tap it in. It's 2-0. We have been dreadful at times this season, but we've rocked up when it matters in the Europa League final. Looks like Liverpool might be winning this one. Ryan's got a score, by the way. Seriously bad finish, but the ball physics just allows an open goal for Ekatike. Palace manager, whoever it is, probably fuming. I still didn't have that check. He needs checking on. And Frimpong's worked his way back into the squad, by the way, because it was Conor Bradley's position to lose, but we've gone back to the fullbacks with Wirtz having a gap. Florian Wirtz has just been siphoned down. Could this be a red card for Palace? Things going bad to worse. Lacroix, it's a yellow. By the way, a signing I probably wouldn't mind. Let's raise the roof now, shall we? Alexis McAllister. Free kick goal for one of our Players of the Year contenders. The ball flew. Almost another goal for us. And McAllister, that's headed all the way backwards onto Gravenberg, who can just walk away very nicely with the ball here. Onto Scanlon, onto Rio and Gamoa. Dominic Szoboszlai on the field. Ryan, he scored, he's onside. Ryan's joined in the fun. Szoboszlai's literally just come off the bench. I said he couldn't fit into the team. He fits in now. I think we're lifting the Europa League. What's that phrase I used to always get told when I was probably into fast in school? Save the best till last. And that's exactly what we've done right here. Jean-Philippe Mateta, tackled by Scanlon. It's only the 60-minute mark, by the way. Lacroix. No. Our net is tightly sealed and shut. Philippe Mateta skips over the top. Frimpong, don't give a penalty. I wanted a clean sheet. Palace have swung the momentum, to be fair. Hopefully it's too late. Taking Imrai off for Liso. What a weird change in the first place. Jean-Philippe Mateta, not the first French striker to score. He still kicks the corner flag, mate. You do realise you're losing. And losing full stop, because the referee brings the end to the game with his whistle. We will be in the Champions League by the skin of our teeth, however. We have played competitive football, but we haven't really got going in the Prem. Iraola has saved his bacon, literally his butt bacon, by just creeping over the line with an angry Van Dijk probably leaving, knowing his replacement, to lift the Europa League in his final days of his Liverpool career. It's safe to say Andoni Iraola's first season at Liverpool was hectic. He eventually ended it by lifting a Europa League. His captain lifted it and has now sold. Juventus approached him in January, leaving Liverpool a rebuild still needed, despite being on decent form. At the end of the year, Iraola's not proven he's got a new contract he has to oblige by. He's got players that might be unsettled, an unsettled player elsewhere, and a Liverpool team that's now competing in the Champions League. Yes, people, it is the return of the Liverpool Series now 2, or Season 2, Liverpool Career. We've got Paris in the Super Cup. We've got a new league with new teams, because obviously there's been promotions. The Spies are back as well in that. Definitely want to be beating them. A new budget of 127 million, which isn't loads, as I've got realistic mods on. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, please go ahead and watch them. Linked down below. Comment below how you think we'll do this season. Leave a like and subscribe. And yes, with a new season, we've still got an injury to Alisson, but new kits, as you can see. That one I love. I love them all. I love Kyrgios in that one. But let's get a closer look. Made these ones myself. As you can see, the Liverpool home kit. The mod's been broke for a while, but we've got it back. Really like this design. It's similar to the last one, and I think we'll be winning a lot of trophies in this. More to come on that, because obviously the manager's going to get a new contract. More to come on that, because obviously the manager's going to get a new contract. Like I said in the intro, the away kit, it's got mixed reviews. It kind of looks sleek, black and white, but then does look like a carrier bag on the run. Unfortunately, no third kit. I just cannot mod it in for the life of me. So we've got the goalie one, which personally is my favourite, and I'm glad it is, because Alisson needs to rep something brilliant. Despite him being injured a long time, he was so good in season number 1, and I don't think I nominated him for Player of the Year, which has kind of done him an injustice. With Curtis Jones changing, finally, the team's going to be changing as well. We've got lone boys back like Trey Nioni. Will he get played? I think not. However, I've got to speak to Andoni, because focus this season isn't on you. Please see your new contract, Iraola, because we've got business to do, starting with the vital one. Florentino Perez is on to me. We spoke out about one of his signings, about signing him ourselves, Dean Huijsen. You wanted him to replace VVD. We've got some money, but you better back it up, because if not, will get charged on the grounds of tapping up. But see your contract. That's one of the objectives. And yes, it is. As you can see, the first one, sign Dean Huijsen on a permanent deal. We've already spoke about it publicly. We've got to make it happen. Qualify for the UCL. That should be happening anyway, but we didn't do it through the league last year. And win a domestic trophy. We came close last time out. Them goddamn penalties in the Carabao to Chelsea. They still haunt me. Caicedo putting the ball in. Ugh. Bringing back memories. And there'll be some outgoings this season. Nobody transfer listed as of late because I don't have anyone in mind. I'm going to get loan offers in, everything. For youth like Lucas Stevenson. And I didn't even promote an academy last year. Duh, what is wrong with me? Right. We're going to do that. We did focus on youth last year anyway. We're just not growing our own, and we've got 3 players in the academy. No thank you. We'll get our own. We've got 3 scouts, 1 5-star, 5-star, which has to be going to England. He has to be searching Merseyside to find the next Scouser. Maybe the next Steven Gerrard, or maybe even Jamie Carragher. I always like the idea of defenders. I always like the idea of Ireland for Liverpool. And then the final one I'm sending to Asia. I'm going to send him to China, but the idea of Asia, because Wataru Endo did retire. And is that going to be a position we miss, as we're going to be missing Virgil van Dijk, but McConnell comes back from loan. He was on loan at Union Saint-Galois. Connor Bradley's down here in the reserves. He shouldn't be. He should be in the first team. Over Scanlon, unfortunately, because that's the main team. But we've got an issue. And that issue is coming to us. Cody Gakpo. He is not happy with his time here at Liverpool, playing second fiddle to a youngster, Rio Ngamoa, who he still thinks he should be in front of. I'm going to take this on as the owner. I'm not going to leave this to Andone Iraola to deal with. I'm going to say Cody Gakpo has to find another club because I'm honestly not having him. Rio Ngamoa is the future. I think most of you guys will agree. Juventus showing interest where Van Dijk's gone. His Dutch teammate, and there he goes. Will Andone Iraola actually ever take that coat off? I don't know, but Cody Gakpo's out the doors, 41.3 million. And that's good for our budget. He's got reunited with Van Dijk, everything's looking cushy. But then again, we get this message. And you know who this is from. Florentino Perez really not happy with Dean Huijsen, or the approach we're making for Dean. And it seems like they've put a big release clause on him. Oh my days, 122 million. For a non-physical defender, because he's got less than 80 physical, less than 80 pace. Part of his contract, though, to sign him, his 5-star weak foot, Iraola. I've got to speak to him. Can we go for someone else? Dean Huijsen, we're really getting priced out. But he says he saw the backing of Arne Slot, and he needs the backing himself from a defender he can use. Yes, Real Madrid are a big club, but we've lost Ibu Konate and Van Dijk in the previous 2 seasons. Bring me Dean, or I don't think you trust me. Besides, it's in my contract. Gotta go and get Huijsen. I don't know. Can we just wait? Because that's really expensive. And he breaks. He says, fine, maybe get me someone else in because we definitely need reinforcements. And that's when Isaac now comes to me over the manager saying, boss, the manager ain't playing me. Ekatike is obviously first choice. Is it time I left Liverpool? I know I've had a lot of injuries here. You might not make the money on me, but I feel I've got to go. Can you get a different backup striker in? Can we leave mutually? And to be fair, he has submitted a transfer request. He's still, well, he's unhappy, but he's not throwing a fit like other players. Mohamed Salah on his way out. And it's left amicably. No hard feelings. Isaac had to go. And we lose money on him going to Bournemouth. Michael B. Jordan must have poured money into that club. I guess we've got another team going around there spending the big bucks. Great. Will Bournemouth be a top 6 team next season? I'm kind of worried about it because we need to finish in the top 6. But still, plenty of money left. And before we get to spend that, there's a little game in the way, which is a European trophy. We have the Super Cup against PSG. No signings down, needing a win. Milos Kerkez, and guess what? The first game of the season is going to be Bournemouth, his ex-club, the manager's ex-club. This being Beraldo's and Ekatike's, as Jeremy Jacquet through the middle, João Neves does intercept. And how are we going to cope without Virgil van Dijk? Let's see, shall we? As now Milos Kerkez trying to whip the ball inside. Ekatike making a bit of an option. Win that header, it should be ours. João Neves, referee's not giving it. Not great movement though, that is it. As PSG not really getting a chance, like us not getting a chance. Jeremy Jacquet Through to Gravenberg, McAllister on a run. There's McAllister, the man on the near side, keeping us onside. Ekatike, we go through the goalie. They're taking a chance on Lucas Chevalier. Really bad idea, lads. He has been woeful, and Alexis McAllister plays through Hugo. Just what the doctor ordered, with Gravenberg getting a ball through now. 40 minutes on the clock. Rio and Gamoa. Hang about, where's the defense? Rio passes it. Ekatike. It's 2-0. Tell you what, if we're going into the Champions League, I'd fancy our chances. This is the 2 times champions back-to-back. Rio with an assist as well on the elite stage. You love to see that. Come on, Ryan, you join in now, my friend. Second half into Florian Wirtz. Let's get down this right-hand side a little more. Try and pick out Paris, who have been terribly defensively. Nun Mensch getting the ball down the line into Kvicha Kvarskelia, trying to get past us right here. Jeremy Frimpong's playing better now. And that's weird. Now there's only 2 Dutch players, him and Gravenberg, with Florian Wirtz outside of the boot into Rio and Gamoa. Can he go himself? Rio! That's straight to Chevalier. I would love it. Love it. As Florian Wirtz jumps over a tackle. Flo Wirtz dribbling. William Pacho. He's away from him. He's scoring. 60 minutes in. Florian Wirtz has just ran through the middle. I said it's going to be hard to get Dominic Szoboszlai in the team. I tell you what, I stick by that. Has getting rid of a few players made it easier to chemistrize the squad, if that's even a word? And the new captain, Alexis McAllister, after his resurgence with the fans last season, I don't mind that decision one bit by Iraola. Even PSG clearly stating they feel like they're being embarrassed. Take that form into the league with that start, we should be proper. Completely fine, in other words. And yeah, we have Chiesa who can play up front when we've asked him to. Is he necessarily as a backup? No, he's not. He's a backup right wing. We need a backup left mid with only Ungamoa here at the club now. Cody Gakpo has gone. And after winning the Super Cup, I personally think we should have the pick of the bunch. We want someone who's not going to take all the game time from Ungamoa, but is also young themselves. And that, my friends, is where Matías Fernández-Pardo could fit in. Now, he's obviously better than Rio, but can we just make sure he doesn't get all the game time? I mean, with Liverpool, we've got to spend money. I really want Rio playing. I think we can go a halves and halves with game time if they do accept the initial fee. Matías Fernández-Pardo or Ungamoa. I think Ungamoa really impressed last game. Iraola's walking away. I've told him we want someone else. Someone who won't play all the games, but like Jacquet, like Ekatike, is French and a bit of a pocket rocket off the bench, Anthony Beaumont. Bit of an unknown quantity, but if you don't take risks, football's not the game for you. He's going to be sat on the bench when Chiesa isn't. He probably goes in the reserves. And Chiesa covers both positions. Still, it's nice to have him around. He's going to get a Liverpool wage, change his family's lives, and 272. Now Dean Howson is on the rise. He's just behind where we're at. And we need someone the manager can get his hands on, Iraola. He's not Spanish, but from La Liga, a bit like Darwin Núñez from Uruguay. Won't be taking any game time away from Ekatike as an obvious starter. But Jeremy Rakobia is one for the future of Liverpool. He's in before Dean Huijsen. The first game of the season, we're in the toilet paper kit, I'm going to call it, not towel or wet paper bag or plastic bag, whatever. It is this one that we're going to win in, though, against Bournemouth, the manager's old club. Jeremy Frimpong, final touch letting him down. And yeah, Recoba very low rated, but I want to clearly mark out who my favoured players are in this first team. Cause no upsets over game time, with Ekatike being the starter, potentially getting a starting assist. Very good save by Petrovic, but Florian Wirtz not giving up. Same as Wirtz again here. Alexis McAllister, the captain! Don't know if he's the captain of Liverpool or a space expedition with where he's just placed that ball. Might have just broke my garden shed, but 30 minutes in, we're still sitting at level pegging. Good header. Alexis McAllister, that should have been out wide, but it goes through the middle. Can we win that race? Rio and Gamoa against Diakite, who we need revenge on. Scored against us in the FA Cup to knock us out. Header from a corner. I ain't forgetting that one. Favre through the middle. Justin Kluivert. Oh, that's just fallen for him, but that is a great tackle before, obviously, we signed Dean Howson. Because Lucas Beraldo struggling. We've had a menacing time with centre-backs. Mamadashvili. Same with goalkeepers. Mamadashvili's done very well to keep Alisson out whilst he's been injured. And then come back again with Milos Kerkez, Rio and Gamoa. Florian Wirtz gets the ball back here. Hugo Ekatike He needs the pass to the side, slowing down too much. He missed a lot of chances last season. Rakoba on the field very soon, I'm thinking. As Rio and Gamoa, could he get an assist again? How are we missing that? Hugo Ekitike's off because Jeremy Rakoba's getting a chance. Jeremy Jacquet almost underneath that one as here he goes again. It's into Beraldo. Need to get him on his left foot. It goes out to McAllister. That's a handball. Jimenez got so low. We won't speak anymore on the man who's just gave the penalty away. Instead, it's down to McAllister. We need a first day win, McAllister. He's permanently on penalties now. It was him and Isaac before. First game, first goal for our new captain. Providing glorious work with Rakoba coming towards the middle of the field looking for a pass forward. If we're onside here, Florian Wirtz is offside. He's taking the run of Rakoba. You know, just calm down. This is the way we wanted to play. It's the way we are playing, and we should have the game done. Traore through the middle. Onana, please see this out. We aren't playing any slot football. Been going forward quickly, but just not scored the goals we wanted. Trufe offside, we'll take that, take it quickly. Maybe try and fit in another goal. Florian Wirtz onto Rakoba if he could score on his debut. Hacknow's there, but Florian Wirtz gets it back. Flo Wirtz. Oh, it's another good tackle, but again, maybe another chance. Gravenberg just over. And after the first game of the season, the odds aren't in our favour to actually go and win the league, but let them doubt us. Let us be the underdogs for once. As I'm going to simulate Forest. Can we get a win here? Auto replace, please. Oh dear. We're at Anfield for Palace. Remember them? The game that put us in the Champions League. And it looks like TNT Sports has got the rights for the Premier League. Congratulations. Ali McCoist is going to be commentating. I tell you what, Fletch. I tell you what. I'm only joking. I love you, Ali, as I would love a win against Palace again. Last time out at Anfield weren't too good. And that's a ball down the side to Cascaral. Alisson's back in goal, by the way, I forgot to say. With Dominic Szoboszlai injured, Mamadashvili slight muscle injury. It's not a crucial one. And Florian Wirtz as Robin Maxence Lacroix, who's trying to get right side of him. Drills it to the opposite corner. Florian Wirtz is playing very well this season. Szoboszlai's in trouble. He might not be getting a sniff as Wirtz sniffs out his man and just drills it bottom bins. 1-0 to the goats of the moment. Søren Larsen. I forgot how to completely say his name right there. Alisson called straight into danger, or causing the danger to go away. Frandoni and Beraldo walking his way out of this defence. Milos Kerkez doesn't have any backup. Left back could be an option we actually look into as Hugo Ekitike. He slowed down to try and get round his man. Everybody is kept offside, but Kerkez whipping a ball towards the back stick. He's not great at crossing. I'm seriously starting to gather that. McAllister round the side. Ryan, if we could have played a 1-2. Nope, Florian Wirtz not on the same wavelength. And here's to a warm welcome. Beaumont coming off the bench for Rio. Quite quiet in this one. I mean, sometimes you will have them quiet games. You saw him against PSG. He wasn't quiet there. Just a dip in form from game to game as Ekitike should have sealed the game. It was offside. Ryan Gravenberg into Beaumont. He's got the number 13. Unlucky for some, but might not be unlucky for him. There he goes. He scored. Anthony Beaumont. What a moment at Anfield. First goal, first game or second game, it just said. But first game we're seeing him. It should be in the papers tomorrow, but Florian Wirtz, a goal and an assist. Can't ignore him. The form of his life, and we've got Palace's number. They cannot beat us. We've turned into their bogey team, and to be fair, we're a huge team with probably a lot of bogeys for people, but I'm getting off the bogey narrative, hoping for another goal. If Beaumont can get this through the middle, he can shoot himself. It goes to the near side of Dino, which probably wasn't the wisest, but we've got a really good young player on our hands again. Anthony Beaumont becoming a star, hopefully in this Liverpool squad. And did I sign this guy in the Grimsby to Glory we did a while ago? He kind of looks like him. Either way, I don't know. We're 6th because of that one game we lost in a simulation. And someone's just come into our office screaming, one of the Liverpool staff. He said we want to see this. It's on his phone. It's a tweet. Paris Saint-Germain. After embarrassment in the Super Cup, they're looking to hijack a deal for Dean Howson. The Liverpool officers are in crisis mode over the potential signing of Dean Howson on the verge of PSG. They're trying to hijack the deal we thought we had in place. Florentino Perez doesn't like us, so maybe this is a ploy. Maybe this is a big ruse. We really want the Spanish defender. who, yes, people, would fit straight into this squad. And if you did catch the ruse, I just remember like a few episodes ago, I said we wanted a Dutch defender, and I did that on purpose. I swear on my life. I know he's Spanish. He changed from Dutch. I wanted to throw a curveball in there, but yes, it was Huijsen we always wanted. That was a few episodes back anyway, as this is how the Liverpool team's looking. I've tried to keep it semi-realistic with most of the same players. Obviously, Isak's gone on a big loss to Bournemouth, which doesn't seem reasonable. However, he has to leave. We let him leave. He's gone. And we've got a decent young backup. But more so, a decent young backup on the left-hand side, because Anthony Beaumont, sorry Rio and Gamoa, but he might take your place for just a few games after that form. He was wonderful, assisted by Florian Wirtz, also doing very well. But back onto pressing matters. Andoni, this is your time to shine, my friend. You've got to get Dean Huijsen to this club now. You said you'd been in contact with him. Will Dean want to join our club over everyone else? Yes or no? He says, well, yeah, I was thinking that. He's told us he wants to come to Liverpool. And I've got an idea, but you might have to help me because Van Dijk doesn't like me anymore. Speak to Virgil. Get him to try and speak some sense into Dean Huijsen on the history of Liverpool and the club, and then I think we've got a good shot at getting him. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get in the ear of Van Dijk. I'm going to tweet news about how good Liverpool is as a club. And I'm going to hope all that pans out into signing Dean Huijsen over any other club. Okay, and it's open to a contract offer. This is back down to Andoni. He needs to get his star boy in on a 5-year mega deal. This is just like Isak's contract that we just broke. As Iraola is now fully backed, completing an objective, signing for 122 million. And his debut? You see, it's night time. You see the graphics all around. A Champions League night at Anfield. I can't lie to you guys, the team is very scuffed. Milos Kerkez is never fit. We've got a very sleek looking Roma. We've got Beraldo playing out of position at left back over Scanlon, who I don't think is truly ready for Champions League. Beaumont is, however, so he's in the team over Rio and Gamoa. The form charts don't lie. That's a dodgy tackle as well, Cristante. They're going to get forward. They're going to threaten our goal, and I thought that was going to the man in the middle. Luis Enrique, Champions League night. Beraldo out of position. The PSG man after PSG was after our man. Dean Huijsen, who's on this field. Head that away, for the love of God. Ryan takes it on his chest. Ekatike. Can he get round his man? He really can't. He's going to have to cut back. And that is wonderful. Florian Wirtz. Defenders trying to catch up. Florian Wirtz. Anfield erupts. It's him and Ekatike carrying Liverpool's attack. 1-0 to the Red Men. Let's keep marching on. Let's make this more than one. Let's make this a statement of intent. Ryan. Oh, I was going to say straight into his man, but he's got away as the Brazilian. He needs to play a lot better, like Mohamed Salah, and it could be another. Wirtz, Ekatike, these two, they're on it like that. Chemistry. I told you, Isak. Well, I didn't tell you. He left, though. But Isak was the weak point. Ekatike just across the box. Team working like glue together. Not literally, that would be a bit sticky and kind of unethical at the same time. Let's just keep going, shall we? Gravenberg into Florian Wirtz. Wirtz. Try and cut away from his man. Is that a penalty? Oh, a free kick on this edge of the box. Now, McAllister needs to score this. I know he likes to get curve on his free kicks. Hopefully not too much power. We've seen the wind. Oh, he's got to score. And we'll, of course, make our changes. Flo Wirtz. Connor Bradley. Let's get going. Chiesa around the corner. Them two off the bench. Ryan getting a rest. Oh, my God. Rio's the other player. And Rio should have opened his Champions League account. Has he scored in real life? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like down there as well. If you haven't done already, and please subscribe, because every subscription means a goal, I assure you. If we can get the ball off Luis Enrique, that is, into Dovbeek. Gravenberg, come on, better pass. Manu Kone, straight down his gullet into Luis Enrique. Who is this man? Why is he so good? I think he plays for Brazil, but now Dovbeek, Dean Huijsen, it's been done by him. Alisson with a save. Cambiaso's just come on for them. Don't tell me that's the Belgian. They've done a set piece. They've chucked us out the way. If you're doing set pieces like that, though, and still not scoring, there's something definitely wrong with your team. Florian Wirtz picking up the best man of the match. I don't know why it's actually blacked out, but this man also perfect as well. Beaumont is coming into his own. And looking at this, I feel less embarrassed that our only defeat in the league is to Nottingham Forest. They sit top. Nuno's not back. I actually haven't checked the manager market or any of the big transfers worldwide. We're the second highest spenders. Hakimi Isaac, we actually have made the money back, so that's kind of fair. Coyote to Celta Vigo. What is going on there? Gyökeres, Aston Villa. Maybe the sale of Isaac wasn't the most unrealistic at all. I don't know what's happening with the Swede boys. Top of the league is Ennis. A return for Guardiola. Man United take a Spanish coach in Valverde. So let's get flowing against them. With flow, Florian Wirtz has been sensational. As you can tell, I really like the way Wirtz is playing. Milos Kerkez. Get us off to a decent start. He's running in between defenders. Milos Kerkez. Okay. Got to be better on future runs forward. Win that header, Dean Huijsen. That's why we brought him in. Straight to his ex-Dutch teammate. Vermont on the ball now. I'm on about, of course, Gravenberg. Ekatike. Goes low. Goes wide. Goes close. More importantly than anything else. Can we win this header, Dean Huijsen? We do. Straight into the path of Alexis McAllister. Jeremy Jacquet. Oh, no. That's bounced off McAllister awkwardly. Now, need to get back. Back pedal. Back pedal. Romero over the top into Mohamed Kudus. Stopped in his path. Okay, we're doing okay so far. Then again, Tottenham look well drilled. Probably the hardest game we've had in a while. We haven't lost in a while, I don't think. Feels like we haven't. Maybe that's just me being a bit too cocky with this team. Mohamed Kudus! Almost spoke very, very too soon. Spicing up the Liverpool life. And Gamoa, though, chasing his man down. He really wants to be back in this squad permanently. Chiesa's still in it for a while over Ryan. That's another change we've made, which you might not have noticed fully. He has not been too great. It's McAllister into Rio and Gamoa. Rio and Gamoa running past people here. It's into Federico Chiesa. He can't pull it across. He's not got the Florian Wirtz curl. We've seen him hit so much better. Florian Wirtz, Dean Huijsen. Round the corner. Frimpong getting closer. Jeremy Frimpong across the box. Vicario, that is not like you. Unless something magical happens. Chiesa round the corner. Rakoba, our number 9 turns, wins a corner. That is fine by me. Thought maybe it hits a hand, but if we whip this ball in, or maybe we go short. Maybe we do try something new. They've dived straight in on Rio and Gamoa. Go low. Go through. Curtis Jones. He's had far and few in between chances. Kerkez around. Sneaking in at the back post. The captain, McAllister. The bench looked absolutely gutted. And we've lost a Champions League game. Going into the next one. Atleti de Madrid. Is it time for Harambal? At least we're not doing that anymore with the new manager that we've got in. 7th as well in the league. 7th position. Not bad again. We just need someone to squeeze us up into the top 4. Top 4? I want more. I want to win the Premier League, if anything. McAllister's just received a nice red birthday card for that miss he had very late on into the game. And I've simulated Atleti. To be honest, I couldn't do with a Harambal. Plus, we've got better Champions League games and better league games to deal with. And we've got Szoboszlai to deal with. I think I did see this coming previously. Ownership man. I don't know why he's calling me that, but we need to have a talk about me. I'm really not impressed with my treatment at Liverpool. Before you came in, before the new gaffer came in, I was carrying this team on my back. I was playing in every position. What will it take to get me back in this squad? I'm not going to be complaining. I think the Liverpool fans still on my side, despite Florian Wirtz playing really well. And I'm going to say to Szoboszlai, maybe try change your position. I'm not talking defense. Maybe it can be in that attacking line. Chiesa and Gamoa, they're never safe. And Florian Wirtz is never safe, but it's going to take a lot to kick him out. And he just says challenge accepted. I'm very excited to see what Szoboszlai's doing, but don't just be bragging online about it. I don't like that. Knuckle down, put your head down, and grab the position by actually playing well. Looks like he's going to compete with Raya. Must have noticed Chiesa's almost out of contract. 8 months left on his deal. However, he's not the one we're here to sign up. He's only on 500 quid a week. What the I'm not going to actually say that word. But what is he doing on such a low wage? Jeremy Jacquet, join the rest of the club. Derby day, and oh, we're not in the red? What? Who's done this? Is it something to do with the weather? And the fact I always say we look like a carrier bag? Maybe it is. Ryan Gravenberg. Get the ball down this line into Fede Chiesa. Really getting warm in this room, and seeing the rain is making me a bit jealous. Rio and Gamoa. Overlap. Kerkez is always capable, but the ball at the end of the move. Slippy hands Onana in goal. I know full well, being a Grimsby Town fan, what that man's capable of doing in a bit of rain as Dean Huijsen. Oh, it's off the post. It almost beat him. Ekatike. Almost in again. And we've been beaten to this ball. Tierno Barry. He's going to be the outlet they'll look for every single goddamn time. with Frimpong. It's his final touch, Jeremy Frimpong's. Woeful. Good tackle, Jeremy Jacquet, signing up. Feel sorry for him on that wage. Florian Wirtz, one of the world's best, surely by now. Chiesa onto the edge of the box. Frimpong looks for Ryan Gravenberg. I don't think we can class that as a shot. Ryan Gravenberg gets the ball back. Again, Bajcetic round the corner. Chiesa. Frimpong finding himself forward. As much strength in that shot as his ability to track back. And in his physicality, it's Iliman Ndiaye driving at us. Don't let him drive like he did against City in real life. But again, it's got to be said, quite a dreadful first half. Let's get on it in the second. 0 changes, apart from the fact we're going to change that scoreline. Come on. Against Everton. We need to win that ball, Milos Kerkez. That is wonderful. He's got no backup as well. I am noting that. Playing Beraldo out of position. We need to do something about that. Bajcetic, though. Florian Wirtz. Can we get this round the corner? Rio Ngamoa uses the overlap. That's handball. Okay. Florian Wirtz. Can he take over free kick duty with a free kick into the back of the net? It's hit the wall. I really thought it was destined to go in. Jeremy Frimpong keeping this alive. Gravenberg. Edge of the box. That's set up for Florian Wirtz to hit, but we're going to go to the edge. It's David Moyes' ball, but Chiesa on the turn. Looking for a goal yet still. And Stefan Bajcetic, what if he hits the ball from very far out? Well, he gets subbed. That's what he gets. We've took him off for Alexis McAllister and... who was the other one that I just subbed? I think it was Ryan coming on. We need something special. They might get something special, Tyler Diblin. Come on, not back-to-back 0-0s. It's turning into the start of this save. All them... not weeks ago, but days ago. I think it was days ago. Ekatike, anyway, that had to get past Tarkowski, still playing. He must have about 2 pace. Oh, and we've lost the ball. Tieno Barry. Barry has struck it in. A mistake on Derby Day. Dewsbury Hall with the assist. 5th goal of the season. And even I don't rate him, Tieno Barry, when I did my Everton save. It's Dean Huijsen. It's the man we fought so hard to sign. And now we go again. Florian Wirtz. Ryan on the right-hand side, but Wirtz is going to go towards the middle to try and solve the riddle. McAllister running through. Off the bench! That's Alexis McAllister! That's why we've put him on! Why was the captain ever sat on the bench? I don't know. Florian Wirtz. Let's see this angle. The power to put that top bins. Magical. Special. Really special. But Tyler Diblin trying to... get a special move again together for them. McAllister, do not give this away. 0 idea how that's a foul, but Dean Huijsen. Gravenberg into Florian Wirtz. There we go. Ryan down the side into Jeremy Frimpong. He could hit this, but I know he's got a weak shot. But Frimpong goes inside on the left foot. Wrong from him. I'm not going to do an Origi moment. I feel like Ekatike could be useful. Trying to get the header on the ball and forcing a handball from Keenan Dewsbury Hall. This could be a hat-trick. I don't know why we're not seeing the replay, but a hat-trick from Alexis McAllister. Yes, he does have more penalties. Maybe Ekatike walked up with the ball in his hands. Onana, don't save spot kicks! Unless it's Clackador, but he isn't here. It's Alexis McAllister. He's come off the bench to grab a brace. And surely Liverpool, a derby win. But the work doesn't stop here. We have a Champions League night straight after this. Red Bull Leipzig at Anfield. Few rotations made again. And the player playing against us a lot are thinking might join Liverpool, Yan Diomande. I see it as a really real signing. But I wanted to go Ryan in this save. I wanted to be different. And still on the realms of realism. Or in the realms of realism. Connor Bradley running down the wing in 2 years' time. That's real because he's still there at the moment. And might take over Frimpong full time. This is one of the left mids I looked at signing. Noosa. 2 higher rated. Was going to take game time away from Rio Ngamoa. And that's why we probably should have signed him. Maybe he heard the rumours. Maybe he wanted to get a bit back for not getting him. Which to that I say, fair enough. We've got to switch back on. I put Bajcetic in, but yes, McAllister's at the side of him. Bajcetic used to play for Leipzig. I'm pretty sure he had a loan deal there. That's a brilliant ball through the middle. McAllister lays it off into Connor Bradley. Trying to beat Petr Galashki. Can we shake? Can't speak. Take a shot corner. Federico Chiesa into Florian Wirtz, who can hit them, but he doesn't get the chance. And now, lads, we know we can come back if someone watches Noosa. Maybe Frimpong should have played in this one, because he would have been a bit fast able to keep up with him. Terrible pass. And I'm just noticed Leipzig are top of the Champions League phase. I can't speak because I'm nervous that we're going to concede. But the top of the league phase. Yan Diomande goes wide. Got to watch out for both of their wingers. What a team Leipzig have, by the way. Red Bull team. We've got a Red Bull coming to the main channel. Love doing those videos. As here goes Beraldo through that gap. Beaumont, Bajetic. We can't get in the middle. Even their wingers doing well at screening. As that's towards McAllister. Best chance of the half. And now they're coming at us. Yan Diamande's jumped past Kirkez. He's got to score. He's got to score. Alisson. Oh my days. Maybe Mamadashvili makes a return. This is different to the Everton game, I've got to say. Huedraugo on the field. Very good German player. I thought maybe will be the one that actually joined Liverpool instead of Florian Wirtz. Your Pender. Alisson's diving down like an old man now. Because potentially gone. Well, he's leaving the club at the end of the season anyway. I think that's decided. But he could be gone altogether very soon. With Dominic Szoboszlai still training. And that's a good chance. Tried to be created all himself. Unlucky lad. And now they're running through the gap. Just past that across. There we go. I knew we could take the mickey a little bit. I thought we could get through. But they're getting through back to us. It's Romero. Through the middle, your Pender on the hat-trick, completely took out by Giovanni Leone, into the team in the Champions League, not doing himself justice. A mouthful there, and this scoreline will be if Openda grabs a hat-trick to embarrass Liverpool, going down the middle to embarrass us further. Jamie Carragher coming out flying, saying that is not the Liverpool I knew, which to me is kind of obvious because he doesn't play for Liverpool anymore, does he? But maybe it means he wants likes of Szoboszlai playing again, who has changed his position to a right mid. Let's get Domo involved again. And maybe Carragher doubted actually that we haven't seen something like his football because we haven't got a version of him. Curtis Burrows is through the Liverpool Academy alongside Dan Brooks. Now these obviously do have actual boots on, which is glorious to see. Alan O'Connor, a nice little Irish player, don't mind it. Them three are getting promotions, and when Gao is just a little bit off, especially with Szoboszlai just changing position. Andone says thank you for promoting this academy, getting the best scouts available, but also no thank you. Dean Huijsen we've just signed, and at the moment they're not going to play. I'm going to say it's fine to actually loan them out once the window does come along. And speaking of window, anything you do actually want to get done in that to try and win the league? Well, he says we are a few points behind Man City. I think world class is needed. I don't know who, and I know we've spent a lot of money on Dean Huijsen, but we've got 100 mil to our name. We need to get someone like Rodri, maybe a Ballon d'Or winner for the future here at Liverpool. I don't know, boss. It's your call, but the team we have at the moment are good. But are they really? Because after the game, Alisson has snapped. It must have been fans comparing him to Mamadashvili. He has lost the plot and got himself injured again. An arm injury, 2 months. Are you sure? He hasn't been scrapping players. I mean, it's a chance for Giorgio Mamadashvili. Plenty of interest in the Georgian, including from me and Iraola, as we need to try and chase the Premier League. Anfield, come on, in my opinion, with the strongest team. Ekitike, Wirtz, Dominic Szoboszlai now in at right-hand side, with Frimpong just behind him, Dean Huijsen, Jeremy Jacquet. Some of the players we genuinely have to choose from is insane, once they're all fit, and actually, no Szoboszlai, scrap that. I think he might be still on the bench with Ryan in. And no chance, we're onside! There was a man keeping us on! Florian Wirtz in steps. A beautiful player at the moment. Alexis McAllister. Can they give that offside as well? No, I didn't think so. With Ryan getting the ball. Hugo Ekitike across! Ryan Gravenberch! 1-0 against Fulham. Like I say, title charge. Courtesy of the Liverpool Express. That is a brilliant ball from the wing inside. Get in there. Ryan, though, goes forward, straight into Calvin Bassey. We need to be getting the ball past him. Emil Smith-Rowe into Sanderberg. Sanderberg pointing to where he wants the runners to be. They're not going to be there, though. And Tyreek Mitchell tries to get around us. He drills it in. Oh, Jack Grealish. What a signing for Fulham. I like the player as well. But he'd never be at Liverpool, being an Everton loanee with Rio and Gamoa. He could try and go for the assist. He goes for the goal. Don't get too greedy now. Ryan Gravenberg wins the header straight down to Rio, who is by far the lowest rated player. And when we're speaking about a world class coming in, when Szoboszlai doesn't fit in this squad, Maybe Rio still goes out with Kirkesh. He's running at Calvin Bassey, almost perfect. With the halftime whistle blown. 1-0, we'll take these slow and scrappy wins. It's not about the scoreline all the time. Sometimes it's the way you get to the score. We play fun football and forward football. Gravenberg could get another. He's toe-pegged it. Hit it a little bit better than that, please, as McAllister goes to the side. Ryan Gravenberg gets it again. Ryan into Hugo Ekatike. Flo Wirtz cutting to the side. No. Almost down the side. The next team to score here is going to be Fulham if we don't snap out of our group. We need a second goal. Maybe Jeremiah Recoba off the bench. Grealish drilling at us. Smith Rowe turning. Jeremy Jacquet still with a good tackle. And Alexis McAllister. Keep on running over the top. Captain's ball and captain's contribution here. If we can score from the Ekatike move, Florian Wirtz runs straight into danger. Anderson, that centre-back. I don't think the manager would class him as world-class for Liverpool, but he'd be a decent signing. Harry Wilson's been here before. He's played these games before, and he knows how to get through to us. Grealish, edge of the box. Come on, see this win out. It might fall to Smith Rowe. Big save, Mamadashvili. Hanging on for dear life. Ball whipped in. Anderson off the line. Frimpong not jumping high enough. Mamadashvili throw the ball away on the attack with Ryan now. It's across to Frimpong. Not long left. Jeremy Frimpong. Get that to the edge of the box. It's Ryan again. Ryan into Ekatike. Steps to the side. Ekatike misses, but I do think it's going to be a 1-0 win, again for Liverpool in the Prem. The team that Iraola is assembling is absolutely world class. But something's not going right. We're not getting every result. After a mere squeeze against Everton, a hammer in from Leipzig, Liverpool must try and get their form moving in the right direction. And yes, people, I mean permanently, because Iraola's doing a decent job. Look at the team he's assembled right here, as I did say. We've still got a 79 rated and Gamoa in the squad. Backup signatures of Recoba and Bournemont, because we don't want them playing, over our core players, because our core players are doing really well, including Florian Wirtz. 15 goals, 11 assists. McAllister finally learning to go to a DM after being really handy without being in position. He's now going to finally go to it, be a box crasher because he's scoring goals. And yes, most of them might be penalties, but it's got him a nomination for Player of the Month. And I'm hoping we can tweak that potentially to Player of the Year. As you can see, we're chasing Manchester City in the Premier League, very far off with Arsenal huge test next up, because we could drop out to Everton in the Champions League spots. Still is very early days, same as in the Emirates FA Cup. And we are out of the Carabao after simming, we're just not in it. It is Chelsea. In the Champions League, we've had to pick our games carefully, we might have to be even more cautious. 17th in the league phase. Andone spoke on wanting a new signing, we've got 98 million. And yes, that's a new signing on top of Rigoba, Bournemont and Huysen. The schedule never stops moving into January, where we have the FA Cup. We've got Arsenal, Chelsea. I probably want to play a Champions League game in the mix. And here we go, it's Arsenal to start us off with. I really want to get playing again. I haven't touched this game in a while. I never lied to you guys, I recorded a lot of episodes kind of back to back, so if your comments didn't come true, I apologise. It was because I probably didn't see them before this game, which hopefully I see the comments from the last episode, as now we need to block straight away against Arsenal. They're fighting for the Champions League. Gunning for it, you could say. Lol. We're on UEFA TV in the Premier League. They must have now got the rights to this game. Martin Odegaard. Oh my days, they're dancing around us. Endrick. How the heck has he got the angle? And how the heck is he scoring? Hello, Liverpool. Can you wake up, please? Embarrassing start, but we've got to keep moving. Ryan Gravenberg straight down the middle into Ryan. He's going to try and turn his man. He does so with ease, but he can't get the pass off. Zubimendi, he should be here. Maybe we look at signing him, but I don't think we're going to sign from Arsenal when they're going to take over our position. Ryan Gravenberg, Bournemont, Hugo Ekatike. He's gone for it. Jeremy Frimpong into Flo Wirtz. Hit flow state. McAllister. Ryan, he's on side here. If you can take the ball against Says, that's going to be handled. Is it in the box? I think it's out. But there is a man on form. McAllister could potentially take this one, but Florian Wirtz, it's been a while since we scored a free kick. How's that stayed out? I am speechless. Oh my days, how are we not scoring that free kick? Did it hit Raya's back or something? I don't even know. I've lost replay rights now. The second half has begun. I've made one change, and that is Ryan coming off the field. He's not truly at it. He's a little bit fatigued, and we promised Dominic Szoboszlai, if he changed position, he could actually play. And there he is, running in behind Dominic Szoboszlai. The angle was always difficult. Recobar's to come on, and McAllister's gone into the book. That is brilliant. Just what we want. Him suspended, especially when it says he can play more defensive. He gets a disciplinary. That's not great. Come on, pressure. Champions League football on the line, for goodness sake. Martin Ødegaard allowed to run through us. Dean Howson doesn't really mark him too well. Endrick trying to get the angle. A lot of ex-Real Madrid stars on show. And this is it. Jeremiah Recobar. He's yet to arrive in a Liverpool shirt like Beaumont has with that debut goal. And here we go. Here's Jeremy Frimpong running down the line. He needs a pullback. It was almost there. Hang about, though. The referees gave a penalty. What for? Saliba. Oh, I see him tackling midair. I don't get why we've got the ball at the other side of the field. Please, McAllister, pull us out of this mess. He's hit the post. Oh my days, he's hit the post. What a great start to the day. Down to 4th, Arsenal closed the gap. And like I said, Alisson's contract running out. We need to try and make something happen that is positive. And maybe that does require a negative. Right, Jaros I could sign up again. Chiesa I think I might let go. I think now we're in the stage we have to sell a player in order to get one in. And here is Areola speaking to Alisson. You have been such a great servant to Liverpool. Your contract is dying out. Do you think we could agree to a mutual parting here, or maybe sell you? We now see your age is past just experience. You're now a big veteran. We've seen you with Mamadashvili. You are a good mentor, but we don't need a mentor at the moment. So I'm sorry, I'm taking the decision away from you. You're transfer listed. And that's it, the news with a bit of interest gathering. I don't mind that, because if he is going to leave, we'd like to get him somewhere where he's going to play. And look at this, Ryan Messi in a swap deal for Chiesa. And this kid does look pretty good. He could play on the right. We need a speedster on the right as well. Dominic Szoboszlai, he's playing out there at the moment. This man is a backup to Dom and Ryan. Then again, do we just take money? Last episode, Areola did tell us he wants someone world-class. And that isn't world-class, as Birmingham City approaching a loan for Giorgio Mamadashvili. What in the multiverse? Well, we're not going to do that. We're actually going to sign some contracts up. I saw some comments, now the videos are out, about McAllister not signing back up. I know he's been sloppy IRL, but I think it is down to the amount of game time he's played in a row in succession in real life. I'm going to give him 190k, which is a bonus. He still wants bonuses on top of that. But I am going to sign him up as he is the captain of Liverpool. And we want the captain obviously staying and happy. And I want to take a moment to say I've seen comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you are still watching, hit that subscribe button. We want to try and hit 10k before FC27. But I saw the likes of Yan Diomande rumoured with Liverpool in real life. I saw the likes of, I think it was Krupi, and I saw some suggestions which were very good. Alex Scott, Wharton, 2 other good names I did see pop up, and we've got Ryan Gravenberg alongside McAllister, who's the captain. Who's the next best DM? Is it Curtis Jones? It is. Could we get another central defensive midfielder to try and run games when them two are tired? Curtis Jones just putting pen to paper on a wealthy new contract. This is where we bring another player in. Here is the rumour. I've already signed Alex Scott on the main channel rebuild of Liverpool. And we are playing games in this rebuild, so I want someone with play styles, with youth, with a left foot. Not too bothered about pace. And if push comes to shove, I will probably include Curtis Jones going the other way. I think that could be a good move, but 8.27. I think Areola's going to like this man. We're accepting that offer. Come on, I hope he gets the best game time out of him. Maybe off the bench. But he is here. Adam Wharton on Merseyside. Hopefully the fans are quite happy with this one. I am over the moon. Looks like everybody's a big fan of this signing. Everyone's speaking positively on Adam Wharton's appearance in a Liverpool shirt. But when will he start a game? That's the question, but the answer's not going to be Aston Villa, which I am going to sim because he needs to win this game. Iraola still needs a cup. Don't forget about that contract. He's completed one objective already. We kind of had to sim that though because got Chelsea in the league. But before that, I said how vital Champions League games also are. And we're going into the next one. We've got Dean Howson shattered, a suspension, 2 injuries. I felt really bad in signing Wharton, who will start this fixture because of Curtis Jones. But Curtis Jones is a makeshift left back today. And this should be a win. I know they've had a really good season in League On, but Rissa in goal. Got to try and beat him. We're sitting 15th. That means a playoff game. Not something we really want to go into. Yeah, no third kit. Again, I've got it. We couldn't really play in any kit. White, still a little bit difficult to see. Maybe we could have played in the red, but we're away from home. So we've gone to the kit we had last season. Rio and Gamoa back into this lineup. He could get an early chance. No. Terrible whipped in ball. Ryan Gravenberg. Here he goes. This is Wharton on the ball for the first time in a Liverpool shirt. Slows it down, gives it into Jeremy Frimpong. Hugo Ekitike, what a save by Rissa. I know he's a decent goalkeeper, but that is extraordinary. Jeremy Jacquet. Oh, it's off the crossbar. Lively Liverpool start. Adam Wharton takes the ball down, get it around. Rio and Gamoa. Look at the dancing feet work from him and Wharton. It's almost the English link up in this Liverpool team. We're not playing like a side that needs to go through in the Champions League, which is obviously Liverpool's objective. Rio and Gamoa looks for the gap of Hugo Ekitike. I think he were a bit too fast for his own liking. Poor second touch, but he gets the ball back around from Rio and Gamoa. Man at the back stick, sends everybody, goes for the shot himself. Ball out wide into Rio and Gamoa. Beaumont maybe comes on soon. The Frenchman has experience against the French clubs. Hit the Frenchman in Hugo Ekitike. It almost fell to Wharton. Come on, though. Come on, Frimpong round the corner. Wharton, the scoop in that pass was brilliant. It's into Chiesa. Chiesa going himself off the post. It falls to Beaumont. The first touch has ruined the Frenchman. The dominance is starting to kick in, however, and Curtis Jones, apart from that first half, working out on that wing for the Chiesa. He has got to score. The keeper's been amazing. However, that's no excuse. We've hit the bar from a set piece. It's towards Beraldo. Keep that alive, Adam Wharton. He's kept it ticking. Jeremy Jacquet, the most likely player to score for Poole. Not just yet, though. Not just yet. It's coming. It's definitely coming. Ryan Gravenberg, not if he gives the ball away. Oh my days, we've already lost to Arsenal. If he gives the ball away in a dangerous position, they do look a team ready for the break, but we do. Ryan Gravenberg, Beaumont, run in front of Florian Wirtz. We need the option at the edge of the box. Through the middle is Hugo Ekitike, man. There's only 200 minutes. Are you having a laugh? When we needed the other time, we don't get given it. 0-0. And more bad news. Not necessarily bad, to be fair. We could have seen it coming. We wanted money for him. We couldn't get it. Chiesa's going. And by the way, before anyone says anything, I was pushing Frankfurt for money, negotiating the deal. They didn't accept 20 million and he's going to Galatasaray for free. We've got the injury to Milos Kerkez. He's almost back, but I did like Curtis Jones, and I think Iraola should have a conversation. Curtis, around the training ground, I can see you're affected by the signing of Adam Wharton. I almost forgot his name there. But I have different plans for you. This team should be adaptable, approachable, versatile, like Szoboszlai. And I think fullback could be a decent option for you to play instead of midfield. And it's the opposite of Dominic Szoboszlai. The response is, I am from Liverpool, I love this club, and I will give anything to play. So leave it with me. And the playoff round. If my memory serves me correctly, it's usually the team above you play when you finish in the middle. Is it Benfica? Or is it randomised? I think it's going to be Benfica, looking at their players. Oh, another Felix. Oh my days, they do have a decent team. And yes, ball knowledge. We are going to play Benfica, but before that, Lincoln City in the cup, and we do need some good morale. If I lose here in a cold and damp Lincolnshire, I'm going to go mental. Sinsel Bank. Ugh, why would anyone step a foot in there? I don't know. As I've changed this lineup up, I can instantly see it's very fatigued. The weather's having an impact. We have changed the team. Florian Wirtz, the main player, staying in it and stinging that post behind the goal. Damn, that was a decent shot. Riley Towler. Right, that's one player I actually have a soft spot for. And I've rotated a little bit despite remembering them in the Championship. That's a painful memory to pluck out. I don't like this team. They've got around us Bajcetic and Leone at the back. Bajcetic out of position just like Curtis Jones. Jaros as well. He's going to be the backup if Alisson leaves. He might go on a free because got no bids in for him. Rakoba. That is such a poor ball, but Beaumont drags it across. Looks like the weather's keeping it up, but that's a ball into Curtis Jones. What are you playing at? Leave it with me, Gaffer. Leave it with me. No, you can't even shoot when you're at left back and you get that one chance. Terrible from Curtis, and do not let them score. Freddie Draper, good tackle Leone. He's had to be patient, but if he plays well, maybe he features against Benfica. A tough test though. Unbeaten IRL, but there is gaps in the Lincoln City defence. And Federico Chiesa, he falls as he hits it. He's in his farewell tour, and he gets a goal for Liverpool at Sinselbank. Assisted by Rakoba, so a first contribution for the striker. Lovely Juble, and Florian Wirtz again on the ball around the corner. Could he have another one? Here he goes. Chiesa's around Riley Towler. Still, I'm not overly impressed. I think we should be still a bit better. Curtis Jones rounded. He's going to try and assist them after assisting them by missing the early on chance. That's an easy ball for Stefan Bajcetic with a bit of space to run. Gives it into Fede Chiesa. Rakoba trying to keep onside. If he flicks that on, he gets the nutmeg and he still gets the ball. This could be another opportunity. Vermont, it's the new signings. He has missed again. What is going on in the snow? It must be having an impact. To put the weather conditions on, like, the highest mode. Is it critical? I don't know, but even Wharton's on the field. Wharton's not got involved heavily. Chiesa. Oh my days, no keeper stopping that. It don't matter what division, what team you are. Federico Chiesa with a blaster. These subs need to calm down. They are not coming on, and this was assisted by, obviously, Wirtz. Incredible season. Incredible game, and I am loving tearing shreds out of the mighty, or unmighty, imps. Gosh, of the mighty Mariners. That's the order I meant to say it. One more goal, though, at the end of the game. That's the challenge. I haven't changed the players because I actually think the players on the field are the rotational ones that should still be fit for the Champions League. Apart from Florian Wirtz, we're offside. Let's have a blast from here. Can we hit the target? No, we don't. I don't think it's been the best game from Vermont. And the next one is going to be Benfica. Right, we always simulate the first game. Fully fit centre-backs, almost. Florian Wirtz a bit tired, but we do have Szoboszlai. Ryan still on the bench. Alisson actually fit to take over, but we're not going to allow that to happen. Oh my days, at Anfield as well, the first leg. 3-3 Ryan. It's Ekatike, and it's Florian Wirtz. And here we go, away from home. How good does this team still look? Gravenberg suspended, I must mention, though. So we are doing this with Wartenstein. He's won a Conference League, but Champions League don't compare. Kirkju, Araujo, Fiorentino. He did only move to Burnley, so it does fill me with confidence that we can actually run at him a little. Ricardo Rios in the middle. We've got to dominate the middle of the park. Analyse their threats up front, which was Schneiderlin, it seemed, in that first game. And the man who scores a lot, Pavlidis, didn't he have like a record for the most goals last season? Rio and Gamoa, that is a perfect chip over the top. Ekatike is onside, he should be unselfish. Oh, he's saved still by Trubin. Seriously, what are we playing at, lads? How are we not scoring 3-3 with a chance like that opening up? It was a high score first game, so I think it could be a high scorer again. It's going from attack to attack. Ricardo Rios, Fiorentino looking for the angle. Dedic, blocked by Milos Kirkes. Kirkju, though, tries to turn, not allowed to turn. Adam Wharton releases Rio and Gamoa, and it's one at the back. Who's in charge? Jurgen Klopp with the Gegenpress. Don't miss this one. He doesn't. It's Dominic Szoboszlai. Winger to winger. Is that him calling for another move to another team? I don't know how to feel about that celebration, but I am celebrating going 1-0. Get in there, lads. And there's another attack here. Looks like they're still playing the same way. If we can hit Szoboszlai, there's no snow on this field. The passes going where we want them. Dominic Szoboszlai. Oh, you've got to score your second. Kirkju going back. Running all over the shop again. Obrador. Is he an ex-La Masia graduate? Or not La Masia. The other one, Real Madrid. Mamadashvili. Allowed to walk through. Moonwalk. Just ever so silently. That's another good save, you know. Georgian might stay here the entire save. I think Alisson's got no chance. But with throws like that, they might have another chance. Schneiderlin up. He's beating Frimpong every single time. Pavlidis. Oh, that's a terrible tackle. What is actually going on? That's on me. That's on me. Jeremy Jacquet into the book. Just like their manager. Nothing else to say. Nothing at all. It could be 4-4 on aggregate. Pavlidis. Oh, he's gone down the middle. So it's half-time. It's 4-4. What's going to happen on the night? I think we're getting a lot of luck down this side. I think Szoboszlai's playing well. Florian Wirtz a little bit tired still. Ryan coming onto the field. And we're just not linking to full potential. It was same in the linking game, you know. We won it. We're not playing well. Schneidel up through bodies. Serious chance right there. Wharton. He's seriously done well. Dominik Szoboszlai. Can he get his place back in the middle where he wants to be for Liverpool? Skill moves. Florentino puts an end to it. Come on, we're on every second ball now. With a better team, we've got to score with momentum. Dominik Szoboszlai around the corner. There's Ryan. That's why we put him on. Alexis McAllister has to score. For such a good 3-3 in the first game, this has been a little more quiet, but still a lot of chances for either side. It's a good job Jeremy didn't handball that one. There's Ryan. Could make another change. They've took Ryan out. That's going to be a yellow card. But Rio Ngamoa, always fit, always firing. Can he find the ball into Hugo Ekitike? In added time, Liverpool will progress. If there's anything this game has shown you, though, you want to avoid the playoffs. And look at the praise given out by Iraola. What a performance, Rio Ngamoa. The lad's soon becoming a son to me. He's playing so much out of his skin. It is unreal. And there he is, up to an 80 now. Still only 19 years old. Might not be the number 20 for very long. Might get a huge squad number on the front page, however. Not too great, but still, the eye test in game doesn't hurt. With Florian Wirtz not hurting. 18 goals, 19 assists. I wouldn't put it past them, like it says online, Madrid and Barca sniffing. They can sniff all they want. The issues that Federico, or not Federico, what's his name? Lopez, that guy. The problems he caused us with Huijsen. He can think again about signing him, but Paris Saint-Germain, do we really deserve them? The rest of the teams, however, oh, there's the big ones. They were a little higher up, and in his contract, it says getting the Champions League again, but it says more focus on the FA Cup for Iraola. So I kind of think we play the Cup, with Florian Wirtz getting injured in a simulation, us sitting second again in the Premier League, but with no chance of actually winning it. And in the FA Cup, Forest. Man United can get knocked out right here. Yes, City and Chelsea are still in it, but we've got a chance at a potential semi-final. Here we go. I've gone Darwin Núñez style for the Emirates FA Cup. I haven't put the graphics on stupidly, but we're going with Recoba. Big call, no Hugo Ekitike. And Morgan Gibbs-White is going to put up a fight here. No Beaumont from us. With Rio Ngamoa really on form. Despite Paris a few days later, I do want him playing. Dean Huijsen maybe needs a rest in this fixture. Run from Luca Netz. Corner, Ryan Gravenberg. Or free kick, referee. Are you being that petty? Okay, I see how it is. Get the header away, Dean Huijsen. Straight onto Rio Ngamoa. Passing back in a dangerous area. He's got rid of the ball. Ryan Gravenberg now. Where is Ryan? Terrible pass again. It's very, very congested. Can we just take a step back, please? With Bakwa running past us. Mamardashvili, he's always still in goal. Jarios, sorry. He was only playing the linking game with Ryan. Released. Here goes Ryan. He's running with pace and venom across the field. Can Ngamoa get himself a goal? That is a brilliant save, Matt Sells. Just cook a bit better. Come on. Igor Jesus in the middle. Curtis Jones playing as a makeshift. Yes, a makeshift centre-back. Took his time to wait for the offside. Dean Huijsen. Let's cut down the left-hand side. Let's get Ngamoa playing playmaker instead of the actual scorer. That wasn't a nice tackle by Sanova. Rio Ngamoa on his back. He takes him out. That's a bit of ill-discipline. Dominik Szoboszlai is playing okay instead of Florian Wirtz. Rio Ngamoa hit early. Disappointing display. Oh, he had to be very careful. Same as us altogether. Now I'm taking Beaumont on, Nyoni on, Jake on, which is a big risk to allow the others to get off and get rested. For the first game against Paris, it is a simulation. We want to win the Champions League in our second season if we possibly can, with Igor Jesus coming forward. Easy tackle. Let's go forward again. There's Beaumont. Beaumont around the corner. There's Ryan Gravenberg around again. Ryan with a bit of an angle. Ryan! Oh, he drills it low and it's superb. He's needed some form as this lad. I think he's been in the shadow of Ngamoa. The assist from Gravenberg as well. He goes under the radar. Absolutely stupendous goal. Long ball hit towards Hudson-Odoi. Gibbs-White. We've not got really any centre-backs on who should be in this first team. Mamardashvili, we've absolutely took our own teammate out. Gravenberg releasing this time Trey Nyoni. He's been tackled. Ryan, pick up on that. Release it. Here he goes. First potential goal for Rakoba. He genuinely is Dawizzy, man. I should have just signed Dawizzy back. I put him in the thumbnail, and now that thumbnail has come true. Ryan Gravenberch getting away a little bit, waiting for the run around. Frimpong, back post! Excellent work by Jeremy Frimpong. 2-0 in the FA Cup. It is Anthony Beaumont. Frimpong with the Serginho Dest / Christian Pulisic move against Paraguay. Look that up if you do want to know what I'm on about, but I think you do watching the World Cup. It is Beaumont's time to shine, baby. As Rakoba, we're away again, should I say. Here is Ryan, one-on-one. He's hit the post. And the fact this is the same scoreline as Lincoln City kind of makes me a bit upset. We should have beat Lincoln City by more. Adam Wharton over the top. Beaumont tries to be nonchalant. That's Ngamoa's job when he's not snapping people and making sure he gets suspended. Final corner of the game. Gravenberch back post. Jeremy Jacquet tries to put it against the box. I think that was actually Ryan. He should have been in the box like Jacquet usually is. Ryan Gravenberch to join in. And I'm going to see a withdraw in a minute. But Iraola's saying again, the rotations really worked, but the most important game to me will be the Champions League. That's not according to his contract. Look at the games that City and Chelsea got. We've got Manchester United in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. But before that, we've got the Champions League, which we're going to go back to. Florian Wirtz still injured. McAllister took a rest. Wharton. Okay, that is the best we can do, and I don't think the best really looks great. A draw here would be special. We're going to play the next game. We always play the second game. We hold on to a 3-2 lead. Vermont, Ekatike. Who got the other one? Szoboszlai. Brilliant game. It was squeaky bum time against the chosen one, Jose Mourinho, with Liverpool sneaking through thanks to Hugo Ekatike. Major spoilers and massive praise for the main man Rio Ngamoa as him and Liverpool face their newest challenge, beating PSG. And without this man, yes people, welcome back to the Liverpool 2 glory. He is still injured, Florian Wirtz, 27. Diaz, or days, don't know why I changed my language right there. We've got some tired faces. Dominic Szoboszlai playing well in the cam role since he's been gone. And if you haven't seen the previous episodes, please go ahead and watch them. Also subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this series. We're on the road to 10k. If you are watching this on the second channel, as we did leave you in suspense, sorry about that sudden cliffhanger, we beat Paris Saint-Germain in the first leg with a live point game. We always live point the first one. We've got Manchester United in the cup. There's expectations to win the cup and not even the Champions League according to Andoni Iraola's contract. Quite a few games to go today. The last game against Manchester City, who we are chasing for this league, but getting a, 17-point gap? Shortened in 9 games? I think I've seen pigs fly more often. And overall squad rating wise, we're probably not up there level terms. We've bought well with the new signing of Adam Wharton coming in just after Dean Howson, up 3 since he arrived at Liverpool. Alexis McAllister, the new captain. He's been playing well, but the captaincy has gone to Gravenberch. Seems like this was Iraola's choice coming out of Liverpool. I didn't actually know that. As the owner of the club, I haven't spoke to the manager in a little while. Iraola, I see you've changed the captaincy. Any thought behind that? Well, yes, there is. I think Adam Wharton's going to probably play rotating with McAllister, and Gravenberch is my true option to keep in the team. He's never let me down, and he shouldn't be letting me down against Paris. Yes, that is what we've got up first. I don't know why they've got a lion thing as a mascot. Surely something else better to pick. And the kits, I'm not going to lie, it's ugly versus uglier. I didn't really like the away kit I made, but we're going to use it. And this is going to be a goddamn tricky game. Beraldo chosen in the back line. Pressure from Ousmane Dembele with Dean Howson over Jeremy Jacquet. Just because Beraldo has played for this club before. It's a left footer on the left-hand side. No Wharton. Still Alexis McAllister. Chiesa on the right with Ryan needing a rest. Rio Ngamoa, Milos Kerkez, Kerkez into the middle! We just need to hold the advantage, taking the 0-0 back to Anfield where we've already been. Vitinha, the world's best midfielder, into the world's best player, Ousmane Dembele. Gilvario Riyad, we need to slide in there to block it, he's passed it back! And Dembele misses! If there weren't warning signs already, There definitely is now. Beraldo into Gravenberg. McAllister. It's neat, quick passing, but we need to just be neater. Try and get a goal. Then we can sit on a 2-goal lead as there goes Chiesa. If he can whip that in first time, that's a brilliant ball! Dominic Szoboszlai! That is why Federico Chiesa is in the team. And Dom Szoboszlai back in the cam position, maybe taking the place of Florian Wirtz. What a cross, by the way, from Chiesa. I want to see this again. He just gets there ahead of Núñez. Dominic Szoboszlai with the dink. That is just what we needed. Alexis McAllister into Dominic Szoboszlai again. Beraldo, tricky, but he's been good defensively. Let's see this to half-time, where we should be winning. 9 added minutes, referee. What are you doing? Have we had hydration breaks or something? Momentum slightly changing. We hold a 2-goal advantage, but we've definitely still got to be careful because they've had 2 big chances. If they get them in the second half and score those, it could still, unfortunately, be curtains. Milos Kerkez into Gravenberg. Play that around. Ryan Gravenberg. There's a man on this side here. What a brilliant ball. That's why he's our captain. And Rio Ngamoa chips it. Doesn't find anybody, but it's still going to fall as far as Dienhausen. If we just dominate possession, we should be fine. Jeremy Frimpong into Chiesa himself. It is brilliant down the right-hand side today. With Vitinha running through the middle, though, there is still time for another goal, and Dembele just hit second wind. There is 10 minutes roughly remaining. Ryan Gravenberg gets stuck in his feet. Straight out to Dominic Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai with a bit of a run. We haven't even made a change in this game. I think if we score here, we could afford to. Rio Ngamoa going for goal. We don't even have to rest. We've got a little break after this game of, I think, a week and a half. And we have done it. No wonder it's showing Ryan Gravenberg with the celebrations. He's been immense. And Liverpool have finally beaten Paris Saint-Germain. You can hear the celebrations in Merseyside from anywhere, including the Hill Dicky. But there was this image taken after the game, and it is Jeremy Jacquet talking to Bradley Barcola, and I wonder what that can really mean. We've got no more transfers left. And despite the praise of Rio Ngamoa, Bradley Barcola, terrific player. Terrific, and actually we don't have the break. We have Liverpool before we go into it. Oh, sorry, Sunderland. And Ryan Gravenberg was so good he's made himself ill. Definitely sending him home. Don't risk any lurgies on my team. Make sure you use a tissue, and the team gets done without it. Next up as well is Sporting Lisbon over 2 Champions League fixtures. You know what? This career mode is shaping up very nicely for a Champions League run. And despite the contract that Andoni Iraola does have, winning that Champions League trophy does mean the series is over. And I'm having fun. But Sporting Lisbon, there's Bayern Munich, Real Madrid elsewhere, Barcelona, Man City, and another Spanish affair. Now, I'm going to speak to Iraola again. I know it's the second time we've both had a conversation. I talked about altering the contract for Dienhausen. I think we kind of alter it now. Come on, we should be in a Champions League semi-final. So, if we don't win the FA Cup, kind of all is forgiven. I mean, I still want us to put everything to Manchester United. And he says he understands with the unity and the backing that he's had this season. He says he has a rotational plan in mind with a good goalkeeper, left mid, striker. And well, he's got a point. Curtis Jones out of position. I'm still going with him ahead of Leone. Pushing Rakoba, who's improved too, but he's still looking for his first Liverpool goal. Them shades of Darwin Núñez are strong, but Beaumont, he's injured for 6 weeks. Let's teach them a lesson. Yeah, we're in the kit from last season. I can't change the 3rd kit. It is annoying me. But here goes Conor Bradley. Bradley to run forward straight away into Ryan. Ryan middled. Rakoba sitting at the edge of the box. I don't mind it. Imagine his first goal comes against Manchester United. I'm guessing that had kind of class as being trolled. With there, a win of the ball. Adam Wharton to run forward a little bit in towards Ryan, and Ryan's got the space of Old Trafford, the freedom of Old Trafford. If he tries to whip a ball in, has that hit a hand? No, it hasn't. And I saw a comment in one of the last videos about the handballs. Do I turn them off? Because we have got a lot of penalties from them. I wish I could turn offside off, or maybe just turn Rakoba off. He's such a hit and miss player, man. It's Manchester United coming forward. Brian and Burmo in the middle to Benjamin Šeško, forcing him to play it back into Mbeumo, and Bruno Fernandes on his back. De Ligt, he's around us. I don't like how Man United have sped up. This has changed the game. They're trying to aim at Scanlon. I've got the realistic mod on, and it seems like it is working. Going for the weakest player. That is brilliant passing. Bruno Fernandes with the opening goal. Okay, maybe a bit too much rotations, but then again, Sporting Lisbon in the quarterfinals. Giovanni Leone on the bench. Curtis Jones, this time with the captaincy. He could go to left back. Rio and Gamoa running forward. Hugo Ekitike, we put him on to drag us back into this game. Placing the FA Cup under scrutiny. Wharton wins the ball back. Hugo Ekitike into the winger, Rio Ngamoa. He tries to drag it back away. I wish we had Vermont because Ngamoa, despite his fitness levels being up, he looks rather leggy. And Marcus Rashford, no red card. I was just about to slide in there. Just keep watching them. Jeremy Jacquet with the tackle. He'll still want to play against Sporting Lisbon. Bursting a lung to get forward. Diego Dalot. Just watch them. Just keep standing them up. That's a brilliant tackle by Curtis Jones. Man of the match. He's the captain every single game, it seems, with Rio Ngamoa charging forward. If he could level it, he looks for Ekitike. He's done that header before. He doesn't do it here. And before we know it, the game is over. We're out of the FA Cup. And some of them cynical pundits, Gary Neville, is saying that Liverpool look like they're through the game. And he's happy that Manchester United won. Gary, can't you just stay happy? You really have to diss Liverpool. Just seemed unnecessary. The first game is always a simulation. With that being the lineup, I'm going back to Beraldo as well. I've really liked him. Frimpong's got the plaster little, I'm going to call it an emoji there. The plaster symbol. And it's only a draw. Ryan and Hjulmand. And will we ever be safe from injuries? Lucas Beraldo's injured for 2 days, which doesn't seem a lot, but it means he is out, Jacquet's back in, and also Frimpong. This is it though, this is it, the big game. I wanted to see the handshakes, but Oliver Glasner in charge of them. They're going to be tricky to beat. Ionadis and Denis Suarez, really good strikers on their day, so I think there'll be more counter-attack. What's Quenda still doing there? Surely he's been bought by Chelsea by now, and that ball through. You can see we can catch them. They're playing high. Very unlike Ollie Glasner, I must say. He likes to sit deep, catch teams on counter-attacks. Dean Huijsen, going to switch to him, please. Thank you, game. And Dean Huijsen makes the tackle. Ryan Gravenberg. Has he got the captaincy back? I don't know, but I'll have to give him it. I think it's Gravenberg. I don't care if we keep on switching. As Dominic Szoboszlai to score the first goal. Weak goalkeeping, I've got to say. But I'm still very happy. Liverpool 1-0. Ekitike is a bit of an assist king. As much as Szoboszlai is a goal-scoring king. That's his second goal of today. Only 2 goals as well. Plus, I believe after this game we get Florian Wirtz back as well as Beraldo. So, decisions. McAllister with the ball through onto Ryan. He could do with scoring more. We're going to slow this move down a little bit. Hit Rio and Ngamoa to try and challenge their fullback is cutting in. Rio and Ngamoa forces a save. That is fantastic from him, and same with Rui Silva. The save was magical. That's a header off the line. Dean Huijsen goes near post, and Ionadis controls it. He's a physical man. Someone needs to help with Dean Huijsen and the other defender we're using, but Jeremy Jacquet deals with it. If he can pass it off to the side. Ryan, I see he's got a little bit of a gap. If he can get past Goncalo Ramos here. Cross the ball. Diomande comes across himself. Some of the high notes that I'm hitting. Kind of impressed, if I do say so myself, with Ryan. Anyway, let's hit a high scoreline. Frimpong running through. He's just sidestepped the defender into Szoboszlai. Gap opening up. We haven't hit a screamer. Ryan Gravenberg. It falls to Milos Kerkez. Beautiful ball towards Hugo Ekitike. Hiding behind his man. And here they go. Ollie Glasner ball. Counter-attacking. Get that tackle in. It's misplaced, but still, it slows the move down. Denis Suarez. Dean Huijsen just has to stand it up. The animations made him commit. Ionadis is around us again. Save and stopped. But we'll be very lucky to get out of Sporting here with the result. Hugo Ekitike still made no changes. I think, again, we get gaps after the Champions League games. I'm not talking hydration breaks. I'm talking full gaps. The worst thing we could do is give them the ball when they're playing Glasner football. Look how much there was on the last man. Beautiful from Huijsen. Why was we so far forward, though? I mean, Ekitike shouldn't have lost the ball. And here's a chance for another goal. Ekitike across towards Rio and Ngamoa. But the job is done. We're going through. Real Madrid we could draw. I'm guessing Manchester City, and I'm guessing Atletico Madrid. That was the easy one. And again, a lot of plaudits for Iraola. The man has really turned it round this season. We've got some very tired faces. I think the league form, let's be honest, we're not winning the Premier League, could take a hit. And the question is now, what do we do between Szoboszlai and Florian Wirtz? Hugo Ekitike now top scorer because of Wirtz having that minor injury. But then Dominic Szoboszlai with 16 goals in less games than Ryan. Maybe we just stick to Szoboszlai on the wing. Florian Wirtz with 19 assists. McAllister is close. Anybody else? I mean, Adam Wharton has just arrived. I'm guessing that's from Crystal Palace. who look to be missing him. Sorry lads, the game's the game. And the next game in the Champions League, it's going to be Real Madrid over 2 legs. And this where it seriously could crash and burn. I'm going to go Ngamoa. I'm going to go Szoboszlai. A draw against the Madridistas. To be fair, they did have 10 men. It is the French show. Ekitike and Eduardo. Eder getting sent off. And a man of the match performance, which makes the choices harder. By Ryan, who I said I wouldn't play. Definition of madness, though. Doing the same thing over and over again. So I'm actually going to put Wirtz in. Szoboszlai on the wing. And Ngamoa has to play. Sorry, lad. I know you're shattered, but you are the main man. And you know the main man we're against here. Again, Florentino Perez. Come on, then. The red. The red on Real Madrid doesn't look right. I know these are the real-life kits for next season. Really doesn't look right. And them giving us a chance isn't right. Florian Wirtz puts it in the path of... Well, that's rustiness from Flo Wirtz. The path of Ekitike. I don't know if you're noticing, but I am. Hashtag noticing. We have a game at Anfield in the second leg. Miracles do happen. Pigs do fly, like I said earlier on. Ekitike, back heel, Florian Wirtz, wanted a little bit by Real Madrid. Florian Wirtz scores in the rain. Don't know what the weather has to do with it. It hits the belly goal in front of Bellingham, proving he's the better cam in this game. Sensational stuff. And Florian Wirtz again into Alexis McAllister now to run forward with this. If we could put the sword into them and score again. We are so in front of Real Madrid, it's unreal. This is dominance. 14 minutes in, I don't think they've touched the ball apart from kickoff. It's like when they went to Newcastle. Oh no, that was PSG. Still, it was Kylian Mbappe, that's what I'm thinking of. And they just capitulated when they hit the stadium. It might be a bit like Barcelona, despite it not being a comeback. But here they go. Maybe they can come back. Vinicius Jr. through the middle. Bellingham. Oh, he's missed it. And Ngamoa with the cutting cross. Back post this time. Szoboszlai across. Exact motion that I needed. Trent's around us. He's got the ball into Jude Bellingham. Belly goal. He doesn't have it in his locker. And Alexis McAllister into Dominic Szoboszlai around the corner. Frimpong. Frimpong can get some movement here. He gives it into Ryan Gravenberg. Second half. Oh my days. The net animation. It's just perfect. He has been perfect. Liverpool have been perfect. Frimpong assisting his fellow Dutchman. Who needs Arne Slot? Look at that. And Ryan's on the field, so we haven't really made it easier. If he performs like he did in the game. Was it Sporting where he got man of the match in the first leg? I don't know. Milos Kerkez, Dominic Szoboszlai. We are hammering Florentino Perez's team. We're going to be in the Champions League final. Anfield erupting. And this goal is so well played. Szoboszlai now on the left-hand side has caught them off guard. Real Madrid hit with an absolute wave of emotions. They must not really know what's going on. And Mamadashvili has played against these before with Valencia. He knows what it's like. Jude Bellingham. No, you ain't getting onto that ball. And Vinny Jr., love that animation, making him look like he is sobbing because someone didn't get on the end of his pass. And that just sums him up a little. Play as a team, Florian Wirtz. Oh my days, and it looks like Atleti actually came back and lost the game against Villarreal. 2-1 Manchester City we're going to face. They are our final game of the year, are they not? Yes, they are. And as for the Prem, we can't really catch them. We are 18 points behind the Citizens. Which players have they got? Donnarumma, 16 clean sheets. 16! Crazy. I'm not seeing many new signings. Divin Musaka. They have took the Argentinian on, De Ascareta, I think it's pronounced. And apart from that, oh, Christian Coffein. That's brilliant. Christian Coffein and Erling Haaland. It is Isak, however, top of the goal-scoring sheet, who we sold to Bournemouth. Really not fitting him into the team. Florian Wirtz, though, almost top of both charts. I'm going to actually speak to Florian Wirtz and say, what are you on, my friend? You're playing out of your skin from that first season under Arne Slot. I hope Iraola's been a good player for you, or manager, because he looks like he has just got the best out of you. And he says he has. He really has. He respects him more than he's respected any manager before. And that is big praise considering he went unbeaten at Bayer Leverkusen with Xabi. And yes, the final is going to be Manchester City. No real surprises there. They hammered Villarreal 5-1. starting to get a bit shaky. They have obviously won the Premier League. The gap was 13 in the end. They won the FA Cup as well, and they won the Carabao. They're going for a quadruple, whereas we fluked it against Paris Saint-Germain. Erling Haaland, the top scorer in the Champions League. Dominic Szoboszlai is 5 behind. And assist-wise, it looks like Phil Foden's hit a bit of form. I knew Schulman was really good. And maybe a signing we could have made today. This is gutting. 28-day injury for McAllister, but that's not all. 64-day hamstring strain. I brought in another DM, and 2 of them have got injured. Right, got to think of a plan. We do have Stefan Bajcetic in the reserves and Jamie McConnell. But he's got to be the man playing out of position all season, Curtis Jones, to make an appearance. He's even tweeting, the manager's told him he's going to start. He says this is a boyhood dream of his, and he finally gets to start. That's usually when performances do come out. But as for Player of the Year nominations, Ekatike, Wirtz, McAllister and Szoboszlai are all my nominations. Actually, no, scrap that. McAllister's off. I'm going to add Gravenberch, because I think McAllister was the best last season. Gravenberg's on it. Shout out to Rio and Gamoa, 82 rated now, and Anthony Beaumont, who probably want us to win this Champions League after the conversations with Bradley Barcola. We can't forget about them taking place. Real Sociedad win the Conference League. That's nice to see. Player of the Year is Florian Wirtz. Obviously, who else? Apart from Manchester City, that walks the league as they only get 1 player in the Team of the Year. Frimpong in it and Ekatike. But it's time for us to get recognised on the centre stage. I am going to go with Howson and Jacquet. Push them very far, and I'm going to give the captaincy back to Gravenberch. And here we go. Oh my days, where's this stadium? Looks massive. I've watched the Champions League. Oh no, not the Champions League. The World Cup, obviously. Let me live. I'm nervous. I'm starting to get a bit shaky, which I've said in every game. And then the games haven't turned out shaky. We've been rather dominant. But then again, Real Madrid didn't have much of the ball. Way, Guardiola. How was the trip, my friend? Did you enjoy it? As there's Ryan Gravenberch getting on the ball in the middle. The captain tried to be shoved off it. Ekatike around the corner. Dominic Szoboszlai is the goal-scoring hero today. I just feel like he's lucky. And I feel like he, if anybody today is going to score for us, it's going to be him, and he's going to get that goal. We need him to do that anyway. Rico Lewis into the box. Steenhausen tackle on Ryan Gravenberch. Mobama playing. And if he's had growth like Rio and Gamoa has, then he's going to be decent. That is a woeful ball forward, and we're offside. Ekatike, just stay onside. That was a golden chance. And there we have it. It is half-time. The only way to describe this game is twitchy bum time. Not squeaky, because in squeaky there's chances either way. Twitchy. No one's really wanting to make the first move. I wish it would be us. I don't have any changes planned, so I'm nervous for that. The most fatigued players are our centre-backs. McAllister, I'm so gutted he's actually out of this one. Rakoba, I think putting him on would be a death wish, especially in normal time if it goes to extra time. Fair enough for a bit of fitness. With Frimpong around the side, he needed to get that ball a bit better. And Rico Lewis has actually been fairly decent. Ball in the middle. Phil Foden. He's found the bottom corner. Phil Foden scored. He could actually be going another season. Manchester City scored. They're on for the quadruple overall. And we might not be the team to restore world football, really. Right, I'll just make some fitness changes. Ryan on and Beraldo on. He played really well in the Champions League, and then they decided to rest him. I don't think that's the fault of this game. I think it's just been a nervy one, and that was a quality goal from Phil Foden. If we could score, though, Florian Wirtz, if there's a slip, and Rio and Gamoa. Oh, what is he doing? Curtis Jones winning the ball back, though. He's really been good in this final, as I expected, with him grabbing the chance, as he's done at every opportunity, really. Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, that ball needed to go across to him. It's dancing and prancing around the box. We need to get this ball down the other end of the field. Short pass, go. Go, Milos Kerkez. I don't care that you're on the wrong side. Ryan is a little bit fresher. It's an awkward one. But Ryan with the pace, with the freshness to run at the Manchester City defence. He turns. It's Ryan on the edge of the box. No, it's the wrong pass. I'm really getting nervous now. Final embers of the Champions League finale. Trailing by 1-0. Everything rides on this. Ryan, Curtis Jones slipped that inside. Florian Wirtz on the turn. I was about to shoot. And it's Rodri with the tackle. The final whistle. After 10 added minutes, Manchester City are winning the Champions League. Phil Foden scores in the scrappiest game ever. It's worse quality than Liverpool versus Spurs. I'm absolutely gutted with it, man. I can't believe it. So we're going to go another season. There is transfer rumours and murmurs going on in the background with Rodri to lift the trophy high. We've just got to take pride in this. Pride that we reached the final and make sure next season we don't make the same mistake. Absolute heartbreak for Liverpool, losing in the Champions League finale. It is gutting, man. But it means we've got one more season with the chosen one. I'm calling him the new El Nino. The Spanish Iraola surely wins Liverpool the Champions League in this next season. Yes, people, we go again. Here we are with Liverpool. I've lost some face mods because the mods aren't working, but I do have new kits. And yeah, Season 3. I am very excited to welcome you back. If you're new around here, please hit the subscribe button. We're on the race to 10k. And this is the team we've got going into it. Obviously, no pre-contracts. We've got youth players who want to get out on loan like Burrows and O'Connor. We've got the new kits I have got to show you. I honestly love the retro feel. As here is the first one. Just look at it. We've got the retro badge. It's very plain, but a bit lighter. I went a bit lighter. We need to try and change our mindset to being a bit more optimistic, not down in the depths. Apart from this one, obviously, because we've got a black away kit. I made these ones and I really like this one. It's got the Adidas pattern on it and it's blackout with the white badge and everything. Just love it. Just love it. And hopefully lift in the Champions League in this one. With the goalie one, the primary thing is we don't clash with the outfield players. They might clash a little bit with the red, but come on, I can definitely tell the difference. As Andoni Iraola is trying to make a difference right here. Putting a ruthless sign up in the changing room. I don't really know about that. Maybe trying to motivate the players that will need motivating. We've got transfer speculation. We've got 133 million going into Season 3. And who's our first game? Oh, Manchester City in the Community Shield Super Cup. Okay, I think I forgot to save last season, and then when I sim to this season, I might have won the Champions League. We'll ignore that. We haven't won the Champions League. We know that with Leeds, Forest and United today. I might skip the Community Shield. Feels like we really haven't warranted it. Man City won everything, and it's the league we want to try and win. The Community Shield means nothing. And last season, Iraola did fulfill his aims. Completely forgot to touch on that point. With his contract this season being only 2 points. And 2 huge points. Sign a world-class player above 88 rated to get us over the line. And the second aim, win that Champions League. You all know it comes. It comes to a point where we've got to try and win it. Obviously, if we don't win it this season, we're going to have to go again. We cannot end this save until we win that trophy. And as for players out in the off-season, Federico Chiesa. He's gone to Galatasaray. We knew about that beforehand. Shame we didn't get money out of him. It leaves us an option to sign out wide. However, I'm now looking at Rio and Gamoa. I absolutely love the kid. Adore him. Iraola adores him. He's bloody called him a son to himself. That tells you how much he means to him. And his tactics, but down here on the bench we do have a position for another winger. Although Bermont's here, he's not high enough overall. Maybe if we change him to the right. He's right-footed, and he's both-footed. He's got 5-star weak foot. Although he'll run into Dominic Szoboszlai in his prime at an 87. To be honest, with the injuries we get at the moment, Adam Wharton's currently injured. I think Szoboszlai goes back into cam. We have him and Wirtz as rotational options, which should be enough to win every competition. Never mind just the Champions League. As you can see, speculation, of course, from last episode around Bradley Barcola. However, he's just done an interview. And what's this about? He doesn't want to join? The conversation with me and Jeremy was just merely an old friends catching up. I have no interest in joining Liverpool. Yes, they got a good result against us. I've already got another club in mind, and I've signed the contract, deal done, and he's signed for Arsenal. That's just brilliant. However, I've caught wind of another rumour, as on that same day, Mamardashvili did start in our goal, and there's a key Georgian player he was talking to in the PSG team. Yes, and it's this man, currently injured, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. I would love to sign the Georgian. He just fits into the ruthless nature. Iraola wants ruthless players, but he's going to have to be ruthless because when we check his price again, We don't really have enough to fit that. It means a player's going to have to go out, and he's going to have to choose a player to leave. Who's he going to have a conversation with? Is it going to be a first teamer, going to be a bench option? And the man he has called in was the man he was trying to get the best out of in Season 1. It's Stefan Bajcetic. Stefan, I know what I said in Season 1 when I arrived, but we've got McAllister, we've got Adam Wharton. I think it's time we get you a new club. I just don't see you progressing. Maybe elsewhere, but Liverpool, it's just one step too far. There we go, his transfer listed is Stefan. It's going to be gutting when he leaves. I just hope the lad finds a good home and we get a good home for Kvicha. That being the player I'm desperate to sign, but do we be ruthless here? We have accepted a bid from Besiktas. We also have a bid in for Alisson. He threw a strop before, then he kind of said he was going to leave mutually. The manager put him on a transfer list. I am going to accept it. So there's Alisson going to Osasuna. 35-year-old. Well, he's got a decent club. Same as Bajcetic. I think that's a decent move. We actually got him across to Benfica. Still potential in the wing for him. That gives us around about 10 million, 13 million. In that ballpark to get Kvicha. Now, all my days, they're ongoing with Real Madrid. If only we could see the bid coming in. We've got to offer, I'd say, 120 million. 120 million, 0.6. I tell you what, if Iraola can actually get this contract through, that's one ticked off his own contract. And there we go, Kvicha is signed. Iraiola's going to chat to him. Kvicha, you're my key to unlocking the Champions League for Liverpool. However, I see you nursing down an injury. Please sit out the Community Shield and watch what I want you to do. The key word this season is ruthlessness. And it shows in the tactics. We're going 91 press, trying to play a bit like PSG, with our wing-backs now further up the field, and they have been getting a lot of assists lately. And here we are, a debut for the kit. A changed lineup. We've got Connor Bradley, Curtis Jones, still eyeing up the team. Adam Wharton in there, McAllister and Gravenberch sitting out of this one, as I do want to see, to be fair, if anybody is sellable for another left back. We don't necessarily have one, plus the rotational players have to step in. We need a bragging right against this City team. After what they've just done to us in the Champions League finale, Erling Haaland have even got a stronger team out this time. We lost to their B team. We're going to try and make them lose to ours. Ruthlessness, lads. This isn't ruthless. That was almost a penalty. Foden, big save, Janos. Kirkes does very well to keep it in. Here goes Rio Ungamoa. He's got longer hair now. I'll get the face mods on for the next episode. And Rio Ungamoa is running through. Ungamoa, he waits for the pass. He finds the pass into Szoboszlai. So close as there's a mistake. It's Rodri. Rio Ungamoa tries to put it past Vardiol. I would have liked to see Rio Ungamoa play against Croatia tonight. That's the game. Just before I finish filming this video, or should I say when I do finish this video, England play Croatia. A little insight into the life right now. Erling Haaland sneaking round us. Rodri shooting. Jaros saving. We should have really given that man a chance. Sold Alisson whilst he was worth more money. There is another save. At a rainy Wembley, we are dying for the win here. We want the 50 pence piece. And there is the run. Recoba, our own Darwin Núñez, gives it into Rio Ungamoa, who hits the post. The chance at the end of the first half. The more this game's gone on, the more I do feel like there's an opportunity for a trophy here. Don't get me wrong, they've still created a lot of chances. Ryan Cherki whipped into the middle. Milos Kirkes with the head away. And Florian Wirtz to run away. There's Ekatike in front of him. If he can squeeze it through, he's avoided him, looking for Ryan, who was almost on the end of that crazy pass. And it's a good job we've brought the cavalry on. The game is going to penalties. And here we go. The first man stepping up is Erling Haaland against Jaros. What a game he's having. And Erling Haaland hits the post. I told you this was an opportunity for a trophy. Let's finish this Ryan leading. I'd love to win this. Just to get that thing over our mind. Get the ruthlessness into the brain and get the win. Jaros sent the wrong way. I'm thinking cheeky with Ekatike, you know. I'm thinking Donnarumma dives out the way. He doesn't. Why would I risk going down the middle? That is a stupid move from me. But I know exactly where Phil Foden's going. I don't. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. I don't know. But Florian Wirtz, that's a huge circle. I have rushed that. He's missed the target. Crazy rush. Crazy rush of blood to the head. Savinho, we might actually lose this now. It's all in a penalty. You guys clown me for being a beginner. In one of the last episodes, and I do think I played like a beginner in that one, Curtis Jones keeps us alive. It's all on this against Vardiol, and Vardiol scores. I've got too much into my own head. Can't stay angry for too long. Guardiola returned to Man City, and yeah, congratulations to them. And now it's gone public. Liverpool have tweeted the Iraola post, which probably isn't the best idea after we've lost a game, but a lot of fans saying they will forgive that if they see Kvicha make his first appearance in a Liverpool shirt. And if I'm honest, I disagree with Iraola to actually keep him out of the Community Shield. But hey, that's the gaffer's decision. It's Leeds United up next, and it is away from home. We desperately need to get off to a good start. Leeds United, at least we're in the home kit, everybody's back into the main team, and we've got the friends. The Georgians, Mamadashvili and Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. They better work together, with Florian Wirtz kicking us off straight back into McAllister. Come on, better than Manchester City. With full throttle, there was an injury to Szoboszlai. He got concussion. I think it was a training one, so protocol keeps him out. Only 3 days, however, and we need to make sure Leeds are kept out from us and make sure we go and beat Leeds. The old player Kelleher in goal, the man I always struggle to say the name of with Dean Howson going near post. He's always tired, is Howson. Needs to work on that stamina. Oh, and Jeremy Jacquet. Penalty shouts? None from our side of the game. But still, Kvicha through the middle. He's going to be ruthless. Our number 11. I gave him the number 11 shirt. That's a big chance. Pushing Leeds to start off with. Ryan. What are you doing, Ryan? You might have cost us there. We're not on the end of that ball. The number 6 around the corner. Gonzalez one-on-one with Frimpong. Oh my days, Jeremy Frimpong. But he's run straight back into danger. Just so typical of him, Gonzalez. I think the one from Real Madrid. Florian Wirtz. Ekitike pointing to where he does want it. Here goes Hugo Ekitike. He's going to shoot from range. And he's going to score from it. Oh, that's an ugly looking Hugo. We need the face mods back on. But that is a brilliant goal. 1-0 to the pool. I think it was Wirtz with the assist. We've broke away from their breakaway from our terrible corner. But look at that curve. Beautiful. But now keep Leeds out, please. Come on. Let's go straight again. It's not the same Gonzalez. Because that man's just back from an injury. Hasn't got a face scan in. Here goes Kvicha. Go on. Ruthlessness. He's the embodiment. That is the key word for this season. We need to try and be ruthless. Scoring goals after goals after goals. Can't get past that last defender. Dean Howson makes the tackle straight up to Ekitike. Again, go quick. Florian Wirtz. The options down the middle. It's the captain McAllister. Here goes Ekitike now into Ryan. Just before the halftime whistle. Can Ryan get an assist for Wirtz? Where is Kelleher going? Is he going on holiday? He dived out the way. And Florian Wirtz opens his account. Celebrations on the bench. Iraola's going mental. And it is an obvious first team lineup coming to fruition. They just look brilliant. Florian Wirtz around the corner, ruthless running from Milos Kerkez, covered by Kvicha. He knows to drop back into like a wing-back position. I've seen him do that multiple times with PSG when someone goes around him. And we do have the fullbacks getting far forward. Yeah, change of wingers has gone down with Frimpong going down this wing into Vermont. He needs to get that in the middle. Brilliant flick from Hugo Ekitike. Wirtz and Hugo work like synergy. The best goal of them all, potentially. That flick is absolutely deadly. Gotta be the last move of the game, and it isn't. The referee blows that whistle. Liverpool win 3-0, and we start as we mean to go on. And they go on, the rumours about Florian Wirtz potentially departing the club, with you-know-who now stating Liverpool took his best player when we did sign Howson, and now he wants to take Florian Wirtz. Well, I'm telling you now, you're not getting this superstar who's just had the game of his life. And that's it as top of the league, but we've still got to keep on going. I want to grow consistency. I want to see potential movement in the transfer window still, with bids flying in, including a bid for Curtis Jones. It won't necessarily start, same as Lucas Beraldo, but I've been rejecting them. And now Callum Scanlon. I do want to kind of get him out to progress his career, but we kind of need him because we don't have a backup left back, which I wish we did have. And we have a clean bill of health. Now Dominic Szoboszlai returns to the starting squad. Not starting 11 per se. There is Florian Wirtz walking in. Still in this red kit. I do want to show you the black in game, but we're at home. Anfield will want to see the performance the away fans just saw in Leeds. And I want to kind of deliver it. Or, sorry, Iraola wants to deliver it. I want to deliver it as a board member. That almost took a deflection in. Nottingham Forest marshalled now by Eddie Howe. Getting almost every job. This is a good start by them. I am going to ruin that start. Come on, we're going forward. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia into Kirkes. Ruthless. Comment it down below. Ruthless, that's what we need to be. Florian Wirtz across the box. There you go. Just run at them. Hugo Ekitike, his second goal in 2 games. Him and Florian Wirtz are going to be absolutely crucial to this Champions League win. They've got to be. And now Kvicha. Run again. Run again, Kvicha. Give it back. There we go. Kirkes. Kirkes just to sneak down this line. He needs to cut inside, though. He's got no support. Wirtz. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, look at the men queuing up. If it wasn't for Murillo, the man don't stop running. He just don't stop. Gravenberch. Gravenberch going over the top. Straight into the path of Kvicha. That should be another. Getting silly now, lads. The synergy of our players, or the chemistry of our players. Kvicha joining it in now. Can't wait to try and spell his name for the graphic. That's going to be a pleasing one, as Frimpong. That's not a good pass, though. Alex Scott, who we looked at potentially signing. Eddie Howe has seen his performance, has brought him to Forest. That's a bad tackle, you know, in Elliot Anderson. Is it just going to be a yellow? Yes, it is. Okay, they're going to whip the ball in. No. Gibbs White straight into the midriff of Giorgio Mamadashvili. He's thrown straight out into Kvicha. Get running, Kvicha. Get running. You've got a man in front here, but cut inside. There we go. Hugo Ekitike. That's unselfish into Florian Wirtz. Should have been 3. Should have been a goal. City we took to penalties, but we didn't have our main squad out. Dean Huijsen this season is unbelievable. Here goes Hugo Ekitike. He could get the golden boot if he continues to score. It's a hat-trick. Like Messi against Algeria. He's 4th in 2 games. I think I can safely take him off the field now. I am praying Rakoba can actually get a goal. He needs to, as that's a long way that Mamadashvili just came out, but still we've got the header away. Milos Kirkes to Jeremy Jacquet. Ryan Gravenberg around the corner. 62 minutes on the clock. Only that and 3-0 up? I didn't even realise that. Here goes Rakoba running at Murillo. Not the man to get your confidence up against, my friend. Come on, we go from 3-0 to 4-0. Kali Mwendo cuts inside. Dean Huijsen rounded. That's going to be a red card if it's not a goal. And has he just received a yellow? I don't know. There's an injury in the game, and that's a save. I don't see the red card marker. Dean Huijsen, a very, very lucky boy if he's still on. And a final corner here for Forest, who have come alive nearer the end. That's a handball. And it's a penalty. And it was a red card. Dean Huijsen wasn't on the field. I was looking for him. Couldn't see him. I'm staying down the middle. Kali Mwendo with a consolation goal. Bit negative to end the day. End the day at Anfield. We've still got a game to go. And there's Ekitike with the match ball. Spoke really quick then. And Man United seem to be struggling this season. 18th position is mad. 2 defeats with us up next on fire. It's written in the stars at the win, isn't it? Come on, let's get Man United 3 defeats out of 3. Going super tactical style. Who is their manager? Thomas Ennis. I think that's just a regenerated one. Any good managers knocking around the league? Valverde at Crystal Palace. Nuno still in charge. Herzl at Sunderland. And the blackout kit makes its debut. I'm so excited. Yes, I get excited about a pixel on a screen. What are you going to do about it? As look how cold that looks. It'd be colder if we got the win in it and saw the celebrations up close. Adam Wharton now fully fit as well because he was, again, nursing a flu. Not an injury or anything. We've had a concussion and a flu. Just them minor things we need to rest up with as Kirkes takes us forward again. So Bozlois are changing the team. Same as, what's his face? What's his face? What's his name? Huijsen's out, of course. Beraldo's gone back in. Who we look to sell. That was meant to go actually all the way to the edge of the box. And it didn't do with Marcus Rashford running through. No. Big save there. And Burmo, though, into Mefrain. Benjamin Šeško. No, no, no. This is not what's supposed to happen. I can't believe it. He's got a 2-goal. A second goal. Brain's gone. The first goal of the season we concede in open play. Man United at Old Trafford. Kirke should have blocked it. This is going to take us off top spot. We need to win this Premier League as well as the Champions League, which will get announced at the end of today. I want to see them fixtures. I want to see potential transfer movement we could potentially make on deadline day with McAllister dribbling in. Just hoping for a penalty there. We need to put some crosses in to get some handballs. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Dorgu's been a weak point as well. And again, I went with Dominic Szoboszlai. This is a game for Ryan. And we do have quite a few right mids at the moment. Maybe we sell one of them and get a left back in. That's a second for Šeško. I'm panicking a little bit now because it's turned from just a defeat blip to madness. We shouldn't be leaking goals. As seriously 2 changes to this lineup changed the entire trajectory them first 2 games, I don't think it should have done, as there's Kvicha running straight at them. He ran too close to his man. Have faith, though, lads. Have faith. Mafrain's had a really good game, but we've got to refrain him. No Kirkes. Don't give the penalty away. I thought he was going to do there, but he wins the ball clearly. Kvicha. This is where the running happens. Out wide. Dominic Szoboszlai. Ekatike sneaking in behind, but I'm going to just overlap that. Frimpong, where's the man in the box? There he is in the middle. Kvicha gets his first goal in a Liverpool shirt at Old Trafford. Florian Wirtz, I really thought I'd get the skill move right there. Don't give Šeško that hat-trick. I knew they was going to try and reverse it round to him. Gravenberch on the run. If we can feed it through that gap, there's Kvicha. If we can put it straight across the box. That was a brilliant ball in. Good save. I'm throwing Ryan and Wharton on. I need some more pace and some passing in the middle because we're getting rid of the passing of Dominic Szoboszlai. I did not see Brian Mbeumo there. Sneaking out sneakily. And Šeško looking for the hat-trick. Come on, lads. Get this draw, which I don't even want. I want the win. Adam Wharton. Adam Winton. I'm going to call him into Ryan. That's a weird flick, but Florian Wirtz reads it because him and Ekatike on the same wavelength. Tried the skill. Aiden Heaven read it. Win that header. Brilliant work from Gravenberch onto Wharton. Give that handball, please. No, don't. No, play on. I expect every player running their knackers off to get this goal to put us level. It's brilliant play between Wirtz and Ekatike. Surely we can't just draw this game now. The momentum, the mind shift of Liverpool, and them goddamn flicks. They are just priceless. Working a charm. If we win, I might just go off to celebrate. Again, I might do a runner. Ryan around the corner. It is Frimpong here. Could he shoot himself here? He got a good gap. Get this edge of the box. Adam Wharton. Get this across the box. First time that Kvicha. Oh, man. Again, I thought that was it. We might get a last chance here in added time. But again, their defense is set. So to get around them, we'll have to do something special. Ryan Kvicha! I was going to put Rio and Gamoa on. Why would I even bother when we've just signed a 91 overall Kvicha Kvaratskhelia with a monumental goal? I'm on about signing players when they scored their first 2. I honestly don't care now. This goal to turn it around from 2-0 down to 3-2 up. Wow. Just wow. Now we go into the Champions League next episode, and it needs to be a lot like that. What a start for Andoni Iraola, signing Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, who seems to be a main player after a historic comeback against Man United. Liverpool need to keep going. The upturn in form this season in the Premier League. Could it lead to the Champions League as well? Yes, people, new episode. We're back. We're back with Liverpool. We've got players coming back from fitness issues and injuries. Dean Howson, Ryan fully fit, Ungamoa, Bermond, another thing about him. His face is back on, but the kits are back off. Yes, the game's causing me a little bit of trouble at the moment, but as long as we got the faces, we're going retro now for the retro season already. If you haven't seen the new kits, watch the last episode, you will definitely see them, and hit a like whilst you're over there. Please subscribe as well, we're trying to hit 10k. And hit the Premier League and the Champions League. 9 points out of 9, there is 4 teams to do this, including the rivals in Everton. Now, according to Andoni Iraola's contract, he just has to win the Champions League, which starts today. We've got games against Midtjylland. Oh my days, look at the Carabao Cup game as well. I might have to sacrifice that. Manchester City, I do want to play Juventus, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, some tough league phase games. But that's what we're in it for, as Andoni Iraola comes to speak to me saying, boss, you still sure? You are still sure we focus on the Champions League over the Premier League with the start we've had? I say we should focus on both. But I think today we get Champions League up and running. Save your best squad for that. Of course, you can't do anything about injuries. And plus, I see the rivals all started well. We need to beat Everton. Teach them a lesson that they will never be as good as us. And we have to go with the Juve game. It is crucial. Away. With the injury, though, a crucial one. I knew we'd get one. Florian Wirtz, he's injured. Dean Howson as well has to sit this one out. The amount of bloody fatigue we've got going around. Right. Retro, back to the 25-26 season kit, against what should be a very good Juventus side now. They've had a little bit of time to plan, go into the future. Of course, they do have, I think Van Dijk went there, but they definitely got Cody Gakpo. And that's going to be a bit of inside info. They'll know a little bit more how we play. Conceição goes edge of the box into Cody Gakpo. Locatelli. Gakpo's on that stronger foot. Locatelli goes wide. Dominic Szoboszlai playing centrally again. I think I do need to change his position. Back to that cam slot. Florian Wirtz, I always said, was very injury prone. McAllister getting the armband a lot more now, but Cody Gakpo, or Ryan Gravenberch, should I say, lining up the Cody Gakpo shot. Jonathan David goes out wide. Kenan Yildiz, he skipped away from us. There we go. Lucas Beraldo's in the way. The run down the line is good. It's Kvicha Kvaratskhelia off the back of 2 goals. Dominic Szoboszlai across the box. De Gregorio's reading how we play. We've done a lot of fullbacks, running up the wings, crossing the ball, although that wasn't a fullback. Was Dominic Szoboszlai, and I don't mind him doing it. Game's kind of boring, I can't lie. That one shot that didn't curl from Ryan Gravenberch into Jonathan David. Just really played well for Canada, scoring a hat-trick. Mamardashvili, what a good player he is, especially when we have just lost Alisson to age. And there he is, Jonathan David. We could suffer our first defeat. What a goal, by the way, by the Canadian. I think we need to make changes. Why? We were supposed to focus on this competition. Okay, and a beautiful camera angle to carry on the game. Why has it gone to this? I literally can't see anything. I think that's the game probably done. I'm making this game, and I actually mean it, because in a comeback with 2 substitutes, we win the game. Broken game, happy face. Get in there. I feel like I was kind of owed that, and we have lost a game in our simulations. It was to Newcastle just before this. We're at the Carabao Cup to Man City on penalties like the Community Shield. We beat Midtjylland, we beat Wolves, we beat Tottenham. And in this next month, Arsenal and Bayern Munich back to back. Now, this is where the squad gets tested. And speaking of the squad, players are giving out interviews talking about the word ruthless. They are trying to become the next big high-intensity team. And it all comes from this manager. They are so behind. As I said myself, if Iraola doesn't work, we can sack him. The rebuild's not all about him. Oh, no. We got rid of Alisson, and Mamardashvili goes and suffers an injury from a 50-50 clash, sidelining him for 2 weeks. It's not the most amount of time, but look at this. It makes Kvicha very unhappy, because that's the reason he came, to play with his Georgian friend, and now he hasn't got him on the field. And boo-hoo, you're still playing. Bradley Barcola is against us here with Arsenal. Aura farming Iraola. Dean Howson back in this lineup. Ryan Gravenberch in the middle with Wharton. I think McAllister just deserves a sit-out. Florian Wirtz is in this lineup. Still interest going on around him. Ismail Kabia playing for the Arsenal. He's definitely not high-rated, so we should get at him. A lot of running work due for Kvicha, who's kind of upset. So if he doesn't perform, Rio Ngamoa, who the manager loves, is there. As Frimpong is there. He's bloody everywhere. Dominic Szoboszlai, you've got to score. Make sure we've got that lead, as there's Says, a decent player. I thought there was a handball in there. Jaros has waited a long time for this opportunity. He has frankly got to take it. Milos Kerkez. Oh, he's overstepped it. One of the players out of contract. Let's see if we can potentially sign him up today. We've got Bukayo Saka spreading the ball to Bradley Barcola, who's got the number 9 shirt. That is risky for a winger. Someone get this ball, please. Zubimendi. There we go. Let's hope the game breaks again so Arsenal don't have this lead. Straight across the goal. Bloody terrific. And Kvicha's getting hooked. He's getting up to half-time for Rio Ngamoa. We need that pace. We need to attack Kabia. So obvious is the weak link. So let's shuffle the ball across to this left-hand side with Ekatike. Usually the assist king. That's a terrible pass. Selfish. Lucas Beraldo brought on for Huijsen, who just seems to be struggling with fitness. Here we go. Rio Ngamoa. This is the exact matchup we wanted. If Kabia tackles him, fair enough. But he shouldn't tackle him. He's actually standing off him, and his positioning's all over the place. Hugo Ekatike gets it back and then runs straight into Kabia. However, he's dispossessed. Rio Ngamoa. He doesn't know what to do with it. We're spreading it out wide into Milos Kerkez, getting it back in to Rio Ngamoa, who sidestepped like Barcola. And I think this is going to be a defeat. I guess we did say we were waiting for the Champions League, and that is where the focus had to go for the manager. Bayern Munich. Big time. Like Arsenal isn't, by the way. They are. And Marcus Leonardo up front instead of Harry Kane. They would have had to transition. We've had to transition to Kvicha. Being unhappy. Mamardashvili's still out of goal. And to be fair, I fielded the same side. I rushed straight into the game to right the wrongs. We really didn't put ourselves into that last game as Kvicha's around his man. Can he get focused here? He's missed. No sign of Manuel Neuer. He's retired just like Harry Kane. It's actually worrying how old Bayern Munich's team's got and how they can just still cut through us. Leonardo probably took that on too early. And I am sure I've just seen Vincent Kompany talking to Jonathan David on the bench, who's already scored against us today. If he gets on and scores again, I'm not a happy man. Guessing him and Marcus Leonardo both the plans to replace H. Kane as Musiala cutting inside. Sasha Boy, we've got to go quickly. That's where our success came from. Florian Wirtz, switch that across. Look at the space for Kvaradona. He's got to hit this on his left foot. What is that? Broke the jaw of a steward. And I think he's got to come off. No way am I putting up with that. Rio Ngamoa, welcome. Not currently losing this one. But, you know, the way the past few games have gone. Yes, we won against Juventus, but it was lucky. Hugo Ekitike, we need that luck. And Upamecano's getting it through his legs and still blocks the ball. Dean Huijsen passed that quickly. Milos Kerkez definitely playing for a contract. I think I'm going to sign him up to one. You've definitely seen an improvement this season. That is a really good tap in. That's going to be handled. And it's a shame. Jamal Musiala to now try and run down this left-hand side. Luis Diaz. Musiala. Marcos Leonardo is around us. Leonardo's looking for the ankle. Luis Diaz again. There we go. Wharton. Pass. Or keep on moving, actually. I regret telling you that. The defender, Upamecano, staying so far back, it's keeping us all on side. Dominic Szoboszlai over the top. Rio Ngamoa, he's on. It's the switch we are making famous. It's a camera angle which just shows particles. What am I playing here? Bloody Skyrim? What a fantastic game, and he's even putting it online. Look at that. If only our big money man can repeat it. Now I need to change him back to a left mid. That is done, but I've got to speak to him, or Iraola has to speak to him. Kvicha, you was the difference maker for the Champions League, and you've been poor. Not just in that, in 2 games. I know you've lost your friend in Mamadashvili, but it's only an injury. Come on. Are you unhappy at the club? And he says, no, boss. I just think the form started a bit rough. But I know there is one unhappy player. Oh, really? Can you tell me? I promise you're not a snitch or anything. And he moans and grumbles about it, but it looks like he's going to come out. And he says Florian Wirtz. The move to Real Madrid is tempting him. The injuries he suffered, are they all really true? I mean, he's gone down by 1 and he's submitted a transfer request without saying anything. Looks like he's gone under the nose of the manager. That interest is there. And this will only fuel the rumours we saw last episode of him moving to Madrid. And with all this going on behind the scenes, do we just, frankly, shove him out? We've got Barcelona up next in the Champions League, and I want to get a win in it again. As there it is again, Florian Wirtz. Illness this time, excuses. We're going to send him home, as will Real Madrid be his new home? He needs to have a conversation at some point. As here we are, arriving at the game. Injuries to Recobrasi and Jeremy Jacquet. With the awkward fact being, Ngamoa is in, Mamadashvili is in, but Kvicha's out. Now it's about time we get another win. We did get the win against Bayern, of course, but Juventus was scratchy. And Arsenal, come on, our best team on form. Against Lamine Yamal, Lautaro Martinez. He's always the signing I make for Barcelona. Stop copying me game, Hugo Ekitike. Get on that. Get us started quickly. Rio Ngamoa, low socks now. He's going to go through the middle onto Dominic Szoboszlai. I was trying to shoot. He's still got the ball. Frimpong, early start, get a goal. Matt Cucurella, the Real Madrid man in the defence. He's gone back home. Can't just be me who's weirded out by the fact he's gone to Real Madrid despite being through at Barcelona. How is Firmin winning that? Maybe not a statement win. Ansu Fati with the assist. Holy yunk. What's up with our gorgeous Georgians, though? It's like Kvicha couldn't play without Mamadashvili, and he's come back from his injury. Really starting off rough. Being at the near post by a Firmin header still. Let's firmly get back into this game. Kerkez playing for that contract. Almost an own goal. Pedri. Don't do a Man United, causing us needing a comeback. That's a good save, Mamadashvili. And I'm flipping it. Kvicha off the bench instead of starting the game. Yes, you did see Wirtz on that bench stupidly because I accidentally didn't take Recoba off. So the game's just put him on there to replace him automatically. Definitely not coming onto the field. Disciplinary issues from all them faking injuries. And can we instantly grab a goal? It's Milos Kerkez. He's shooting like Kvara. Joan Garcia as safe as houses. The only shot coming in on his goal was by his own player. That deflection one. Pedri through the middle, over the top. Marc Casado to run at us. Marc Casado. That's not hitting Lamine Yamal. He's never controlling that. A bit of a grudgy tackle by Pedri on Ryan Gravenberch, which isn't fair because Gravenberch got the yellow. And now we go. Look at the shirt pulling on Gravenberch. Pedri wasn't even an advantage, which is shocking. Ekitike, brilliant reverse pass. We're back in Skyrim land. Oh, there we go. We actually get to see the celebration. It is Ryan. Get in there. We just needed to grab that draw. And game done. 1-1 draw. Away at the El Libertador. I hate that it doesn't have the actual name, but is a job well done. But here's a speech from a man not doing a good job. He's gone on Piers Morgan as Florian Wirtz. Now, I don't know why, because he must struggle with the language barrier. Something's going on with Liverpool, but who does he think he is? Ronaldo. Of course, Piers Morgan's going to always back him up, the little stuck-up-to-football player man. Szoboszlai suffered a red card as well. He's definitely still not getting in his Wirtz. I'd rather play Trey Nioni, who's almost at a 75, decent backup. Conversation now coming in between the manager and Florian Wirtz about this injury debacle. And he says, how dare you accuse me of doing something like that? That's broke my trust, that has. Now I want to move away. I want to go to La Liga. Not like you wanted to do already. Iraola claps back. I'm sure Piers Morgan will be hearing about that in a few seconds. As one thing I forgot to do as well, and I saw in the comments, just stopping right here, as I obviously am going to remove the number 20 from Rion Gamoa. I never noticed that happen. He's going to get the number 33. Or can he get a lower number? As you know what the next game we play is? It is Everton. And another man speaking out is David Moyes. Let's teach these noisy neighbours a lesson. Trainione is going to make that start. Here we go at the Hill Dickey. Love how the first derby went here at the Hill Dickey in real life, if you get me. Tieno Barry, those causes a shock before. I see he is still up front. Dominic Szoboszlai. That red card or that minor injury turned into kind of a long-term one. Kirkez still fighting for that contract. I like how he's playing whilst he's actually fighting, and that was almost an instant goal. Going close, Ryan Gravenberch with the header over the top. Alexis McAllister, Trey Nioni. Trey Nioni, look for the gap. He doesn't find the gap. Now McAllister. McAllister onto Gravenberch. He's going to try the DMs. Delgado, who's going to charge down the wing. We'll cut that out with Jeremy Jacquet. At least we have got a player back from injury. Ryan running through. Hugo Ekitike, if he can hit him. That is a brilliant weighted ball. A terrible chest from Hugo. They've got a youngster on the wing as well, called Shaw. And I usually don't like playing players out of position, but I'm going to make some changes to catch them off guard. We're getting a lot of shots with the central players, so Jones is on and Gamoa's on. And I'm going to try Kvicha in the cam position. Can Ryan try and find Ryan? Gravenberch's the man getting all the shots. But here goes Kvicha. Faradona. Was it hit a hand? I'm sure Merlin's just handled that. He couldn't take the rainbow flick. We've got very jammy. If Kvicha isn't in the middle, however, that doesn't happen. Alexis McAllister, a lot of power, but that's what's needed to beat the goalkeeper. 1-0 on Derby Day. It's not the first time he's scored a penalty at the Hill Dickey. Gorgeous stuff. Igor in their defence. No wonder we're just breezing past them and getting shots from the edge of the box. Madashvili has to smother. Jeremy Jacquet hooking the ball back in. That was dodgy for Curtis Jones. But Alexis McAllister. Oh, Fringpong. That's skillicious. Ryan, if he can hit around the corner. There's Hugo. He can't shoot. Alexis McAllister keeps us alive. Headed away by Connor Bradley. Rio Gamoa, no. That's a terrible chance for them. Jeremy Recoba. Brilliantly done, looking for the gap into Connor Bradley. Charging at the defence. Merlin. The Luca Dean final replacement. Going to cross this towards the edge. Headed that down, Kirkez. Recoba. Big swing. Shaw, their youngster, blocks it. I think we've taught Moisey a lesson. Kirkez keeps that alive. And I think we've got to keep him alive. Again, not literally, of course. And David Moyes, he can't take it. Beaten again with Liverpool up next. We sit second in the Premier League. Manchester City atop on goal difference. Exactly the same results. We're after that revenge. They've beaten us in 2 competitions now on penalties. And I fancy a confidence booster of a game. So the next one we're going to play is Middlesbrough. With this man freshly signed up. Kirkez will stay at Liverpool for 2 more years. If Borough beat us, yeah? If Borough bashes, don't know what I'd actually do with myself. We're kind of going full circle. That's terrible from Kvicha. One of the first games we played in the Premier League at Anfield. Don't think I haven't forgotten that first season. Kvicha gets the ball back after his misplaced pass, and Hugo Ekitike, defender standing off, he had to go for it. And you know what? I don't mind it. Alexis McAllister keeping this ball alive around the corner. Jeremy Fringpong Beaumont, Kvara, Wharton was kind of assessing them angles there. Rio and Gamoa cuts inside. Oh my days, he's taking the roof off. Or should I say the net off. Rio and Gamoa, his first Premier League goal of the campaign. This is the game we get more than one goal. On it, Wharton, brilliant. Wharton got that assist for Rio. He sets up Rio again with the new shirt number, so hopefully he starts doing well. Oh, it's a heavy touch. Then again, Morris kind of leant over him. I think that in the Premier League would go to VAR. We can't get rid of it. Morgan Whittaker is going to come in with a crunching tackle. Whittaker back on the ball again. Callum Britton. Come on, Rio and Gamoa. Help your fullback out, Milos Kerkez. Jacquet is having to go and do it with Callum Britton. Okay, Burrow out here to mess about. Maybe in the relegation zone. Headed back by Hamilton, ex-Manchester City. McCabe out to Samuel. Around the corner, Jeremy Frimpong reads. Conor Bradley might come on still, though. Just to change things up, get that ball around. Oh, it was just a little bit behind Demont or Beaumont, but he's going to set up Kvaradonna, who's overrun it. We're going to bottle this game if we're not careful. It's our youngster with that goal. Dahoud round the corner into Whittaker. Don't like this, but it's a block. Beraldo forward now. Kvicha, yes! We're taking him and Ekatike off, but Ngamoa, they've let him come inside again. Very risky business. We are not a goal-a-game team. We proved that in the last episode. We're still winning, but we want more goals. Beaumont, spread that out wide. It's Milos Kerkez with the new deal. Tries to shoot, doesn't. Tommy Conway, McCabe, Mamadashvili, our keeper, the hero. Oh my days, Conway, it's saved and the game is over. We caught that close, Liverpool. Florian Wirtz going over to Piers Morgan, speaking on how he wants to leave the club with interest from Spain. And Iraola has had enough. He has lashed out back at Wirtz, with today the potential end to the Liverpool hero. Yes, people, here we are, back again. Really good record from Mamadashvili. But we are rocking on with this rebuild of Liverpool. And again, I'm having trouble with the mods. This is recorded straight after the last video, but now the face mods are kind of glitching. But anyway, hopefully we don't need them, because hopefully this series is over, or not hopefully, I'm enjoying it, but in 2 episodes time. Today's and tomorrow's with Florian Wirtz on the transfer list, our number 7 will be sold after arguing with the manager. And now we go to real life. If you haven't seen the news, Liverpool have pipped Newcastle to a signing of, is it Gomez from Spain? No, sorry, it's Munoz of Spain. He looks really good. He's a left winger / right, and I don't really see any point in bringing him in. Unfortunately, with the signature we made of Kvaradonna, we don't need this man, despite the play styles. Got my eye on him. Never seen him in career mode before, and it's a steal from Newcastle for Liverpool. And if that doesn't remind you of anyone coming before, it should do us. Apologies about the lighting on this video. It's red hot in the UK. I cannot shut a window because I will die. And if you do want to see me get tortured for a little longer in today's episode, why not hit the like button and subscribe before we get into this? Because we've got to start with a convo. This is between Iraola and Rio and Gamoa. And Gamoa asking where his game time went. Will he be going like Florian Wirtz? Well, no, he's literally asking for a new contract, but assured a bit more game time. And Iraola can kind of agree to that, because Kvicha is playing in the middle, as you can see, because Dominic Szoboszlai is injured, so he goes in the middle of the park. We've got Beaumont out on the right mid position, but if we want to make a signing today, maybe we could sell him, because we do have Ryan. We've got Dominic Szoboszlai who can play out wide, but then again, we're selling Florian Wirtz. And that is going to equal money, as we've got the same record as Manchester City. At the top of the league, we start the FA Cup journey with West Bromwich Albion, and we are second currently in the Champions League. Maybe can afford to sim up to the next stage. And here we go, Manchester United at home at Anfield in the night. Of course, this has got a win written all over it. If we truly play to potential, and yes, we are in the original kits, I don't really like it, but we've got to deal with it. And this is on the 2nd of January, I believe, so we should potentially be able to get rid of Florian Wirtz after this game. Make a new signing, or maybe 2, or maybe 3 with the money we receive from him, as here goes Rio and Gamoa. Rio is driving into the box. He got that goal against Borough. In the last episode, Dorgu almost with the own goal, but he just makes things happen. Maybe Kvara needs to be the cam permanently. Gravenberg heads that down. Ryan finishes it. A Liverpool set piece Ryan with the passing. And that header down from Gravenberg. Absolutely phenomenal. Good side foot. The start we need on this hot summer's day. And I'm not talking about in the game. I'm talking about IRL. That's Brian and Burmo. Don't let them beat us. They're dribbling straight out of play. Maybe they can blame the wind. It's blowing in that direction. We do have wind effects on. And we do have Kavara making effects happen in the midfield. Here's Hugo Ekitike waiting for the run of Rio Ngamoa. The run, should I say. He tries to put it across the box again. Still trying to create. And there's Benjamin Sheshko. An easy turn on Dean Howson. Going out wide into Mburmo. Burmo round the sides as well. Milos Kerkez. I thought he'd handled it. Easy save for Giorgio. When we sell Wirtz, do we get him some backup? I don't know. But here goes Alexis McAllister. Now more permanently the captain. A brilliant slide ball through. Ryan just takes his man off the ball. He should have took it further. So far so good though against Manchester United. Second half. It's been a bit boring towards the start, but I'll take that. Last time we played Man United, they were 2-0 up. We still beat them 3-2. Gravenberg gets the ball straight to Hugo Ekitike, and this man makes things happen. Rio Ngamoa charging in. He pulls it back. Oh, it was almost beautiful. Just like, however, the game against bottom of the league Middlesbrough. We're only keeping it at 1-0. We need to learn to put our throats on the neck of the opponents, not literally, and just push for more, because there's 10 minutes more than ever in these games due to the mods that are working. That's a header out from Dean Howson. It falls to Bruno. Don't let them get a draw. Bruno running in behind. Good job, Mamadashvili's off his line. And we're going to go for one more. Look at the passing. Hugo Ekitike, head that out of the path of the defender. Hugo seals it. It is going to be a 2-0 win against the rivals Manchester United. And that leads to many pundits, or should I say ex-Liverpool legends, asking, is Kvara actually a cam? Do we need him out wide? Can he play both roles adequately? You know what? A valid question, but not a valid result. A 3-2 loss at Anfield straight after on the weekend to West Bromwich Albion. We're out of the FA Cup, although it's not our aim. I don't think in this save we've won a trophy yet. And I've gave the manager a lot of praise. And the player we don't give praise, the UEFA Team of the Year is announced. Florian Wirtz is in it. Hopefully that ups his price tag with Dean Howson and Gravenberg. And by the way, we need to hurry up actually and sell Florian Wirtz. No bids in yet, because Connor Bradley, his contract is expiring. I know we do want to win the Champions League this season, but if we don't, we can't be losing this man on a free due to no bids. Just look here. Unless I am blind and missing things, I don't see any for Florian Wirtz. And at this point, I'd sell him anywhere, as at least we get a decent result against the rivals in a simulation. Gravenberg brace and Kvaradona. Oh, and I don't think he'd actually like this. That Leipzig with a huge offer. He wants Spain, but more importantly, he wants out. And this is a club's decision. Oh, and look what he's done. It's cost us Connor Bradley. He's gone to Celta Vigo on a free because he couldn't pay his wage. Thanks for that, Florian Wirtz. I mean, it's kind of down to me for spending all the money and not having money on a contract left over for the young man, as there's the young man going. Florian Wirtz goes out to Leipzig, but could this be called a swap deal? More on that after the Blades. I do like playing a game now, an episode where we should aim for more than one goal, because that's what we're craving. The second bottom of the league, we only got one goal against Borough, however, so Brooks intercepted. Milos Kerkez, get us forward, and Gamoa. Minor kit clash with the third kit available. I don't know why it's gone on to this one. And that's a brilliant ball in towards Rio Ngamoa. He likes scoring finesses against these clubs that are down there, with Beraldo struggling to get the ball. Kvicha around the corner. Adam Wharton. Oh, Beaumont was onside. Ekitike wasn't. Shutting the ball down. Come on. Plenty of time to go. I mean, I want more than one goal. I want the win to start off with. As look at that for a killer pass. Rio Ngamoa into the back of the net. Sheffield United's home record on show. And Rio Ngamoa trying to break that up even more. Can we talk about the ball from Vermont, though? Absolutely sensational. With Tom Davies running through us now. Tom Cannon on the ball. Gustavo Hammer. Tom Cannon cannons it in the top bins. They're level. Now I expect us to immediately score back on them. Rio Ngamoa straight into Kerkez. Can we get going again? Rio Ngamoa around the corner. Just one more in the middle. Adam Wharton doesn't have that overlap. Vermont, who's getting far too forward. Kvicha onto Hugo. A bit of a messy move, but we're back in front. Possession-wise, until Tom Cannon absolutely spins Beraldo. Really struggling our Brazilian. He's got a shot off again. And they're testing Mama. Really unfortunate it didn't fall. But Beaumont into Wharton. Ekatike. That's one through. That's Kvaradona with the chance. And there's more than one goal. I'm not overly excited because A, the amount of time it took. And B, that we've even conceded. We shouldn't be doing that, especially with an almost fully fledged starting 11. Boy, seems like it's going now with Gravenberch into Milos Kerkez, Rio Ngamoa. Rio Ngamoa to just keep on dribbling this ball right here into Adam Wharton. Come on, second half. Let's get another goal. Rakoba on. Can he score his first Liverpool goal? It seemed a bit of a miss-hit. But finally, well, his second goal in only 5 appearances. That's not bad. Then again, we're not forgetting last season, but Jeremiah Rakoba. Remember the name, Darwizi Jr. That goal seems a little bit of a fluke now that we even conceded it in the first place. Look at Kvicha finding the gaps. Cooper saves it. Oh my days. Oh my days, they've actually got another one back. I was sat here in silence. Probably the only time I shut up in a video, but deflection. And it's going to be a 3-2 win, which is weird against Sheffield United. Can't lie, I expected a bit better, but then 2 wins from 2 in the games after. It keeps us on course with Manchester City, a draw letting us down now, but still we'll be yet to play them. And we did pip them to top spot in the Champions League. Bournemouth in it. That's down to Isak, who we stupidly sold, but hey, this is the club that Wirtz has gone to, and I said a potential swap deal. They have Vigo Gebel, and they also have Asan Ouedraogo, Elmas, Baumgartner, Wirtz. They don't need all that firepower. It's going to get congested, as we have been linked to Asan Ouedraogo. Yes, that is the man I wanted. Not truly pacey, and will take Kvaradona's role that he's took up, but I just see another cam as pivotal. And seeing as we did sell Florian Wirtz, let's give a little bit of their money back and take their second best. Okay, a release clause on as well. A sell-on clause, that is. We shouldn't have long left of this save. Aiming to win the Champions League this season, so the 6'3" young Cam comes in, takes the number 7 shirt, 85 mil, perfect for me. And we'll change to a Cam, because he's actually not there. And I think when we do change him, with them stats that he has, 91 dribbling, 91 passing, he should still improve. But now we're back to speaking to Kvicha. He's caused a lot of problems since he's joined, but he's a good player. And he's actually complaining now, not because of missing Giorgio, but because he misses that Cam position. I see the new lad's going to take the role that I've been taking up, and I've enjoyed it. Is there any way we share the game time? I don't want to sit over Rio and Ngamoa. And Andoni says, sorry mate, you have to play where you're actually told to in this squad. It is a team effort and your job is strictly to win that Champions League with us. Does it really matter where you play? We've got Dom coming back as well, don't be selfish. And now he kind of does accept it. And same as Szoboszlai, he's going to accept it now. He's on the bench for Ouedraogo as now we play Tottenham, who sit 3rd. Really shocking for Spurs at the moment, but congrats to them. If you're a Spurs fan, shout out. You be getting better, so let's go. Romero straight into Bentancur. Vuskovic, need to watch that run around us. Need to play well here. Keep our gap between them. Cement and try and go and close down Manchester City. It's off the post straight away. Tottenham Hotspur starting off the better. What has happened to Tottenham? They've got John Arias. John bloody Arias, the man from Wolves. He was terrible. And I haven't seen him really pop to light yet at the World Cup. Milos Kerkez forward towards Hugo. Get ready for the flicker, my friend. Ouedraogo's actually starting in his first game. Maybe a risk. Here goes Archie Gray into Matthias Tell. Archie Gray gets the ball back. We've completely took out Tell. That was so stupid from Gravenberch, who started today off really well, but a penalty for Tottenham. Saved by Giorgio Mamadashvili. You be upset, Matthias Tell, as we're just sliding into this. This is like a battle of the bridge, apart from it's not at the bridge. It's at Anfield, and there goes Hugo Ekitike beating their defence to it. Hopefully still the dodgy Spurs backline with the ball straight into Ouedraogo. Through the middle, looking for Kvara. Matthias Tell before half-time. Can we stop them from scoring? Tell, what a save again, Giorgio. It was needed with Milos Kerkez into Dean Howson. Let's keep going again, shall we? Gravenberch. I know he's on a yellow, but that was quite a dangerous tackle with Dean Howson slipping away. Kvicha into Hugo Ekitike. Ekitike away. Can we get the ball through? I'm not going to pop that through until now. Frimpong. He's got the man in front of him in. I don't think that's Ryan. It's McAllister. Why is the team all over the place? Why are we getting transfer news from the WSL? This is a game I would take a 1-0 win because Spurs seem kind of decent, but Ryan's got decent pace. And Ryan to run. The Bournemouth ex-player, he cuts inside, looks for Kvara. Bottom corner almost. John Arias off for them, on for us. Rio Gamoa and Dom Szoboszlai is back. Oh God, why have we lost the ball? Come on, get the ball. No time to daftly give it away right now. They were caught offside, and it's the final embers, the dying embers of the game. The cliche saying with Dominic Szoboszlai linking up with the substitute Rio Gamoa. He needs to turn out. I was hoping Vuskovic would foul him. If we turn straight into him quite softly, Ryan Gravenberg wins the ball. It is going to keep the gap between us and third, but again, we're trying to chase Manchester City. And with this performance, it doesn't really look like we're going to be doing that. It's the month of the Arsenal. We play them 3 times and Crystal Palace once. Okay. Addicted to Arsenal, it seems. Same as the fans saying that online. Now we've got to pick our team very carefully. We've got Wedrago, Gravenberg now the new captain. It changes from game to game, but Dominic Szoboszlai I am going to put into that cam role, and I think I'll leave it like that. We've got to go strongest for the first leg. If you didn't know as well on this channel, we do sim that first one. Then we play the second as Wedrago. Oh my days. We might actually have to play him. Up to a 90 overall when we flip him. 91 passing, 91 dribbling. We got rid of Florian Wirtz, who was almost at a 90, regressing towards it. Maybe Dom don't play there, as he's 92 again, Florian Wirtz, so he's actually stepped up a little with that massive potential. And we can't forget how much of a good player he was. He spoke so highly of the manager before he left, before everything turned sour. And we do hold, going into the second leg, a 1-0 lead away from home. Wedrago back into the side, and come on, we skipped the league game. These are 5th in the table, so we should be beating them on logic. I'm going to say it again though, like I always do. Football ain't played on tables. It's played not on paper as well. It's played on grass, where the result only matters. The result on the night, they've got Waneri in the midfield, and we've got Kvicha busting a lung to get forward. There's the first goal. I can't speak before the crazy Georgian just slots it in, and he was never favourite to score that. Was it through the legs? It was, and the keeper wasn't sighted. Can we keep on doing it though? Ekatike, Wedrago. We could shoot with McAllister, but it should be 2. It is 2. It's Dom Szoboszlai playing off the right today. Arsenal 2 highlights, 2 goals. The rest of the play, dreadful. But I don't care if it's dreadful. We are winning. There's the over 2 goals that we needed. Endrick up front for them. Let's hope Carlo Ancelotti isn't the manager. I'm sure it went to Unai Emre again. Waneri. Keeper's come a long way. He's took him out. Luckily for us, they don't get given in this game. And we're just going to pass it out very softly. Wedrago with the 91 passing. It's so cool. It's so calm. Ball over the top straight into Martin Fernandez. Okay, offside. Let's go again, shall we, Liverpool? Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Oh, that looks a bad one. He's got back up, but I'll probably take him off. Through to Ekatike. That's never the angle. And yep, he's coming off his Kvicha. As soon as this ball goes out, he's got the plaster. Head that away, or just get it away. What is going on? What are we doing, lads? Wedrago. Don't pass it to Giorgio. Keep him rested. Wedrago. Look at the footwork. Who needs Florian Wirtz? Hassan Wedrago. It was about to turn. Doesn't get the chance. But Liverpool now have a chance to rewrite history. We lost that final last year. Now we're back into the quarterfinals. However, the club doctor going straight to Andone Iraola. Boss, you're not gonna want to see the reports. Oh God, who's got this injury? Or it's Kvicha. How long is this? It's an Achilles tendon rupture. Available to play within 10 months. He's the man that we brought in to win the Champions League. Our highest rated player is out for 10 months. Never mind this Champions League. He might not make the next one. He even played on with the plaster scene. But yeah, without him, we haven't signed another midfielder. We are now 7 points behind. With no game in hand, Manchester City are going to run away with this title again. Hopefully we do make that Champions League finale. We meet them in the final again, and we actually beat them. West Ham's going to let us down. That draw to Spurs, and that's about it. We've actually not been that bad. And in the league, a team that should have beaten us, Juventus, or Champions League, sorry, we were beating them No, he wasn't. They were beating us, and then the game broke, and then when we had to skip to the end, we won. I'm going to go with Trainioni on the bench, because now we've only got 2 cams. One of them's playing out wide, Kvara's gone, and Gamoa's in. Ryan might have to learn to play on both sides as well. He might be required on the left. Same as Kirkesh, maybe, as... Oh, it's a challenge. We are 2-1 down to Juventus. McAllister, Yildiz, and João Mario. Isn't he ancient by now? Oh, and Drago's homesick. No, just someone help him settle. Someone put an arm around the youngster, make him feel a bit more at home. And it's like Wirtz in this first season, to be honest. Let's be honest, he didn't have a good year. In real life, and these have got players like Balde, Francisco Conceição, Jonathan David, Cody Gakpo, who's just balled out against Sweden in the World Cup. But apart from that, and Yildiz, beatable. It is comeback season, baby, and Gravenberg's got the captain's armband back. We've took Drago out the starting 11. He's still on the bench, not getting the Wirtz treatment, but I just thought maybe start with Dominic Szoboszlai through the middle and Ryan out wide because he's used to it. And he's not homesick. Can we get an early goal? Rio and Gamoa. There we go! That is just what the doctor ordered. It is a Rio and Gamoa special. Who needs Kvicha when Rio hits those? Our new number 33. We're going to get it from his angle. Did this hit the top bins? Oh boy, it did. Oh boy, it definitely did. Starts don't get any better. It's all level. They don't expect it. We're at home. And we have got to put our pedal to the metal. It is Kirkesh cutting inside. He's going on a bit of a detour. Milos Kirkesh doesn't usually do that, and that's why he doesn't. Stupid pass straight into McAllister, who was ultimately under pressure, and they're going to try and move quick at us. They've got Jonathan David. Cody Gakpo's got a little bit of pace. Conceição is around him. Dean Huijsen concedes the corner. Holy voice break, but head this away. It's going towards Jonathan David. He scored from a set piece last time, earlier on this season, and they aim for him. I love that Juve kit, and they're all level. In fact, ahead in the tie. Rio and Gamoa, we need some more magic, my friend. He can cut inside better. That is definitely a foul, but we'll keep the game ticking. Dominic Szoboszlai looking for his Hungarian teammate, Milos Kirkesh. Can Kirkesh squeeze it through that gap? He doesn't need to. Ryan Gravenberg into McAllister. Still playing over Wharton, who got a bit of game time. Szoboszlai around the corner. Kirkesh was ready. Oh, not Kirkesh. Sekatike. He's got so much involvement in this game, I'm still quoting him. Cody Gakpo, good 1-2. Virgil van Dijk retiring for them. We wish him well after today. Struggling to put the ball in the net because they've now had the more chances. Dean Huijsen struggling for us. But if we can go quickly forward, they've got 3 at the back. Ryan was completely clear. The pass has to be better. And hang about, Dean Huijsen, for all that crap I've just given him, wins the ball back in a brilliant position. Hugo Ekitike has to score. Does score. No chance, Trigogorio. Sensational footy for the neutral. We're going into half-time at 3 apiece. Or should I say 2-1 to Liverpool on the night, because we need to use this momentum. Attacking fullbacks. If it is a 5 at the back, that is terrible on the young man, Rio and Gamoa. And I want to know who that is. I think it's Gabbia. Oh no, it's Gatti. Gabbia plays for Milan. That's why I've just used him in a Milan save. That is a brilliant back heel, Rio and Gamoa. Dominic Szoboszlai. Rio's going to be out for revenge. He's unselfish. Ekitike. The tie is turned around. Take that, Gatti. You shouldn't have given the free kick now. We keep doing the same celebration. And after looking a little bit down and out, Liverpool look on for a semi-final. A reverse passing move of that first chance we had. McAllister. He hops around Gravenberch. And look at this passing now. We've got them on the ropes. There we go. We should be winning the tie clearly now. It's 4-1. We did worse against Sheffield United. Juventus have crumbled. And Ekitike is now off, so he ain't going to get that hat-trick. I've gone with Jeremiah Rakoba. This is a set piece, by the way. And Gatti should have scored. Set piece FC. After it late on, but Rakoba's finally starting to score. It is 5-1, 6-3. Jeremiah Rakoba. I'm sad we haven't got the new kits, the face scans, and I am going to plan to have them for the next episode, which hopefully is the final one if we win this Champions League. We're going very well with a 5-1 win right here. Ekitike, I didn't think he got a hat-trick. I completely forgot he scored that second goal. Dominic Szoboszlai, I thought got it, but obviously I'm wrong. a hat-trick, and a route to a semi-final. It all comes down to potentially today on the Champions League run. A massive hammering of Arsenal and also a swap deal. Hasan Ouedraogo joins, Florian Wirtz leaves Liverpool, crashing out on PS Morgan. Seriously? What's that all about? Come on, what is he doing? But yes, people, this could be the final time we see this Liverpool team in an intro. It's not the finale I wanted, not because of games or anything, but because I'm absolutely dripping of sweat. The mods should be working. We've got Ekatike. Let's see if his face is in it. For this last dance, yes, he is. We've got the kits back. Finally, it took its time, did this game. Hasan Ouedraogo, he's got a face for the first time ever in this save, but one player we won't see the face of in a game again is Kvicha. Unless we don't win this season, we'd get him back almost at the end of next. It was a naughty tackle that got put in on him as we start the Champions League semi-final off with Atleti. Do we play both legs? Do we play some of these league games? Well, we do have Chelsea and we do have Manchester City. Interesting, we finish with them. They are 7 points clear, top of the league. Unfortunately, no game in hand for us. And we could actually change that around to 1 game in hand if we beat them with 4 points. 3 points close to them, of course, with that final game of the season. We could pip them to the post. There is the league. I was going to say the League Cup. No, that was the FA Cup. The League Cup actually won by Forest. Did they beat us or something? No, it was Manchester City on penalties. We can't lie, Manchester City have been really rotten to us this save. But Iraola's contract hasn't been rotten to him. He's just got to win games. And he's got to try and win the Champions League. We've got 390 rated. Only 2 of them can play. A lot of 89s. Ekatike at this moment in time after a hat-trick against Arsenal sits on 26 goals, 10 assists. We lose the contribution of Kvicha for the time being, but we gain Rio and Gamoa as the manager's going to speak to the youngster. Rio, I regret even trying to replace you. Is he really throwing Kvicha under the bus? I'm so glad you're back into this team. I know you've worked really difficult or through difficulties. The goals you've been scoring at this moment in time have been phenomenal. Prove what you've got against Fulham, get into the Champions League squad, and keep it for yourselves, as we need to gain confidence before that big fixture. So yes, we are going to be playing Fulham. Come on, we've got to keep chasing Manchester City. With a few changes like Szoboszlai staying in over Ouedraogo, we need that confidence. If we get beat here, despite having a lot of first-team players, I'll be kind of ashamed of us. Kevin, brilliant tackle right there. Jack Gay with the pass away. That rhymes. Gravenberg straight into the inverted Kerkez. Around the side, here goes Rio Gamoa. I've just praised him for them finesse shots. He gets it back on his right foot, swinging despite in real life being predominantly left-footed. He's going to get the left-footed cross in, trying to test Bert Leno, but this has been the most boring half I think I've ever seen. We're already 38 minutes in. That cross being the only real bit of action, and I apologise if you can hear in the background a fan. I've got the room fanned up. It is boiling in England, and I think the first time I recorded this Liverpool save, it was chucking it down, so it's changed around. Rio trying to cross again. He is proving himself like the manager wanted, really getting in the action. That's a brilliant ball towards Hugo Ekatike. Utter a push in the back by Timothy Castagna. I think that's an awful decision. Vermont, though, into Bradley. We've made a lot of substitutions, and Connor Bradley is on for fitness reasons, same as Beaumont. There was a low cross into Ungamoa, but I didn't want to go for it. They've done very well at blocking the crosses of Fulham. Come on. We need to stay on the path of City. Milos Kerkez, that's terrible. We're taking way too long. Adam Wharton, the man to penetrate a pass through the middle, is onto the field. As Bradley, with a pass in there, here's Ekatike at the edge of the box. Giving us the ball back easily. We need to go. Connor Bradley, he's away from the defender right here. If there is a switch in the box, Connor Bradley, there's the man we needed to perform today. It is the style we play, the inverted fullbacks, getting the ball across the box into Rio Ungamoa. It looks like a lot of people were ready to write us off, but we get back in there. Connor Bradley off the bench to get man of the match for Liverpool in the retro kit that I'm actually loving, and City have spilt up. Why is the media not focusing on that? We could technically still win this league. Or if we beat City on the final day, lose it by a point. But that is me being pessimistic, as we can't forget the ruthlessness Iraola wanted. That's all he asked for from this team, and we've beaten Middlesbrough 3-0. And that means we're still on track for a chase, and we've won in the Champions League first leg. We actually beat Juventus before this. That's where Ekitike got his hat-trick, where Draugo gets his first Liverpool goal. I believe, and a lot of praise again from outlets. Can we do this? And no, it wasn't his first Liverpool goal. He scored 5, assisted 2. First goal in game for us from our number 7, replacing Florian who? Florian what? Florian where? I can't lie, Wirtz did play well for us. But I am preferring who we've got now. Pressure's back on City. Yes, they do have that game in hand, but 1 point is in it. And look at that athletic kit. You love to see it. Is that kind of retro? I don't know. We're the ones in retro. But we're hoping for a modern day result here at Anfield. Went unbeaten a few seasons back all the time under Jurgen Klopp. Ekitike! Oh my days, I didn't think he was favourite to it. Arteta's in charge of Atleti. I've just seen him on the sidelines. Can you get a more pleasing fit for a tactical approach and a manager already match made in heaven? As we win that header, Gravenberg, we've got the 2-0 lead. They'll struggle to overcome that. Rio and Gamoa, that's got to be handled. I thought it was the brother of Mr. Home Alone himself on our side. It isn't. It's Mark Buell. I thought it said McAllister. But it's our McAllister to score this, to make it 3-0. Almost put us in. It's off the inside of the post. And we've got tired players, I'm just noticing. I think we had another league game before this, and we've got to get our heads back in it, and this penalty. Arteta's took Calafiori over to Atleti. I thought he'd take one of the big men defenders, but here's Mendoza running forward. Is that Brian? I don't know, but here goes Frimpong. Lemar's retiring for them. They should have an ancient team, and they're backpedaling, really scrambling to get back, which allows us to get forward. We love to put that ball across the box. They've dealt with it rather comfortably. Just me, or is that fantastic? From Atleti, okay, they still can actually play football, but they run straight into Milos Kerkez. Over the top, really fatigued team, so we could have done with that penalty, enabling us to actually change it round in the second half, which I guess we can still do. It's half-time, it's 2-0. If we bottle this, and even the substitutes are absolutely knackered. I think I've simmed 2 games very close succession, and then this is the third. We had Borough and Sunderland both away from home, so yeah, players are really tired, and we're coming up against a team probably full of beans, still trying to beat them with that 2-0 lead, but I don't feel confident. There goes over the top Jeremiah Rakoba. He's finally got a bit of confidence. It's saved by Jan Oblak. We signed that man from the second tier of Spain, so he's not used to playing against Jan, but Las Palmas, maybe in the past he has. Adam Wharton running through. He's still tired. Still hanging in there. There is Kerkez over the top. Rio and Gamoa. He's beaten to it, but come on, in the last minutes of normal time, the ref brings an end to the game. We have now done it. Liverpool, for the 2nd season in a row, will be in a Champions League final. Will history repeat itself? The question everybody's asking. Well, it won't team-wise, because we're facing Paris, not Manchester City. Still on top in this league with a game in hand, but only by a point. And this is where we risk simulations, getting towards the end of this season. Now we're in the Champions League final. We cannot be playing these next 2 games. Oh my days. 2 red cards, but we still managed to win. Kerkez scoring and then going for an early bath. How on earth does that happen, though? And Dominic Szoboszlai is injured, available to play in 3 days? It is a mouth injury? That's weird. Alongside Bradley injured, pulled hamstring. We don't even have a backup fullback. It's going to be Chambers and Stevenson to play against Chelsea in a potential title decider. And can we get the win? Oh my days, we get it 4-2. Scoring 4 without any fullbacks. Oh my, that is absolutely phenomenal. Even Leone needed simming on. And he's been the star that we really haven't got the best out of in this entire save. But I don't believe it. On this final game day, Manchester City have already claimed the title by 4 points. It was so close, yet so far. City have gone and done it. leaving us just sat on our hands and not ruthless enough to win that title, however, Champions League final. And Andone is going to speak to me right here. It's the first time we've spoke in quite a while. Boss, I know there's integrity around the Premier League and it could backfire, but I want to rest the majority of our players for this final game against City. Yes, it could be a disaster class. Yes, they could absolutely hammer us. But the Champions League we got wrong last year, and I think we had fatigued players out in that campaign. Let me field a weakened squad, hopefully get a result, and maybe a draw, just to be pleased of the young players. Then we can play full strength against PSG, and screw it, even if the league fine us for non-fair play rules, I'm going to allow him to sanction it and take this team right here to the final game of the Premier League season, with literally players all out of position. Maybe we change Jones to out wide. Jones plays anywhere. Chambers is further forward. He is a left back with 68 passing, 71 dribbling against City. We are risking it for a biscuit, and City beat us 2-0. I think there's pride to be taken out of that one. Ait Nouri and Foden with the goal. However, it has led to a lot of negativity away from the Prem. People saying we threw that, and if we actually throw the Champions League, that is going to be karma. And that's what we've got to watch out for, as who do we face? In charge of Paris, it's still Enrique, so we can expect if they get a kick-off to be blasted forward, the ball to just absolutely be rifled down the field and given back to us. So we've got to be careful in possession as a potential signing. Yan Diomande is the 4th scorer in the Champions League. Top scorer is Isaac, who, yes, we let go over to Bournemouth. Don't ask me why. Oh, yes, you can actually ask me why. He wanted to move. We could afford him for next season if we wanted. If we wanted to bring him back as the top scorer for this season is Hugo Ekitike. It's getting really warm in this room. I can't say his name right. McAllister is in 2nd. Potential player of the season, as you guys will be voting for player of the save or the season next, depending on this final result. And for me, it's between Hugo, McAllister, I would say Ryan. He's been good this season. And Rio and Gamoa. Ryan just squeezing in there over Ryan Gravenberg. I'm sorry, but Gravenberg's got the plaudits of being the captain. He don't need any more, as at least City didn't go invincibles. We were clearly 2nd. If we win this, it means we haven't won a title, and we haven't won a cup. The Champions League could be our first cup in 3 seasons. Would Iraola be sacked for this in real life? Let me know in the comments, and also subscribe to give us luck as we're on the race to 10k on this channel, and we're going to need the luck for this Champions League finale coming up. Phil Foden grabbing the player of the year, and now our rivalry has finished with City, hopefully. I can actually give him the praise and say well done to him. We just care about hating the team we're facing right now, and we're in that such slick black away kit. I love it. I'd love to be lifting that title more so. Whatever we're wearing, they're in their new home kit. We've got the new kits loaded up, and that's the kick we expected. Keep the ball back off them. Don't let them pressurize us. With only one tired player in this team, I had to leave a first teamer on the bench from the last game, and that was Rio and Gamoa, so he's got to actually time himself. Red numbers on the back of our shirt to potentially put them off. Marquinhos crossing to Noon Mensch. He's got the 1-2 on lock. Noon Mensch just scored a free kick against Uzbekistan at the time of recording. Here goes Njantu. He absolutely flattens Frimpong. Panic stations at the off. After me explicitly saying, don't give them possession. Look how high their line is. Rio and Gamoa running in behind. Maybe we get a high scorer. If we could have got round him then, as here goes Gil Viaro Riyad. He's crossing the ball in. McAllister doing the defensive duties. Straight onto Drago. Feels harsh on Szoboszlai. But we had to play the 90 overall man with Rio and Gamoa. Receiving this out wide. He's got to switch it across. It was a panic switch. Bit of a chess game. Like the second leg against... who was it? We just played Atleti. But then we were tired. This game, we're not, so please no. I was going to say lacking passes from ourselves. That's not a lacking pass from Gravenberg. Rio and Gamoa is through. Imagine after everything. Kvicha being signed. It's Rio and Gamoa. Our youngster scores in the Champions League finale, replacing the man that used to play for these. Rio scores. I don't know where this is. I'm guessing potentially it's the Hertha Berlin Stadium. But what a goal for Liverpool. What a ball from Gravenberg, I think it was. And he scored our only 2 goals today as Rio and Gamoa. What a story. He looked out of the team for a second, and it was their mistake that actually put us through. I think it was a dodgy pass by Rafinha. Can't say you see that too often, as Ousmane Dembele. Vitinha We're doing the offside trap, doing to an ex-Barca manager what Barcelona do now. And I honestly haven't done it on purpose. It's just working with Ryan. I see that sneaky ball in behind. If is he onside? Yes, he is. I thought he was off. Ryan going towards the edge of the box. Ryan trying to do a Rio and Gamoa. I've just remembered as well, start of this game, I said that Foden got the player of the year. He was the man to score against us in the last finale. Rio for us. It's wonderkid galore and academy players. Oh, this man came from the Chelsea Academy. Mamardashvili called into massive action with a huge save at the end of this first half. Marquinhos, don't be handball. Dean Howson, I thought it was going to be. Don't tackle him. Vitinha, the magician, is just dribbling through us. Oh, we have took him out. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This timing. At the end of the first half, we're going to be going in at 1 apiece. It's Vitinha against Mamardashvili, who's been brilliant. But Vitinha ain't missing that one. The mentality as well, just to go and get the ball. It's something we need to try and conjure up. As we ain't got long of this game to go now. 45 minutes. I thought we'd get the win. I thought they'd made a mistake. That's it. Just one error. Huyson makes a mistake. He takes his man out. And here goes Ryan, fully rested, unlike in Gamoa. So I unfortunately think we use Ryan more. Gravenberch! It was almost, instead of Ryan, Ryan. But we have managed to keep it alive. And here goes Rio and Gamoa again. He drops it off. Milos Kerkez, very dodgy first touch by our Hungarian. Thinking of Hungary. No, I'm not starving. I want to get the other Hungarian on with Lee Kang in looking forward. Mamardashvili off his line. We'll make them changes soon. Where Drago's not been in the game. Maybe he just hasn't had time to adapt to Liverpool as much. That ball, I was going to play through to Ekatike, so that should be a red card. Goal scoring opportunity was gone. Please, hit that red card. Yellow. Goal scoring opportunity, hello. Oh, we're flying forward, but oh my days. Frimpong, it's a perfect chance to get the ball. That cross had no curve, so Ekatike struggles to pick up on it. Maybe it was a decent move, as that's a brilliant ball through. We're back in the lead. A goal I didn't expect. Fresh off the bench, Dominic Szoboszlai, the hero for Liverpool in real life, scores from a Frimpong cross, and no silly penalties to give away. We should have a Champions League medal in the cabinet of every single player. Just keep seeing them away from the goal. Dean Huyson, that was an integral touch into Gravenberch. Chipper over the top were Drago. I liked the idea, and I thought Ekatike was the one off a little bit there. But he picks up on that loose pass. Hugo Ekatike, a cross over to Ryan. Oh, he's in the net. We've won it. An error at the back from PSG late into the game secures the title for Liverpool. We will finish this save with the UCL trophy today. And the Champions League is won by Liverpool. That means the end of this save, which has been fun. And McAllister's going to lift it. Could have been him or Gravenberch. I hope you guys have enjoyed this save. I've really tried to put more thought into the storylines. As if you do have a storyline, you have a team to suggest or anything, comment it down below and I'll try and get onto it as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching the Liverpool Career Mode. If you're excited to see another Career Mode, we've got full movies on the main channel, full series on the second, which you should be watching this on first. And thank you very much for supporting. Just click on screen anywhere for a video YouTube recommends you.